Every girl dreams of her perfect wedding day, right? Walking down an aisle of roses towards the man she loves. But for our bride Jing Xiu, something feels off. The priest asks the million-dollar question, and she hesitates, a shadow of sorrow in her eyes. Suddenly, the doors burst open. I object. The woman storms the altar, a desperate plea on her lips. She grabs the groom, shouting that this wedding can't happen. The absolute chaos, the bride Jing Xiu freezes in horror. It can't be Jai Yaoyan's. The name escapes her lips like a ghost. The groom rips his hand away from his own bride, his focus entirely on the intruder. Oof, that's cold. The world blurs into a painful memory. Our bride snaps back to the present, her mind racing. What happened to Jai Yaoyan? Then it all comes rushing back. The horrific news alert that stopped her heart. Actress Jai Yaoyan dies from alcohol poisoning. The media had a field day with the tragedy. Famous actress Jing Xiu attends Jai Yaoyan's funeral. But wait, a different woman wakes up, her face stained with tears. Who is this? She's been grieving for months. And here comes the plot twist you've been waiting for. Today marks the 3rd month since I've been reincarnated. That's right, our real heroine is Jai Yaoyan, the woman who crashed the wedding. In her past life, she worked herself to the bone and died a tragic, lonely death from alcohol poisoning. She thought that was the end, until she woke up in a stranger's body. And not just that, she's been sent 3 years into the past, 3 years before that awful wedding. She looks at an old photo, her heart twisting in her chest. It's her and Jing Xiu back when they were in love. This was 2 years before she broke up with her. But now she's been given a second chance, and this time she's not letting her go. Her assistant Lin Yu arrives with breakfast. She briefs our girl on the day's schedule for the new variety show. But Lin Yu is confused. Why join a chaotic reality show when she just won a prestigious acting award? Our girl isn't worried, she knows something her assistant doesn't. Lin Yu teases her about guessing the secret mystery mentor for the show. But our heroine doesn't need to guess. She already knows it's her, Jing Xiu. The scene cuts to a company meeting. The president, Tao Xingguo, calls our girl to her office. In her past life, this woman saved her career out of nowhere. But now, her reincarnation seems to have changed the timeline. The president orders her to sit down, the tension is thick. She says this is about a private matter. And it's not just our girl who's joining the show from their company. Another actress, Youyan, will be participating too. Our heroine is stunned. She quickly schools her expression, relieved that the main plot hasn't changed yet. The president, however, can tell something is different about our girl. Then she drops the real bomb. She wants our heroine to mentor this Ningwei. Our girl is confused. This is a strangely personal request for a company president to make. Tao Xingguo gets flustered, admitting Ningwei is her girlfriend. Jai Yaoyan's world shatters, her girlfriend. But in her previous life, Yuan Ningwei died from suicide. As she walks out completely dazed, she runs right into the ghost from her past. Our girl Jai Yaoyan is on her way to a new gig. Her assistant is buzzing about the show's new mentor, but Jai Yaoyan couldn't care less. The big secret is out. It's the legendary actress Jing Xiu, back after a 2-year hiatus. Our girl just tells her to relax, playing it way too cool. Her assistant gets curious, asking if she and Jing Xiu are on good terms from their past project. Oh honey, if you only knew, Jai Yaoyan gives a flawless practice smile. Yes, of course we are, she lies. She sends her assistant ahead to the room. But surprise, there's a booking issue. Our girl and Jing Xiu have to share a suite, and apparently Jing already agreed. The door swings open and a frosty aura fills the hallway. It's Jing Xiu, and she looks absolutely furious. The poor assistant tries to break the ice, mentioning how excited Jai Yaoyan is to see her. Jing Xiu's response is ice cold. She slams the door right in the poor girl's face. The assistant is left in total shock. She thought they were friends. Just then, our heroine arrives on the scene. She quickly grabs her frantic assistant, asking why she came up. Jai Yaoyan smoothly diffuses the situation, blaming it all on a simple misunderstanding. But internally, she knows exactly what this is, a declaration of war. She can see Jing Xiu is just as miserable as she is. She reassures the staff, saying the mentor was just tired. Taking a deep breath, our girl steps up to the door. She knocks softly, calling out her old nickname, Xiu, it's me. The lock clicks. The door clicks open, and there she is. It's Jing Xiu's assistant, apologizing for her boss's jet lag. She asks our girl not to take the earlier grumpiness personally. The assistants were just trying not to bother mentor Jing during her rest. Turns out our girl was so groggy she slammed the door right in their faces. She literally just shut them out without a second thought. And inside, the Ice Queen herself is waiting, looking completely unbothered. Our girl finally processes who she just dissed at her front door. The assistant tries to smooth things over. But our heroine only has eyes for her long-lost love, softly saying her name. We finally meet again, she whispers, her heart in her throat. Jing Xiu just blinks, her expression as cold as a winter morning. So they sit down for the most awkward afternoon tea in history. Jing Xiu offers her a drink, her voice polite but distant. Our girl can feel the massive wall Jing Xiu has put up between them. This polite stranger is not the woman she remembers. She's never been on the receiving end of this cold shoulder. She tries to use her old nickname, but Jing Xiu cuts her off. It's Jing Xiu. Ouch, Jing Xiu dismisses the entire conversation with a forget it. Then comes the final blow. There's nothing worth reminiscing between us. She claims she's tired and needs to wash up, leaving our girl shattered. The door slams shut, leaving a deafening silence. The poor assistant tries to make small talk about the cake, but our girl remembers everything. Jing Xiu used to like matcha, not bitter chocolate. The assistant looks down, defeated. She admits that was in the past and quickly makes an exit. Our girl is left alone with the bitter taste of rejection. It's all in the past, huh? She thinks, staring at the cake. But she can tell something is seriously wrong just by looking at her boss. She points out Miss Jai's red eyes, which are clearly from crying all night. Our girl plays it off with a terrible lie about an eyelash. Youyan isn't buying it. She gets straight to the point, asking if things are always like this with Miss Jing. The assistant notes Miss Jing wore the same clothes but looked way too fresh. Youyan pleads with her boss to reconsider, warning her that Miss Jing is dangerous. But Miss Jai goes full defense mode. She says if Miss Jing is rude, it's her own fault. She practically threatens her assistant not to think badly of the woman she loves. Poor Youyan is terrified, promising to keep her mouth shut from now on. Miss Jai immediately softens, patting her head and saying she trusts her with secrets. She then reveals Miss Jing had already prepared hot milk tea and cake for her. And she smugly admits she kept the sweet treats all to herself. What a flex. Youyan goes for the kill shot. Doesn't Miss Jing know your preferences? Ouch. The realization hits our girl like a truck. A phone call thankfully interrupts the crisis. She announces she has a business dinner to attend with the director. And guess who else will be there? Miss Jing, of course. Our girl gets ready, transforming into a total goddess for the event. But just as she's about to leave, Youyan stops her. She points to a plate, reminding her not to drink on an empty stomach. A true friend. Later that evening, she arrives at the chaotic business dinner. The director pulls out her chair like a gentleman as everyone settles in. But our girl can only focus on one thing. Jing Xiu still hasn't arrived. Our girl Xiu immediately tenses up as she joins their business dinner. Miss Jai smoothly explains away her lateness with a savage comment about traffic. Then she downs an entire glass of wine as an apology, a total power move. The sleazy chairman is all too happy to lead a toast after that chaotic display. He starts pouring wine for everyone, looking like a total creep. Miss Jai just keeps drinking, taking shot after shot for the team. It's not long before our poor heroine has to make a run for the bathroom. She's feeling absolutely sick from all the forced drinking. Suddenly, Miss Jai is right behind her, asking if she needed a breather too. She calmly wipes her hands, looking completely unbothered by all the alcohol. She then compliments our girl's incredible tolerance. The shade is unreal. With that parting shot, she turns and leaves our girl completely baffled. Xiu replays the weird compliment in her head. What did she mean? Was she making fun of her for playing along? She's left alone, trying to process this strange encounter. That's when she spots a handkerchief left on the counter, glowing with a soft pink aura. Miss Jai was just standing here. Did she leave this on purpose? Our girl cautiously picks it up, drawn in by its enchanting light. She takes a small sniff and is immediately captivated by the scent. But of course, her colleague walks in at the worst possible moment. Busted, she's caught sniffing a handkerchief like a weirdo and totally panics. She makes a lame excuse and practically begs her colleague to keep it a secret. Then she flees the scene of the crime, absolutely mortified. As she runs, it finally clicks. The way Miss Jai talked was so suspicious. She realizes she's been a complete fool. A woman pressures Youyan to drink, getting real pushy about it. Meanwhile, our girl is dealing with this sleazy director Wang getting way too close. And yep, there's his hand right on her waist. She freezes up completely. Her eyes dart over to Miss Jing, wondering if she sees what's happening. But Miss Jing has her own problems as her brother tries to force a drink on her. Now the creepy director is toasting her too. This dinner is a total nightmare. But our girl steps in, putting on a sweet smile and politely declining for her. She warns them she has a unique personality when she's drunk. She spins a wild tale about getting into brawls and waking up Miss Jing. Miss Jing is intrigued, especially what, she asks, her eyes gleaming. Oh, our girl has her hook now. The whole table is listening. She describes Miss Jing as a furious little kitty, absolutely savage. But the story isn't over yet. She continues with a confident smirk. She recalls how valiant Miss Jing was, scaring off some noisy neighbors. But then she drops the real threat. She may have no idea that I'm even more valiant now. She might just hit someone with a pillow. With that, she begs for mercy and everyone just laughs. Finally, the dinner from hell is over as she gets into a van with her manager. Our heroine looks completely zoned out, replaying that chaotic scene in her head. Her manager points out that she should thank Jing Xiu for helping out. Our girl quietly listens, processing everything that just happened. Her manager reassures her that they won't need to cover up any past drama. She gives our girl a comforting look as they drive through the city lights. She silently stares out the window, lost in her own chaotic thoughts. Her manager asks what she's thinking about, her head in the clouds. Our girl claims she's just a little drunk, but her manager isn't buying it. She's told to thank Jing Xiu for handling the situation earlier. The manager explains their current room arrangement is temporary. She promises to cover up any past scandals between them, but our girl surprisingly says there's no need to cover anything up. She even suggests releasing an article to clear the air. And that's when the manager goes full savage mode. She did her homework and knows our girl dumped Jing Xiu for fame. She points out they haven't spoken in 2 years, while our girl has been linked with countless actors. Is she worried her messy past will come back to haunt her? Our heroine has no comeback, just a face full of regret. The lonely car ride continues through the glittering city lights. She's completely isolated in her own sorrow. I didn't know better then, she thinks, a terrible excuse for breaking someone's heart. She finally gets to her hotel suite and lets herself in. The room is dark and empty except for a massive piano. She wonders if Xiu is already back in the adjoining room. Our girl collapses onto the bed, completely drained. It was their first meeting in so long and she couldn't even talk to her. She pulls out a small box she's been hiding. Inside is a beautiful bracelet she had made. It's a cute little panda charm she couldn't give to Xiu in her past life. She had it remade in this life, hoping for a second chance. But now she's not so sure, still a spark of hope remains. She gets up and walks to the connecting door. She hesitates, her hand hovering over the handle. But her courage fails her. She blames the alcohol, thinking Xiu is definitely asleep. Besides, she stinks of booze and she knows Xiu hates the smell. She backs away, convinced her former love already despises her. But on the other side of the door, Xiu is wide awake, looking just as heartbroken. Jing Xiu sits alone, lost in thought, her expression unreadable. Her phone sits on the desk, a silent witness to her solitude. She finally reaches for it, her mind clearly made up. Meanwhile, our girl Youyan finishes getting ready for bed, completely oblivious. But as she lies down, sleep won't come. Her thoughts drift to one person and one question. It takes her back 10 years to the chaotic idol auditions where they first met. Amidst the crowd, she saw one person who stood out. Jing Xiu was a white swan in a sea of ugly ducklings, and Youyan was determined not to be just another face in the crowd. Fate intervenes when they're assigned to the same dorm room. Our girl musters up her courage and introduces herself. The ethereal beauty replies her name is Jing Xiu. Youyan immediately spots the cute panda charm on her bag. Jing Xiu just gives her a small knowing smile. She points out the little red dot Youyan added to the panda's forehead. Youyan admits it was just a habit and asks if Jing Xiu likes pandas. She does. So our girl, completely smitten, offers her the keychain on the spot. She calls it a first meeting gift, smooth-moved Youyan. Jing Xiu is surprised by the sudden kindness. Then back in the present, a sudden knock echoes through the room. Youyan opens the door and her past comes flooding back. It's Jing Xiu. Our girl looks up, mortified she woke the ice queen with a hairdryer. The view, however, is definitely making an impression. Jing Xiu blushes and hands over stomach medicine, trying to play it cool. But as she turns to leave, our heroine grabs her hand, refusing to let her go. She nervously wishes her good night, completely flustered by the tension. Alone again, our girl sits on her bed, a sudden realization hitting her. She already had medicine from someone else. So why did Jing Xiu go out of her way to get more for her? Her mind races and a new resolve builds inside her. She finds herself standing right in front of Jing Xiu's door. It swings open and the woman herself looks down, waiting. Jing Xiu asks what she wants, her voice low. Our girl fumbles for words, her heart pounding in her chest. She quickly explains it's a welcome gift, revealing an adorable panda charm. She insisted on the little red dot, hoping Jing Xiu would like it, and her expression, it's priceless. Jing Xiu accepts the small box, her gaze softening. Our girl says her liking it is thanks enough. She then thanks her for saving her earlier. But Jing Xiu's eyes glint. Shouldn't I get a token of appreciation then? Our poor heroine is completely stunned, stammering with a betrayed face. Our girl is completely stunned, at total loss for words. She tries to play it cool, asking if there's anything else she needs. But Jing Xiu stops her, revealing a last-minute dangerous change to the script. The directors now want her to perform a risky action scene. She's worried Jia Yu's body can't handle the strain after her accident. Jia Yu's mind reels. This is not what happened in her previous life. The door slams shut as Jing Xiu's face turns to stone. Jia Yu is floored, but Jing Xiu just asks, what does it have to with you? Our girl desperately pleads, Xiu, I'm worried for you. But Jing Xiu delivers a savage blow. Who are you, a colleague, a kind ex? Heartbroken, Jia Yu asks if they can at least still be friends. Jing Xiu scoffs, calling her forgetful for even thinking that was an option. Then she slams the door right in her face with a hard no. Jia Yu is livid, yelling at the closed door not to insult herself or their past. She's left alone in the hallway, completely confused by the word insult. She watches through the crack as Jing Xiu walks away without looking back. Back in her room, she gets a message from the sweet Youyan Ningwei. Ningwei has already picked out a script for her and is ready to help. The pressure is on. The first episode consists of 99 solo performances. Your initial ranking is decided by mentors and fan votes. Yu knows she has to rely on her acting skills to survive. Just as she's trying to sleep, she gets another text from Ningwei. But sleep won't come, her mind is racing, replaying the chaotic encounter. And then a memory hits her like a ton of bricks. She remembers something she said to Xiu when they were still a couple. She told her that ex-lovers can never be friends after they break up, unless they were never actually in love. Her assistant is already there, asking why she looks so exhausted. She's told to keep her voice down because Miss Jing is already gone. Our heroine clutches her stomach, realizing Jing left ages ago to avoid her. The painful conclusion hits. Jing didn't want to see her after last night's chaos. She mentally screams at herself for being so foolish. A proper ex should be dead to you after all. This triggers a horrifying flashback to her past life. She remembers Jing weeping over her actual dead body. The memory is so vivid she can almost smell the flowers. Her assistant snaps her out of the traumatic spiral. It's time to get ready for the day. They head towards the elevator, the day already off to a terrible start. And just her luck, Jing is right there, looking like a goddess in her workout gear. They exchange the most awkward good morning in human history. As Jing's team leaves, our girl quickly stops her manager. She's worried about Jing's old wounds acting up during the rehearsal. She slips the manager her card, asking to be notified if anything happens. The manager reassures her she'll keep a close watch. Our girl admits she's just being a worrywart. She knows the manager is better at caring for Jing anyway. But then the manager drops a bombshell. The real reason Jing went to the gym was so she wouldn't accidentally wake our girl up. It wasn't avoidance, it was an act of kindness. The manager immediately wonders if she said too much. As Jing's group walks away, her manager scolds her own assistant for not being as thoughtful. Our girl Youyan gets her next assignment. She'll be partnering with Anrin for the performance. She just has to refamiliarize herself with a scene she's done before. Easy peasy. But suddenly, loud booming noises come from the next room. It's mentor Jing's room where she's practicing an action scene. Yaoyan's face falls. She remembers that Miss Jing or Xiao was recently injured. Then a massive crash echoes through the hall. Her assistant yells out, "Miss Jing." They burst into the room and our girl freezes. There's Xiao clutching her arm in agony. Youyan rushes to her side, gently taking her hand. "Where are you hurt?" she asks, full of concern. Xiao looks away, flustered, and insists she's fine. The staff wants to take her to the hospital, but she refuses, not wanting to cause trouble. Her mentor helps her up, telling her to go rest for the day. As Xiao leaves, Youyan immediately follows her down the hall. The assistants watch them go, noting how worried Youyan is for her old friend. But they also notice the cold shoulder. It's like Miss Jing is pushing our girl away on purpose. Finally, Xiao stops and confronts her. "Why are you following me?" Youyan pleads with her, asking why she's pushing herself so hard with her injury. "It's your body," she says fiercely. "The pain is your pain." Xiao snaps back. "I aced an action movie script before, but our girl isn't having it. Things are different now." The words hang in the air, a savage comeback. "So you do know that things are different now." Xiu knows things are different now, and our girl can't even respond. Suddenly, the elevator dings, saving her from this awkward conversation. But look who it is. The other woman steps out looking like a goddess. She warns our girl to stop acting out of line if she wants peace. Our poor heroine is fuming. "Weird rumors," she yells back. But the cold beauty just stops and stares her down. Our girl accuses her of shifting the blame again. She tells her to back off and mind her own business. Savage. But Xiu's inner monologue is spicy. "What if I want rumors?" she thinks. Suddenly, her manager pops out of nowhere, pretending she saw nothing. Our girl immediately freaks out while her manager tries to calm her down. She quickly changes the subject, asking if Xiu is hurt. The manager reassures her that she'll check on Xiu later. But then our girl gets serious, calling her manager by her first name. "What if I really do want to?" she asks, completely serious. She confesses she was afraid before, but now, things have changed. Her manager is completely stunned, trying to process this confession. Our girl tries to leave, handing her a shawl. But her manager stops her, needing to ask one final critical question. With a dead serious look, she asks, "Are you truly ready?" Our poor girl is spiraling, replaying the day's chaotic events in her mind. She's convinced that even Yao Zio doesn't trust her anymore. And to make matters worse, her beloved Xiu is giving her the cold shoulder. She blames her past self for everything, thinking she's a total disappointment. But then she remembers that one shining moment from her past life. Xiu literally abandoned her own wedding to run after our girl. Suddenly, her assistant interrupts her emo session. "A Miss Ningwei is here. Xiao thinks she should rest after a full day of rehearsals." But our girl is laser-focused, asking what she knows about this Youyan Ningwei. The assistant spills the tea. She's gentle, low-profile, but her acting is famously terrible. A wave of memories hits our heroine from her past life. Youyan Ningwei was a kind soul, but was accused of stealing roles. The public turned on her with a savage online hate campaign. She never defended herself, and the constant harassment tragically led to her death. Only after she was gone did the truth come out. She was innocent and a secret philanthropist. She donated almost everything she earned, the world's biggest case of oops, my bad. Her assistant snaps her out of the dark memories, worried she said something wrong. But our girl has a new mission. Bring her to me, I wish to see her. The assistant leads the guest into the fancy hotel suite. The door opens, revealing the city lights behind them. And there she is, Youyan Ningwei, looking bright and innocent. She's so humble, completely unaware of the dark fate awaiting her. Our girl can't help but admire how elegant and pure she is. She trembles, knowing that in just 2 years, this bright star would be tragically extinguished. Right off the bat, the senior actress is trying to pull rank, but our girl Ningwei steps in to defend her friend. The actress, Miss Jai, dismisses the helper. Xiaoyu practically teleports out of there. Ningwei thinks Miss Jai is so kind and sincere. Oh honey, you are so naive. Miss Jai stops her, handing over a little gift, a classic move to win favor. Ningwei opens it to find a thermos. How practical, how boring. Miss Jai casually name-drops President Tao, saying it was his idea. The plot thickens. She then asks our girl to pass along a second gift to Miss Jing, a 2-for-1 deal. And then she goes in for the kill. Are you and President Tao dating? Our poor heroine is completely flustered. She did not see that coming. But Ningwei is no fool. She flips the script with a savage counter-question. Miss Jai, have you dated Miss Jing before? Miss Jai is stunned into silence, and then she confesses they were basically lovers. Ningwei absolutely loses it. She reveals she was their #1 shipper and even wrote fanfiction. She apologizes, explaining she was new to the industry back then. It was all for a close friend who was a massive fan. Miss Jai actually looks touched by this. Meanwhile, back in the room, the ointment has been delivered. Ominous. Miss Jai admits she's not confident about the upcoming performance. Our girl gives her a little pep talk, telling her to ignore the pressure. She even offers to help with her future performances. Ningwei then takes her leave. But who's waiting inside? The Ice Queen herself, Miss Jing, looking ready for a fight. Ningwei quickly explains and scurries away as fast as she can. The moment the door closes, the temperature drops. Miss Jing tells her to never bring contestants to the suite again. She claims it's just to avoid a scandal, but her eyes say something totally different. Miss Jai agrees and the door slams shut, leaving her trembling. She sinks onto the couch, heartbroken. She's just trying to pass the time before the big day. She lands on an old photo gallery, a little trip down memory lane. She opens up a document, a script from their old show. It details the moment Jing Xiu supposedly fell for her. The first time, our girl scoffs. She knows that's just the official story. It wasn't like that, she thinks. In a flashback, she remembers teasing Jing Xiu about it. Was it love at first sight? She asks. Jing Xiu's savage reply, in your dreams. Youyan whispers playfully in her ears. Jing Xiu admits that chaotic first meeting played a part. But the real moment was when she woke up in the infirmary. Seeing Youyan just quietly working beside her bed, that's when it hit. But then you tested my French and found out I lied, Jing Xiu recalls. Our girl leans in, her touch sending shivers down Jing Xiu's spine. Nope, she purrs, it was a good thing. And with a mysterious smile, Jing Xiu promised to tell her why. Someday, back in the present, that word echoes in her mind. Someday, she clutches the tablet, wondering if she'll ever get her answer now. The next day, it's showtime. Filming for the competition has officially begun. The stage is set, the lights are blinding. Backstage, our girl is a bundle of nerves in a pristine white dress. A staffer tells her she's up next for the mentor introductions. Are you nervous? The assistant asks. Of course she is. Jing Xiu is in the audience. She frantically asks where Jing Xiu is. Turns out Jing Xiu is on right after her, probably getting ready backstage. A little bit of a letdown. A mentor on stage calls her name. Miss Jai, you're up. Her assistant wishes her luck as she steps into the blinding lights. But just as she leaves, the assistant freezes. A figure has appeared right behind her. It's Jing Xiu. On stage, our girl Jai Youyan is in the middle of a powerful performance. She looks absolutely radiant, completely lost in her role. Even Jing Xiu can't help but notice her gentle expression, a rare sight indeed. She turns to her assistant, demanding to know why she isn't clapping. The poor girl snaps out of her daze, realizing the entire act is already over. She is so confused about what's going on with these two women. On stage, Jai Youyan and her partner take a bow. The announcer calls it an exciting performance and preps for the final act. A single red spotlight cuts through the darkness as Jing Xiu appears, sword in hand. She gives the roaring crowd a smirk that could freeze hell over. Her performance shows a quiet, pensive warrior. Then it explodes into a chaotic, desperate sword fight. The act ends with her character defeated and alone in the spotlight. With the mentor's performances over, the real show begins. The host hypes up the crowd, ready to kick off the competition. He introduces the mentor lineup, Jing Xiu, our girl Jai Youyan, and some guy named Suliheng. They take their seats at the judges' table, looking serious. The first contestant, Zhang Weiai, is called to the stage. Jai Youyan instantly recognizes her as the actress who was sucking up to investors. Our girl remembers her assigned role is to be the compassionate mentor. She wonders what kind of judge Jing Xiu will be. The first judge gives some bland, professional feedback. The second judge makes a lame joke about her acting being forced. Then it's our girl's turn, and she gently points out the contestant's nervousness. Finally, she turns to the ice queen herself. Jing Xiu stares blankly and delivers the most savage critique with a single sentence. I think it's terrible. Our girl Xiu doesn't pull any punches. Frankly, it was terrible. The other judges are just here for the chaos. She immediately calls out the contestant's stiff acting. You laughed when your prop made a noise, a fatal mistake. She explains that on film, every little twitch is magnified. The girl tries to play the admiration card, but Xiu shuts her down. She delivers the final, crushing verdict. If you can't convince yourself, how will you convince an audience? The other mentors start whispering, is she being too harsh? They're worried she'll scare off the show's investors. But one judge defends her, saying she's just a professional who hates phonies. The snake in the grass mentor Sue just smirks to herself. She pipes up, reminiscing about when Xiu was her mentor. She's still as strict as ever, isn't she? The shade is real. Another judge tries to soften the blow with some empty encouragement. The dejected actress thanks them and awaits her score. Everyone assumes 2 of the judges will give her a C. And with Xiu's brutal honesty, a D is almost guaranteed. The results are in 2 C's and a D from Mentor Sue. She puts on a grand performance of being shocked. Oops. My hand slipped, I raised the wrong one, she claims, not fooling anyone. This woman is pure evil, framing our girl while checking her own reflection. With the drama over, the next contestant is called to the stage. It's Youyan Ningwei, Mentor Sue's little protege. Mentor Sue watches her prized pupil, a smug look on her face. Ningwei begins her performance, a quiet walk in a park. Her face fills with a deep, nostalgic sadness. And then the tears start to fall. It's a powerful performance. Mentor Sue is thrilled. She picked this script specifically for Ningwei's strengths. She thinks to herself how they're about to blow everyone's minds. The other judges are completely floored, praising her emotional depth. But just as they're gushing, a sharp knock cuts through the air. It's Xiu, and she's not buying it. Tell me, who picked your script for you? The judges immediately call out Ningwei for her script choice. But her friend AI is quick to defend her. She's the one who chose it. Our girl Jing sees right through this. AI found a loophole in the rules. Another judge tries to play devil's advocate, saying the end was different. But Jing isn't having it. She calls the performance lackluster, savage. Ningwei puts on her best pageant girl smile, thanking everyone for the criticism. The youngest judge is just eager to get to the scores. The votes come in, and a quick montage shows Jing's growing suspicions about these 2. She's seen them whispering and plotting from the start. Jing has been watching them both very, very closely. Later that night, the cast and crew have dinners. The young judge tries to make small talk with our girl. He's way too curious about what her script was. Another judge jumps in, asking about the persona the producers gave her. They start grilling her for being too outspoken during the judging. AI watches from across the table, a strange look on her face. Fed up, Jing excuses herself to the restroom. But AI follows her in, reminiscing about old times. She brings up their shared past, trying to rekindle something. Closing her lipstick, she gets ready to make her move. She suddenly grabs Jing's arm. Jing immediately tells her to let go. She's not in the mood for games. AI feigns concern, worried that Jing's harshness will ruin her public image. But our girl could not care less about her image. She declares that her only job is to be an honest mentor. AI is stunned. She can't believe Jing isn't obsessed with fame like her. She starts spiraling, wondering if Jing is disgusted by her. Playing the victim, she asks if Jing finds her annoying for caring. Our girl turns back, her expression ice cold, and asks, what do you think? And with that final, devastating blow, she leaves AI speechless. The women walk out after the intense confrontation. Xiu turns to our girl and asks a loaded question, what do you think? Our poor heroine is spiraling, trying to decipher the hidden meaning. She thinks Xiu hasn't denied it. Does this mean there's still a chance for them, or maybe it was a cold, hard warning? A warning to stop being so naive and to get her head out of the clouds. Back at the studio, break time is officially over. It's time for the mentors to choose their teams. The 4 judges sit at their panel, ready for the chaos to begin. They play a quick game of rock, paper, scissors to decide the order. And guess who wins? Of course, it's Xiu. For her first choice, she picks a contestant named Ningwei. Our girl is absolutely stunned. Xiu picks someone she had previously graded so harshly. Now she's in a panic, worrying about a promise she made. The other mentors start whispering that Xiu must really favor this girl. Our heroine quickly jumps in, claiming she wanted to pick Ningwei too. The other mentor is like, oh, are we fighting over contestants already? The guys get hyped, ready for the drama to unfold. But Xiu is completely unbothered and moves on to her second choice. She points and picks another contestant, Zhang Weiyi. The other mentors are floored. Wait, stop for a second, one of them says. They ask if she was forced to pick them or if she actually wants both. They warn her it'll be a ton of work. Xiu just waves them off, saying it's nothing she can't handle. Our girl looks down, heartbroken. She thinks to herself that she probably doesn't even have the right to worry about her anymore. Later that night, she returns to her room. She completely face plants onto the bed, totally drained. Her assistant asks if filming was too exhausting. Our girl just brushes it off, saying she's tired and needs sleep. The assistant agrees to leave. But just as she's closing the door, she remembers something. She tells our heroine that earlier, during her performance, apparently the Ice Queen Miss Jing came backstage just to see her. Our girl can't believe it, but the assistant swears Miss Jing looked totally entranced. She was just as shocked as our heroine is now. This new information is making our girl's brain short-circuit. The assistant keeps adding fuel to the fire, connecting the dots about the cake from the other day. She's convinced they're on good terms now, but she thinks Miss Jing is a bit of a tsundere. Our girl can't help but smile, realizing her assistant might be right. Later that night, she collapses on her bed, hugging her pillow tightly. It wasn't just her imagination. The warmth she felt from Miss Jing was real. It was all real. A new fire is lit within her. If that's the case, then she's decided to be even more shameless from now on. Meanwhile, the Ice Queen herself is having a meal. Miss Jing looks as elegant and unbothered as ever. Just then, our girl's cheerful assistant arrives with a food trolley. She announces she's brought Miss Jai's meal since her classes just finished. They uncover the plate, revealing a very light salad. Miss Jing's assistant mentions that our girl has been skipping breakfast and lunch lately. Suddenly, Miss Jing's fork screeches to a halt on her plate. The poor assistant panics, wondering what she said wrong. Miss Jing's secretary quietly explains that her boss has a sensitive stomach, hinting that she's worried about our girl's eating habits. Just then, the door creaks open. Speak of the devil, our girl has arrived, looking absolutely stunning. Her assistant rushes to pull out her chair for her. Everyone settles in at the table. Our girl confirms her classes went well. Miss Jing is asked how her morning was. And then she turns to our girl, asking if a certain troublemaker gave her any problems. Our heroine admits they were a tough bunch and wonders about the competition from other mentors. Miss Jing raises an eyebrow. Other mentors, does that include yourself? The tension in the room is suddenly thick enough to cut with a knife. Miss Jing stands, declaring she has no plans to go easy on our girl before excusing herself. As she leaves, the assistant tries to give our girl a pep talk. But our heroine is just enjoying her salad, a sly smile on her face. She thinks to herself, was Miss Jing being a tsundere just then? Oh, she knows exactly what's going on. That evening, our girl Jai Mayan answers the door to her assistant, Yu. She immediately asks where Miss Jing is. Turns out she's away for a last-minute photo shoot. Looking a bit bummed, Jai Mayan just orders a sad little diet meal for herself. But Yu is worried. She points out that our girl has barely eaten all day. Jai Mayan just brushes it off, claiming she has everything under control. That's when Yu drops the bomb. Miss Jing was asking about her at lunch. This gets Jai Mayan's attention. Yu clarifies that Miss Jing said something very specific. She presents a gift, saying Miss Jing knows about her bad stomach. And just like that, our girl is absolutely swooning. The concern is so real. Jai Mayan plays dumb about what it means, but her assistant is totally onto her. Suddenly changing her mind, she declares they're going out to eat instead. Yu is completely shook. A single comment from Miss Jing changed everything. She can't contain her inner shipper. This pairing is everything. The next day, recording ends and the crew starts to pack up. Our girl confidently walks through the set, looking like an absolute queen. And guess who's back? The Ice Queen herself, Miss Jing. They make some polite small talk as a waiter tries to squeeze past them. But Jai Mayan notices something strange. Miss Jing's hand is shaking. She wonders if she's just tired, but then a terrified shout cuts through the air. A massive lighting rig comes crashing down right towards them. A quiet dinner is shattered by a sudden, terrifying crash. A huge crystal lamp comes hurtling down, but our girl Chan moves like lightning. The staff completely panics, wondering what in the world just happened. Chan lands on top of Miss Jai amidst the broken glass, immediately apologizing for the rough landing. Our girl says she's fine, but the romantic tension is absolutely sparking between them. Just as they get up, Miss Jai gasps in pain. In the chaos, a clumsy waitress spilled burning hot soup all over her. Chan looks on, her eyes sharp. She knows this is bad. Everyone rushes to Miss Jai's side, but she's trying to pretend she's okay. Despite the pain, she puts on a brave smile and tells the manager to let the poor waitress go. She insists it's just a small problem and refuses to go to the hospital, saying she'll just change. But Chan isn't buying her act for a second. She watches Miss Jai walk away, her gut screaming that something is wrong. And she's right. Alone in her room, Miss Jai calls her assistant, asking for burn cream. She finally checks the damage. It's a nasty red burn on her thigh, far worse than she let on. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. Thinking it's the cream, she rushes to open it, not even properly dressed. But standing in the doorway is not her assistant. It's Chan, her eyes filled with pure concern. The air crackles as Chan steps inside, her gaze locked on the very flustered and very injured Miss Jai. Xiu stands at the door, demanding to know what's wrong. Our girl flushes, stammering that she thought it was someone else. Xiu's eyes narrow. So it's okay to undress like that in front of Lin Yu? She asks with an edge. Our heroine absolutely panics, yelling for a minute and looking completely mortified. She collapses to the floor in a heap of pure cringe. This is way too embarrassing. She just wants the ground to swallow her whole right now. But outside, Xiu isn't laughing. She's noticed the red burn on our girl's leg. Relieved it doesn't look too serious, she waits patiently until our heroine finally opens the door. Xiu immediately wants to rush her to the hospital, but our girl refuses, teasing her for being so worried. She decides to just rinse the burn off herself in the shower, but it's a clumsy mess as she tries to splash water on her leg without soaking her entire skirt. Xiu has seen enough of this chaos. She steps in and takes the shower head, saying, "Let me do it." Her voice is firm as she commands, "Just hold your dress up." Our poor heroine is stunned into silence, her eyes wide with shock. The eye contact is electric. Our girl tries to break the spell, pointing out Xiu's pants will get wet. "I don't mind," Xiu says, kneeling down like a knight tending to her queen. She gently runs the cool water over the burn. "Does it still hurt?" she asks softly. "Not anymore," our girl whispers, completely captivated. The air is thick with unspoken feelings. They try to make small talk about a photo shoot, but the romantic tension is off the charts. Our girl is overwhelmed. This level of kindness from Xiu is making her heart do backflips. She reaches out, about to touch Xiu's hand, when the door suddenly bursts open. The assistant screams, "I've brought the ointment," completely shattering the intimate moment. She freezes, seeing that compromising position. The poor girl wishes she could just be run over by a car. The assistant nervously greets Miss Jing, who's come to check on our girl. Miss Jing gives a gentle smile before quietly leaving them to it. Her assistant is super worried, but Miss Jing says not to jinx it. Our girl gives firm instructions on how to treat the burn properly. She then hands over a special ointment for the assistant to use. The poor girl is completely flustered under the pressure. And bam, the twist, Miss Jing was watching the whole time. She roasts her assistant, revealing this was all a test and she failed. Savage. 10 minutes later, Miss Jing is dragging her defeated employee away. But our girl Miss Jai appears, asking why she came back. Miss Jing offers her an even better medicine, saying it will help more. She is absolutely beaming, clearly thrilled to have this moment. She takes Miss Jai's hand to say thank you, and our girl is totally stunned. Miss Jai bolts, leaving the assistant to squeal about what just happened. She's convinced Miss Jing is being extra gentle just for Miss Jai, and Miss Jing clutches the medicine, hoping this means our girl still cares. But alone, Miss Jai is lost in a terrifying memory. A massive chandelier came crashing down, almost crushing her. But just like always, Miss Jing was there to protect her first. She remembers a fall at the theater and the paparazzi ambush after. Miss Jing always shielded her, even showing kindness to their enemies. Our girl knows her kind-hearted nature has never changed, but she feels their love has become a heavy burden. She's still trembling, realizing she was terrified of losing her in that accident. The thought of never seeing her again was unbearable, and she wonders if maybe it's finally time to let the past go. But look who's already up and making coffee, it's the ever-perfect Miss Jing. She claims she's finally adjusted to the jet lag, so no more morning workouts. Her adorable inner puppy wonders if that means night workouts instead. A definite yes. This is the best news our girl has heard all day. No more awkward outdoor encounters. She even bravely suggests they could go running together, but Jing Xiu shuts that down quick. Just look at her absolutely swooning while Jing makes her a drink. The domesticity is real. She sweetly asks if Jing's leg is feeling better from yesterday. Jing confirms the ointment worked perfectly, and they share a quiet moment. Jing Xiu can't help but glance over, feeling the cozy morning vibes too. Just then, her assistant Youyan bursts in with breakfast. Our girl looks so soft and content, truly at peace in this moment. Youyan immediately starts fishing for red packet money, asking if New Year's is soon. Our girl just smiles, teasing her about how only married couples give those out. And just like that, it's business time. They're on a private jet to South City. They've got a 2-day leave from the Idol program for an important ad shoot. But Youyan has some gossip. A rival named Wang Junshin has been talking trash. Our girl isn't worried in the slightest. She calmly says it's already handled. She reminds Youyan that Wang Junshin's hands aren't exactly clean either. Youyan is completely in awe. Her boss is a total savage queen. Our girl reflects on her past life when she was too insecure to fight back. She regrets ever letting that snake Wang Junshin control her future. But thankfully, she has a second chance to live without regrets. As the plane takes off, Youyan suddenly gasps in horror. She shoves her phone forward, her face pale with panic. Suddenly, a clumsy girl bumps right into her, dropping her phone with a clatter. Back in her hotel room, the call continues and the tea is piping hot. Her friend dishes that everyone knew the problem child, Zhang Wei, was going through it. Apparently, she's been skipping class and acting totally unprofessional. This girl even rewrote the script to cut another actress's scenes completely. The absolute nerve. Jing apparently shut down the complaints, leaving everyone confused. Zhang Wei just stood there, shooting daggers from her eyes. Then, in a total power move, Jing addresses the class. She gives them all a chance to back out and choose another mentor. Savage. But the students are loyal, refusing to leave their queen. Jing just nods, her expression unreadable. She lays down her one and only rule: follow her instructions no matter what. Then she stares down the problem child, basically asking if she's sure she can handle it. Back on the phone, the friend apologizes for causing a misunderstanding. She tells our girl that Jing seemed very lively after the whole ordeal. Her friend starts teasing, saying she can feel the jealousy through the phone. Our girl denies it, but her friend reveals that someone saw a special connection between Jing and Ningwei. The realization hits our heroine like a truck. If that chaotic Zhang Wei gets her hands on Ningwei, it'll be a disaster. She finally understands Jing's actions weren't harshness but protection. She stares at her phone, her heart pounding in her chest. Her thumb hovers over the screen, trembling just a little. She finally sends a simple text, "Are you okay?" The reply is a cute panda sticker saying, "I'm fine," and our girl doesn't know whether to scream or swoon. Someone is surprised to see Miss Jai back at the recording hall, but Miss Jing immediately gets accusatory, asking if she bullied her students. Our girl apologizes, claiming she didn't hear what was going on. Miss Jing notices her voice is a little lower than usual. She gets way too close, checking our girl's temperature. "Personal space, please." As rehearsal is called, she asks if everyone is ready to go. Our girl looks a little flushed and flustered by the whole interaction. On stage, one of the mentors is directing a student. The student Ningwei looks completely dazed and confused. The mentor is frustrated, saying her performance is robotic and lacks emotion. She's totally out of the picture with completely empty eyes. He begs her to focus, saying he even saw her practicing alone. Miss Jing decides it's her time to shine and deliver a lecture. She announces that this is no longer a one-man show. She tells Ningwei that on stage, you're partners with the other actor. It's about mutual achievement, not selfish competition. Our girl Miss Jai listens thoughtfully from the sidelines. Later that evening, she's trying to relax on her sofa at home. She's just minding her own business, scrolling on her tablet. Suddenly, Miss Jing appears, offering her some cold medicine. Our girl thanks her and asks if she's seen the students' performance clips yet. Miss Jing pulls up a video on her own tablet. She shows our girl a clip of Ningwei's performance. Then she leans in, ready to drop some juicy gossip. She reveals that Ningwei used to be a fan of their couple pairing. Miss Jing teases, "You used to hate that." Our girl shyly admits she likes it now. The two of them get cozy watching the videos together. Later, Miss Jing gets a text message in her hotel room. It's from Ningwei. She's asking if Miss Jai exposed her as a fan. The plot thickens. Our girl peeks in to see Miss Jing sleeping peacefully. She reaches out, gently touching her cheek in what feels like a very vivid dream. Suddenly, the world explodes into light as an alarm blares. Ring, 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 the sound rips our girl from her slumber. Ugh, she was just having a very asterisk interesting dream. Her face turns beet red. Was it because she fell asleep reading spicy novels again? The next morning, Miss Jing greets her, but her voice is totally gone. The staff immediately notices Miss Jai sounds just as raspy. Our girl clutches her throat, claiming she just has a little cold. Miss Jing looks over, consumed with guilt. Did she get her sick? She demands Miss Jing take the medicine she gave her, now. The colleagues are shook. They both caught a cold at the same time. Their minds immediately jump to one chaotic conclusion. Later at rehearsal, things are tense. The director calls out the lead actress, Ningwei, for her lack of emotion. He says her scenes with Lu Min are completely flat. Miss Jing steps in, offering to run the lines with her instead. Suddenly, Ningwei explodes with raw emotion, screaming about not caring what's right or wrong. She tearfully begs for her son to live. The performance is heartbreaking. Miss Jing looks on, impressed. Now that's what they were looking for. But the director isn't happy, asking if she has a personal problem with her co-star. Ningwei immediately panics, bowing and apologizing profusely. She looks absolutely terrified, on the verge of tears. She can barely get her words out. Miss Jing cuts through the tension with a single, sharp question. "Ningwei, do you fear acting with a partner on stage?" She presses our girl for an answer, demanding to know what's wrong. Is Ningwei going to keep this up with her terrible attitude? The other actress tries to soften the mood, offering a private chat. But Miss Jing isn't having it. Filming starts tomorrow and this performance is a disaster. Her advice is chaotic, just pretend the male lead doesn't exist. Desperate, they agree to try it. I mean, it can't get any worse, right? The result is passable, at least she's not crying anymore. Miss Jing gives her a final, savage warning. Overcome your fear or your career is over. She asks if Ningwei is really okay with stagnating like this. The kind actress tries to comfort our girl, saying Miss Jing is just tough on the outside. She reassures Ningwei that she has a promising future ahead. But our girl leaves in a hurry, looking completely upset. Her assistant finds her tying her shoelace and tells her about a dinner with the director. But Ningwei just saw Miss Jing leaving, and a plan begins to form. She suddenly gives her very confused assistant the rest of the night off. Our girl waits by the side of the road under the moonlight. A van pulls up and it's Miss Jing, who looks surprised to see her. Ningwei spins a sob story about her assistant feeling sick. Then she unleashes the ultimate puppy dog eyes, asking for a ride. But just then some rando dude named Mr. Su interrupts. He offers Miss Jing a ride, being all smarmy and annoying. Before he can even finish his sentence, Ningwei grabs Miss Jing's hand. She makes a run for it, hopping right into Miss Jing's van. Mr. Su is left standing there completely baffled by the chaos. At a fancy networking dinner, our girl Youyan is introduced to the famous director Gu. He gives a cool hello, clearly a big shot in the industry. But it seems he already knows her companion, Jing Xiu. Jing Xiu just smiles, keeping things professional. But Yaoyan's mind is racing. She remembers this director from her past life. He made a film with Jing Xiu, and our girl knows exactly what role she wants. She clenches her fist, a plan already forming in her mind. At the dinner table, toasts are being made to welcome director Gu. Seizing her chance, Yaoyan pours a drink, ready to make an impression. Someone points out that our girl hasn't been drinking lately. Jing Xiu leans in, worried, reminding her she's sick and on medication. But Youyan is determined and clinks glasses with the director anyway. She downs the entire glass like a total boss. She works the room, charming everyone she talks to. The director is thoroughly impressed, praising her knowledge and insight. Finally, the night is over, and a very tipsy Youyan is being led away by Jing Xiu. They head for the elevator, leaving the party behind. Our girl is swaying, admitting she's dizzy. Jing Xiu is not impressed. You have a flight tomorrow, yet you drank so much. Youyan looks down, completely busted. After a moment of stern silence, Jing Xiu sighs and grabs her hand to steady her. Outside, our poor heroine completely collapses into Jing Xiu's arms. They finally get into their van, heading home for the night. Youyan immediately passes out, her head resting softly in Jing Xiu's lap. Looking down at her, Jing Xiu's expression softens as she tells the driver, "Drive slower." And would you look at that, she's a total celebrity. The fans are going absolutely wild for her as she signs autographs. She gracefully accepts their gifts before hopping into her ride. The crowd is still screaming her name like she's a rock star. Inside the van, she shivers, complaining about the cold. Her assistant is just amazed at how her fan base has grown. She tells Youyan not to be so nice to everyone, but our girl is a total sweetheart. She says her fans are precious and deserve to be happy. Just then, her phone starts buzzing. It's Director Tao, and he needs a status update. The director asks her for a favor, to help a girl named Ningwei overcome her fear. Youyan agrees, but can tell the director has already steeled herself for the worst. Her mind drifts to her own mentee Xiu, wondering what she's up to. Feeling a little lonely, she snaps a quick selfie. Of course, she immediately sends it to a special someone. The texts start flying in. They're worried she's cold and ask about her gloves. She's now in her dressing room, getting dolled up for the big event. The stylist gets to work on her hair, revealing the gorgeous backless dress she has to wear. She texts back that the dress is basically just a veil and she's freezing her butt off. The reply comes in, "But I still have to stay outside for the red carpet." And her secret admirer sage advice, "Wear thermals." Absolutely savage. Just then a woman enters, calling her mentor Jai. It's Jiang Chun, another model's manager. Youyan tells her to cut the formalities, but Jiang Chun insists she's earned the title. After some small talk, she hands over a gift. It's a heating pack, talk about perfect timing. But wait, her own assistant looks completely clueless. She asks why Youyan didn't just ask her to buy one. Youyan just gives her a sly smile and calls her an idiot. Because our girl knows damn well who this is really from. Jiang Chun was just the messenger for a very thoughtful, very secret admirer. She looks absolutely radiant, ready for the big night. But of course, a snake appears in the grass. It's her ex-coworker Youyan. This guy was a washed-up idol who only got famous again by starring in a drama with her. He tries to act all familiar, asking why she won't call him by his first name anymore. Our girl claps back with pure ice. "You started the formalities, not me." She brushes him off to leave for the event, leaving him completely stunned. He watches her go, practically seething with jealousy. She arrives on the red carpet, but her nightmare has followed her. He's already there, soaking up all the attention from the press. Our girl looks so uncomfortable as the camera flashes go wild. Suddenly, he grabs her, forcing her into a pose for the cameras. He holds her close, making sure everyone gets a picture of them together. He whispers a fake apology, and she has to pretend it's all fine. Then this psycho accidentally steps on the train of her beautiful dress. But our girl isn't about to take this. She slips away to make a call. Her manager, Sister Y, is already on it. She's contacted the media. But she's not just doing damage control, she has a much better idea. Her manager, Sister Y, is already in damage control mode. The contract was terminated without their knowledge. But she's a pro, she decides they'll use this chaos to their advantage. She sighs, looking exhausted. The entertainment industry is just a cesspool of drama. Meanwhile, our poor girl is just trying to relax in her hotel room after a long day. She scrolls through social media, seeing fans ship her and her co-star. They look so good together. But the comments just make her feel worse. A deep sadness washes over her. She curls into a ball, heartbroken. She thinks she should be used to this feeling by now. Later in the car, Sister Y is already plotting their next move on the phone. She gives our girl some last-minute instructions for the event. The plan is simple and savage: steal the spotlight back. They're ready to catch their enemy in a trap. She tells our girl to get some rest. The professionals will handle the dirty work. Back in her room, it's almost midnight. She notices Xuan hasn't replied to her message yet. She just sighs and sends him a good night text, assuming he's already asleep. But the next morning, she's woken up by a frantic call from Sister Y. Something is seriously wrong. Sister Y screams at her to check social media immediately. Apparently, a nasty rumor is spreading about a prima donna actress, and it's aimed at her. But that's not all. Someone else completely hijacked the headlines overnight. The culprit, none other than Jing Xiu, her rival, is making a big move. The internet explodes with hate comments. Our girl is being torn to shreds online. On the phone, Sister Y insists the leak is misleading. This is a personal attack. She can't figure out who our girl could have offended so badly to warrant this. This was a well-planned ambush and the mastermind is still hidden, but our girl knows. A name flashes in her mind, it has to be Sun Ting. And she suspects that snake Zhang Wei is the one pulling all the strings. Her manager is already in damage control mode, laying out the situation. She tells our poor girl to lay low and not say a single word. There are bigger fish to fry, and someone else's reputation is on the line. Suddenly, the manager gets fierce. Jing Xiu is my priority, she declares. Our girl quietly agrees, knowing she's in a tough spot. But she can't help but feel defeated, saying she doesn't care anymore. Her manager snaps back, but does Jing Xiu care? She orders her to stand down while they handle the other messes first. Meanwhile, the woman at the center of the storm, Jing Xiu, is just trying to make some coffee. She's scrolling through the absolute dumpster fire that is her social media feed. Suddenly, her phone buzzes, shaking her out of her thoughts. It's her manager, and she sounds panicked. Jiang Jai is losing her mind on the other end of the line. She confirms it was a setup. Zhang Wei bought the press release to frame them. But our girl Jing Xiu only has one question: what's going on with Youyan? Her manager absolutely explodes, thinking it's just another publicity stunt. But Jing Xiu begs her to find out what's really going on. Her manager sighs, realizing our girl is acting foolish again. It's always like this when Jai Yaoyan is involved. She even mutters to herself that a beautiful woman is a disaster. You're not wrong, sis. She gets an update, the whole thing was a marketing ploy. And worse, Jai Yaoyan is about to release her own statement. The manager lays out the options to fight back against the scandal. One of the options is to ask Jai Yaoyan for help. But Jing Xiu immediately shuts that down. I don't want to make things difficult for her. The pain is still fresh as she remembers how Yaoyan left her. Just then an assistant bursts in. MS, Jai is here and it's urgent. Our girl gets a call from Xiu, who immediately lays into her. Xiu coldly tells her to mind her own business and worry about her own planning. Before our girl can even respond, the call ends. Savage. She immediately panics, thinking Xiu saw the headlines about her and Duan Yungxi. She knows it looks bad, like she's just stirring up drama for a new show. And with her previous convictions, she knows Xiu won't even give her a chance to explain. As her assistant calls for her, she makes a decision. She gets on a plane, ready to face the music. Riding in the van, she's already putting her plan into action. She posts a simple "I'm over IT" to social media, and then immediately deletes it. A little chaos to get the ball rolling. Her assistant sees the notification and asks what she deleted. But before they can gossip, someone shouts that MS, Jai has posted an interview video. Everyone scrambles to see what it's about. In the video, our girl addresses the dating rumors head-on. With tears in her eyes, she announces that she and Mr. Duan are not together. The crowd immediately whispers that it was all just a publicity stunt. Her poor assistant looks on, heartbroken for her. Back in the van, her phone rings again. It's the man of the hour, Duan Yungxi. He asks if she got insulted, but she just shoots back, wasn't that the truth? He gets nasty, saying she's using the situation to step on him for fame. But our girl has had enough. She tells him he's gotten too much sweetness from her. She asks if he really thinks she's some pushover who will just take it. She tells him to send whatever he's got because this is war now. Her assistant is shaking in her boots, asking if he'll really go crazy on them. But our girl just gives a sly, confident smile. He wouldn't dare. She gives her assistant a life lesson. If you compromise too much, you lose yourself. She trusts her team to clean up the mess she just made. Because right now, she only has one thing on her mind, going back to see Xiu. A girl arrives at the hotel room, ready for the inevitable confrontation. She takes a deep breath and pushes the door open. Inside, her manager is trying to comfort a very upset-looking Xiu. The manager immediately spots her standing in the doorway. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. The manager makes a quick exit, leaving our two girls to sort this mess out. Our heroine gently asks if Xiu is mad about the rumors. She tries to explain, but Xiu hits her with an ice cold. You're being too full of yourself. Turns out, Xiu has already sent out a press release to clarify things on her own. Our girl immediately drops to her knees, insisting this situation is totally different. She explains that scumbag Duan Yungxi pulled the stunt for clout without her agreement. Xiu looks completely over it, her sarcasm is practically dripping. But our girl is determined, saying she bought her own press to completely cut ties with him. Oh well, look at that, Xiu is blushing, telling her she doesn't have to explain. Our heroine makes a solemn vow to never do that kind of PR with anyone else again. Just as they're having a moment, an incoming call interrupts the fragile peace. Jing Xiu answers it with a short and sweet "okay, got it." Now our girl is worried, saying she needs to go check on the program editing. She's stressing because the director never mentioned clarifying the situation for her. But Jing Xiu is cool as a cucumber, saying she has her own plans. Suddenly, Wei Jai interrupts, telling our girl to back off. She goes on a rant, saying helping Jing Xiu is just asking for trouble. But our girl isn't having it. Helping her and caring about her are two different things. Our girl is getting all dolled up for a big night. Xiu told her to just lay low and not do a thing. But she's thinking if she stays quiet, won't it look even more suspicious? Is Xiu really just worried about her past relationship coming to light? Or is she afraid our girl will drag her down with her? Meanwhile, her assistant gets a cryptic message from her. The assistant is totally confused but tells her to go like the latest tweet. Our girl is already on the phone, making some serious power moves. She tells her manager to get a hold on Youyan. This is getting real. She knows Xiu is probably just as worried as she is. Her manager points out that her old posts were clearly aimed at Jing Xiu. She basically calls our girl stupid for leaving such an obvious online trail. And if Jing Xiu doesn't play along, this whole plan will backfire spectacularly. But our girl is calm and asks, "How are you going to stop doing Youyan?" She gives a smug little smile, knowing Xiu won't refuse her. She admits she's being a little self-indulgent with this scheme, but as long as it helps Xiu, she's willing to take the heat. Her assistant is on board, promising to remember this favor. After all, if the company benefits, it's a win-win situation. She promises to control the whole situation since Jing is now involved. Hanging up, she marvels at how Youyan has finally found her courage. But uh-oh, someone was listening from the doorway. Did I just hear my name? Jing Xiu's manager is in full panic mode, trying to get everyone to clarify the rumors. She's frantically trying to find out where Youyan is right now. And speak of the devil, our girl appears looking absolutely breathtaking. She calls out Xiu's name, but the welcome is ice cold. Jing Xiu demands to know if she understands the consequences of her actions. Things are different now, she says, stepping right into Jing Xiu's personal space. I regret it, Jing Xiu. I want to start over with you. The confession. Youyan drops a bombshell, saying she wants to start over. Our girl Xiu is completely stunned by this confession, but her shock quickly turns into cold dismissal. Youyan calls her out for the whiplash, but Xiu savagely claps back. Youyan clarifies that being friends was never her choice. It was the only option Xiu gave her. But Xiu is not having it. What makes you think I'd be waiting for you? She scoffs. Youyan admits she's the one fighting for them shamelessly. Xiu turns away, but Youyan explains this isn't just about them. Her own reputation is on the line, and her fans are already attacking Xiu's team online. She's in too deep now, it's impossible for her to back out. After the intense confrontation, Youyan is left alone. She walks off, realizing she might have pushed Xiu too far this time. But just as she's spiraling, her phone rings with some good news. It seems Jing has agreed to her plan, a major piece falling into place. Immediately, she calls her manager, Wei Jai, with a bold request. She's going to compete for a role in a huge movie. Her manager is completely floored by the sudden, ambitious move. But Youyan is determined, ending the call to focus on her next move. With her back to us, she walks forward, ready to make things happen. The internet is absolutely buzzing. Everyone is glued to their phones. The top trending topic, Youyan's bombshell post defending Jing Xiu. The public is in an uproar, demanding justice for our girl. They want apologies and lawsuits. The chaos is delicious. Youyan then drops another bomb, a post thanking Jing for a warm and beautiful night. Fans are losing their minds over how cute they are together. The whole world is shipping them, convinced their bond is the real deal. Later that evening at a celebratory dinner, someone raises a glass. It's our girl Jing Xiu, looking poised as she thanks everyone for their help. She takes a sip of her drink, but her friend looks on with worry. Some guy tries to get clout, claiming Jai sacrificed herself for Jing Xiu. Our heroine cuts him off with a cool smile. She mentions her good private relationship with Jai, leaving everyone confused. She then reminds them that back in the day, they were the show's hottest couple. The room goes silent as she drops that savage truth bomb. Later, the two of them ride home in a quiet, tense car. Youyan thinks about how Jing Xiu didn't seem to mind her words at all. Just then, her phone dings. It's Jai, the writer, offering her support after seeing the news. Youyan reassures her and asks her to praise Jing Xiu in an upcoming interview. Suddenly, her own phone buzzes with a new message. It's from Jing Xiu. She tells Youyan she was brave today. Youyan is flustered, her shipper heart exploding. Meanwhile, the writer is so inspired she's ready to write again, and Jing Xiu gives her permission. But there are two conditions. First, the writer has to add an inner monologue for Jing Xiu's character. The second condition, she has to show the finished story to Jing. Our girl smirks at the rapidly deleted texts, a smug smile on her face. She gets in her car, the city lights reflecting in her eyes. Later, she scrolls through the endless comments online. All the support is overwhelming, a stark contrast to the past. But even with all this validation, she feels empty without Xiu. It's all just zeros without the one that matters. Suddenly, a message from Xiu herself lights up the screen. The next morning, our heroine stretches, feeling the weight of the last few days. She feels a wave of nausea, barely holding herself up. Later, she's scrolling again, wondering what's happening. That's when she sees the fans are going wild over Xiu's nails. But wait, they also notice the panda bracelet Xiu is wearing. Our girl curls up, a blush spreading across her face. Xiu actually wore the bracelet she gave her. And the neatly trimmed nails, that was a memory just for them. A flashback to a tender, private moment hits her heart. She remembers the feeling of their hands linked together. The fans, they had figured it all out. Our girl gets a frantic call from her manager. The internet is a dumpster fire again. Sun Ting is fanning the flames, and Jing Xiu's PR team can't control the damage. She tries to calm her nerves, but an uneasy feeling remains. She then spots a tiny cactus. She wonders if Xiu left it here. It's prickly but cute, just like her. Her manager gets blunt. Jing Xiu is exactly like that cactus, thorny and dangerous. For a pro like Jing Xiu, these rumors are a joke. But for our girl, it's a career-ending disaster. She gently touches the thorn, a small prick that reminds her of just how dangerous this is. But her manager is already spinning this mess into a brilliant opportunity. She brings up a bold plan, competing for a role in a new movie. It's a double female lead film about the bond between two women. Oh, the irony. And guess who's already been cast? The one and only Jing Xiu. The plan is chaotic genius. Leverage the scandal to secure the other lead role. They'll turn this PR nightmare into the ultimate box office bait. With her mind made up, our girl ends the calls. She finally convinced her manager, but now she has a new problem. A literal thorn in her finger. As she searches for a needle, a figure emerges from the shadows. It's Jing Xiu. Our girl is completely busted. Ah, Xiu. Jing Xiu heard the whole thing and her voice is dripping with ice. A really good scheme. Our poor heroine trembles, trying to explain herself. She insists her plan is genuine, that she truly wants this. Grabbing Jing Xiu's hand, she admits she has a selfish motive. Her selfish interest isn't just about getting a part in a film. With a shaky breath, she confesses, "It's you. I want a co-star in this film with you," and the confession bomb drops. Xiu confesses that 4 years ago, she made a huge mistake. She's been regretting it every single day since. Back then, Youyan tried to convince her to take the role. She begged her to join the cast of the film Dawn. She promised it was an award-winning script and a massive opportunity. But our poor heroine was just too scared to take the leap. Youyan poured her heart out, wanting to spend more time together. She apologized for them having to hide their relationship. She was basically asking if our girl even cared about them going public. Back in the present, Xiu asks if she regrets missing out on all those awards. Our girl immediately denies it, but her face tells a different story. She claims her only regret is disappointing Xiu. Xiu isn't having it and coldly turns away. She shuts her down, saying the roles are already cast. Then she drops the bomb. Jai Yumi is the other lead, but our girl has some hot gossip. Jai Yumi is marrying a rich guy and quitting. Xiu is suspicious about how she knows this private info, but she just smirks, saying the director has other options. For example, Feng Shan. Just then, their assistant MS, Jing, walks in completely oblivious. She cheerfully greets them, pushing a service cart. And our two leads are left standing in the most awkward silence ever. Youyan spots something wrong with Jai's hand, immediately concerned. Our girl plays it cool, casually blaming a little cactus for the injury. But Youyan freaks out, realizing there's a thorn still stuck inside. She immediately offers to find a needle to get it out. The mood in the room shifts, becoming quiet and a little tense. Jai asks when she even got the cactus in the first place. Turns out it was a gift from Ningwei just the other day. And just like that, Youyan pops back in with a chaotic little smirk. Our heroine suddenly turns into a damsel in distress, whining for help. But Youyan completely chickens out, terrified she'll hurt her, so she shoves the responsibility onto MS, Jing instead. Jai looks less than thrilled to be dragged into this whole mess. "Fine, I'll do it myself." Our girl snatches the needle back, annoyed. She even throws some shade, telling Youyan her courage is smaller than the needle. She sits down, ready to perform some minor surgery on herself, but she immediately struggles, wincing in pain. Jai can't stand to watch this disaster and demands she hand it over. She gently takes our heroine's hand, the mood suddenly feeling charged. The two of them sit across from each other, lost in their own little world. Jai focuses intently on the delicate task, her expression serious. Our girl can't help but stare, completely captivated by the moment. But as Youyan peeks out of the office, she freezes in the doorway. She sees MS, Jing, holding another woman entirely. A few days later, it seems things have finally calmed down for our heroines. On the phone, Jai confirms everything is going smoothly in the entertainment world. They're on their way to a big charity event. Even on the plane, they can't escape their fame. A tiny fan approaches them for an autograph. Miss Jing is gracious as ever, signing the little book with a warm smile. Our girl adds some cute little hearts, and the fan is overjoyed. The two stars are sitting peacefully together for now. Our girl spots a magazine with Jing on the cover. Then she gets a chaotic idea, winking at her companion. Give me an autograph too, she teases, I'm your fan. Jing is completely unfazed, thinking boring as she reads her book. She passes a note back, looking a little annoyed. But inside, our girl reads the accusation, Miss Jing, you are playing favorites. Oh, the drama. Jing snaps her phone shut, grabbing an eye mask. She needs a break from this energy. Our girl says she can keep the notebook, her expression so soft. Then she shoots her shot, asking to walk the red carpet while holding hands. She makes her case. It would be weird for good friends asterisk not asterisk too, right? Jing doesn't say a word, just pulling the mask over her eyes to escape. The silence is deafening as they sit together. But our girl is glowing. She knows that's a yes. The girl squad rolls up, looking like A-list celebrities ready to cause some chaos. They hop into the getaway vans, ready to execute their master plan. Tonight's mission, a high-stakes auction where a certain someone will be. Her manager, Jai, lays out the plan for the night's bidding war. The goal is to control the media narrative before their rival can. They need to create some hype, or so Jai thinks. But our girl reveals a little secret. She's already one step ahead. She's not going to use her ex, Jing Xiu, as a pawn in this game. Jai finally connects the dots. This was never about the auction. She calls our girl out. Was this all just a trick to save Jing Xiu? Youyan gets flustered, swearing it was all a happy accident. Jai sighs, asking why our girl is suddenly so whipped. Youyan looks away, a wave of regret washing over her. The scene changes to the glamorous red carpet event. Our girl arrives looking like a goddess, but she's anxiously searching for someone. And then she sees her, Jing Xiu, looking breathtakingly elegant. Our girl is totally stunned. Jing Xiu just smiles, telling her they're going to be late. The announcer introduces the two stars walking the red carpet, Miss Jing Xiu and Miss Jai Youyan. Youyan reaches out a hand to our girl. Their fingers touch, and you can practically feel the electricity. Youyan asks if she's ready, and our girl agrees. She whispers that this time she's not letting go again. Our heroine looks absolutely stunned by the bold declaration. The cameras flash wildly as they walk the red carpet hand in hand. The host immediately puts them on the spot, asking how long it's been. Youyan plays coy, saying she was always afraid to stand next to the radiant Miss Jing. Our girl simply says Youyan is being far too humble. But then she returns the compliment, saying Miss Jai is the more beautiful one. The host calls them both modest and moves the interview along. She asks Jing Xiu if she has anything special for the charity auction tonight. Our girl reveals she's brought her own painting, Springfield, leaving Youyan completely shook. Later, they find a moment alone to talk. Youyan can't believe it, questioning why she'd auction her favorite art piece. Jing Xiu reveals the painful truth. It was a painting of them together, a proof of their past. She says auctioning it is her intention, a twisted way of doing good. She then excuses herself to talk to someone else, leaving Youyan devastated. But just as she turns, a mysterious Miss Tao appears, and she does not look friendly. The woman in black corners our girl, calling her out on her recent chaotic moves. Our poor heroine panics, wondering who ratted her out, but the woman just smirks, saying it's good to have ideas. She gives some cryptic advice: if you're going to fight, fight properly. Our girl is confused, asking if she means the film or something more. The woman just gives her a sly, knowing smile that says everything and nothing. Our heroine gets flustered and backs down. But then the mysterious woman asks for a favor. Our girl looks surprised by the sudden request. She hesitantly agrees, saying she'll see what she can do. The woman seems pleased, thanking her before heading off. She says the auction is about to start and leaves our girl alone. Now by herself, she scans the crowd, looking for her friend Xiu. But then her eyes lock onto a familiar and dreaded sight. It's a man chatting with some other guests. She recognizes him instantly. It's Xiu's husband from the previous life, Song Wenyan. The shock sends a jolt through her, and she fumbles her wine glass. The glass tips over, ready to shatter on the floor. But a hand swiftly catches it. Our girl manages a shaky thank you. She takes the glass back, her heart still pounding. But when she looks up to see who saved her, her blood runs cold. It's none other than Wang Junchen, looking smug as ever. Wang Junchen, the villainess from the last life, is back. And this time, she's keeping a very, very close eye on our heroine. Our girl saunters over, asking why Junchen is in such a good mood. The villainess gives a knowing smirk, finally understanding something. She sneers that our girl has regained her confidence. But she gives a chilling warning to be careful. After all, she wouldn't want her fun to end so soon. The threat is clear as day, but our girl isn't scared. She asks if Junchen is just envious. Then she drops a bomb, calling her an old lady who can't find a man. She gets right in her face, doubling down on the insult. Even the most undesirable men wouldn't want her. The burn is absolutely savage. Junchen is left completely speechless and fuming. Suddenly, a new voice interrupts the chaotic scene. A stunning woman in white approaches them. Our girl immediately compliments her friend Miss Jing. Miss Jing politely asks if she interrupted their little chat. Junchen quickly plasters on a smile, saying she was just leaving. Seeing her chance, our heroine makes a quick excuse to escape. The two remaining ladies decide to find their seats for the auction. Our girl sits with her friend, but her mind is somewhere else. She wants to ask Xiu about the man she was talking to. But what right does she have to meddle in her friends' lives? She remembers her past life, thinking Xiu had found her happy ending, but her friend abandoned her own wedding after hearing of her death. Now in this new life, Jing Xiu remembers none of that sacrifice. Jing stares intensely, vowing to never lose Xiu again. Meanwhile, our girl is just vibing at this fancy party, clueless. Xiu is a total socialite, waving to her friends. She's busy taking selfies and being the life of the party. Then she turns to Jing with a brilliant, chaotic idea. "Shall we take a selfie together?" she asks with a dazzling smile. Jing looks less than thrilled but agrees anyway. They lean in for the picture, but Jing notices something on the screen. It's a candid photo of her. Xiu is totally busted. She stammers that Jing just looked too cute. Jing is not having it. "Delete it," she commands ice cold. Xiu starts sweating bullets, fumbling with her phone. Panicking, she opens her entire photo album by mistake. And wouldn't you know it, she scrolls right past a stalker-level pic she saved from Jing's account. Our poor heroine is mortified. Jing, however, just sips her wine, completely unbothered. She smoothly changes the subject to the bracelet she gave Xiu. Xiu quickly says it's a good fit, but Jing goes in for the kill, offering to measure her for the next one. Xiu is so flustered she can't even speak. Trying to recover, she asks if a famous designer made the bracelet. Jing drops a bombshell. "Nope, I designed it myself." She reveals she actually drew the sketch 2 years ago. She only perfected it recently though. More specifically, about 2 or 3 months ago. Xiu looks suspicious, but Jing shuts down the questioning immediately. She turns away, leaving our girl completely hanging. Finally, the charity night auction begins. The first item is a limited edition stamp, and the bidding starts high. The numbers immediately start flying, hitting 390,000 in a heartbeat. The bids escalate chaotically, jumping past 159 million. It's a full-on bidding war between the elites. The hammer finally falls at a staggering 429 million. But the next item is the one everyone's waiting for. The owner is none other than the famous artist, Jing Xiu. The crowd whispers her name as she takes the stage. The host asks if the painting is one of her own famous works. Jing Xiu plays it humble, saying she's almost embarrassed to show it here, especially with so many real artists in the room. But she says painting it was one of the happiest moments of her life. She wants to pass on that joy and give back to the community. Our girl hears those words and freezes. The happiest moment of her life? That sounds suspiciously familiar. A mysterious woman in the shadows turns to her assistant, Miss Tao. She wants that painting no matter the cost. As the bidding begins, she gives her final order: "Make sure you get it." But our girl has a fire in her eyes. She makes a vow right then and there. She is getting that painting back, even if she has to cause a massive scandal to do it. The charity auction kicks off and the bids start flying. The announcer calls out another name, Mr. Song. He drops an insane one, 4 million, leaving our girl stunned. And there's the man himself, Song Wenyan, with that smug smirk. The bidding war is absolute chaos, with millions being thrown around. The other guests are shook. What is with these people? Our poor heroine watches, completely lost. She catches Song Wenyan smiling right at her. Is he trying to provoke her? She tries to stay calm. But Miss Tao isn't backing down. She slams down 6 million. Going once, going twice, the tension is thick. Sold, the painting goes to Miss Tao. She gracefully accepts her prize on stage. Taking the mic, she has an announcement to make. She bought this painting for her lover. Our girl is blushing hard. And to top it off, she's donating another million in her lover's honor. Our poor heroine is just a flustered mess at her table. Her friend notes that Miss Tao is really going all out for love. Suddenly, her phone dings. It's a text from Song, claiming he asked Tao to do that for *him*. Our girl scoffs. "Oh yeah, is that so?" She texts back, dripping with sarcasm. She adds, "But it doesn't look like she's giving it to you," completely bewildered. Our poor girl is making a deal, promising to pay up later, but Miss Tao is playing a different game entirely. She sends a text, knowing it will cause maximum chaos. Our girl is just a pawn in her scheme. And just like that, the trap is sprung. Our girl is caught red-handed while the mastermind waves innocently. She frantically texts Miss Tao, demanding to know what's going on. The response, pure ice. Our heroine is completely stunned by the betrayal. Meanwhile, Miss Tao looks on, cool as a cucumber. She gives a smirk that could freeze hell over. This woman is a professional villainess. Youyan desperately begs for the painting. Miss Tao's inner monologue is just savage. Oh, she really cares. This whole situation is just interesting to her. She types out a truly diabolical counteroffer. She puts the decision on Ningwei, forcing Youyan to confess. The absolute audacity. Youyan clutches her phone, absolutely fuming. This is a no-win situation. And the villainess just sips her drink, enjoying the drama she created. A true queen of chaos. Her master plan is revealed. She's using Youyan as a messenger to confess her own feelings. She even congratulates herself with a cute chibai transformation. The duality of this woman is terrifying. Elsewhere, our other leading lady, Miss Jing, is leaving the venue. Her business is done for the night. She and her assistant get into a van, ready to head out. Her assistant briefs her on the fallout from the party. It seems an old enemy is trying to make amends. Apparently, the whole incident was a misunderstanding blamed on some random staffer. How convenient. The guy even had the nerve to ask her out for a meal to apologize. But Miss Jing is not impressed. A simple apology won't fix this. Her assistant is confused. What more could they do? Miss Jing drops a sick burn about a man who can't keep it in his pants. She delivers the final savage line. It's time to send him a little gift to expose him. In the back of the car, plans are being made to cause some trouble. The assistant is ready to keep the press releases flowing all night. But our girl Jiang Jai coolly shuts her down. No need. Her assistant is shocked. No need. Is she serious? She reminds Jiang Jai that the juicy rumors about her and Miss Jai are far from over. The tabloids will twist everything, turning ambiguous moments into scandalous headlines. Our girl just stares out the window, completely unfazed. She knows what's coming. Her assistant can't believe her calm demeanor. Doesn't she care about her reputation? Suddenly, a painful memory surfaces. Before, she whispers, "I regret it." She remembers confessing her regret to Jing Xiu, wanting to start over with her. Back in the present, she's lost in thought. Her assistant is baffled by this sudden change. Maybe, our girl says, keeping her cards close to her chest. She quickly changes the topic, asking about a new film she's been cast in. A smirk plays on her lips. A new chaotic plan is forming. Then she drops a bomb. Did you know Jai Yumi is quitting acting? The assistant confirms the rumor has been spreading like wildfire for the past 2 days. It's pretty much an open secret among insiders. Our girl takes this in, her expression unreadable. It all connects. Everything Jai Youyan told her is finally starting to make sense. While waiting in the VIP lounge, Jai's assistant is busy managing some drama. Apparently, Ningwei is desperate for a painting from the charity night. She's practically begging for it, promising to compensate them. Jai, being the benevolent queen she is, agrees to let her have it. The assistant relays the good news, adding that Jai also donated $1 million on her behalf. Meanwhile, Xiu is chilling at home in her bunny pajamas. She texts the assistant, gushing about their red carpet photos. Then she drops a bomb. She wrote a whole fanfiction to apologize for being mean. The assistant gets a devilish idea. If you want to apologize, send it to Miss Tao. Xiu is completely speechless. Jai finds this absolutely hilarious, while her poor assistant is blushing furiously. 10 minutes later, a notification dings. Xiu actually sent the file, followed by a frantic not-looking sticker. Jai freezes. Oh right, this chaotic gremlin. She thinks back on how she used to disappoint Xiu all the time. But now Xiu is the one who can make her smile. Just then their flight is called. The group gets up and heads for the gate. But as they're walking, another text arrives. Jai's eyes widen in shock. It's from Xiu and IT. Our girl glances over at her assistant, who's still glued to her own phone, oblivious. The note reveals our girl's inner thoughts about wanting people to keep their distance. But on the plane, the CEO broods over her words. Meanwhile, our poor heroine is spiraling. She wonders what Xiu was thinking. Was it sarcasm, distrust? Or was it just the same old fear she'd caused so many times before? She's completely lost in her regretful thoughts. Suddenly, Xiu calls her name, breaking the silence. They lock eyes, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Then Xiu reaches over and gently takes her hand. Our girl is completely stunned by the sudden contact. For a moment, it seems like a real breakthrough. But Xiu just leans back in her seat, declaring the whole thing boring. Ouch, that's colder than the airplane air conditioning. Our girl is left completely bewildered by the chaotic signals. Then everything goes white. She's suddenly in a horrifying vision, a snowy wasteland streaked with blood. Our heroine stands alone, terrified and confused. She looks up and sees a familiar figure in the distance. It's Xiu. She calls out to her, running through the blizzard. Her desperate cries echo in the frozen air. She runs as fast as she can, trying to close the distance. But in this nightmare, Xiu falls from a cliff right before her eyes. Our girl reaches out, but it's too late. She's gone. She dreams of Xiu, a desperate cry echoing in the dark. A figure walks away on a blood-stained path as she is pushed from a cliff. Our girl plummets into the icy darkness, reaching out for nothing, falling with no end in sight. She jolts awake in bed, her heart pounding in her chest. It was just a dream. She lets out a shaky breath of relief. She splashes cold water on her face, trying to wash away the lingering fear. A deep breath to steady her nerves. Since there's no recording today, she decides to go practice her guitar. Our girl grabs her gear and heads out. But as she approaches the practice room, she hears voices inside. She quietly peeks through the door, curious about who's practicing so early, and walks in on a full-blown makeout session. Get a room, kids. It's Gu Zinan and Zhang Jiajia getting way too friendly. She nopes right out of there. Time for a tactical coffee retreat. She sits outside, processing the chaotic teen drama she just witnessed. Taking a sip, she can't help but smile. It reminds her of her and Xiu back in the day. They were just as impulsive. She wonders if she's getting old or just nostalgic for the past. Her peaceful moment is shattered by her phone ringing. It's her manager, Jai, calling bright and early. Why Jai gets straight to the point, she was right about the news. The articles about her and Jing Xiu weren't suppressed just as they'd hoped. The manager lays out the next phase of the plan, keep up the act. The fans believe your friends, she says. And the public suspects you're in love don't say a word. Once the film deal is locked, everyone will assume it was just for promotion. Then she has to cut ties with Jing Xiu and the rumors will die. But our girl's response is cryptic. We'll see, this is far from over. On the phone, our girl asks her friend for a huge favor. She needs help securing an audition with the famous Guling Feng. Her friend has a different idea though. What if Jing Xiu recommends her instead? It would be a much more direct and powerful connection. But our girl shoots down the idea immediately. They've already dragged Jing Xiu into so much drama, she can't ask for more. Her friend sighs defeated. All right, I'll keep an eye out for you. Our girl can only pray things go well as she focuses on the current project. Suddenly, she's in an emergency meeting looking absolutely floored. The news is dropped like a bomb. Zhang Wei has not only withdrawn from the competition, but she's issued a public apology to Miss Jing. The official story is that she was jealous and ashamed, so she quit the entertainment industry entirely. But our girl knows the truth, they needed a scapegoat. And they pushed Zhang Wei right under the bus to save their own skin. But this creates a chaotic new problem. The person who was supposed to perform with Ningwei was Zhang Wei. Now Ningwei is left completely alone with no partner for the competition. The producers panic, should they call back an old contestant or have a mentor step in? No, that wouldn't be fair to everyone else. The situation seems hopeless. Then a brilliant, chaotic idea is suggested. Get the flight instructor to act as a voice actor for the performance. It's a wild card, but it's a huge opportunity for the show and the actors. Our girl seems to think it's the best possible solution. It's not unfair, it's just a crazy opportunity that fell right into Ningwei's lap. All eyes turn to the queen herself for the final verdict. Miss Jing doesn't even flinch. I don't object to it. And just like that, it's decided. It's time to get ready for rehearsal. The director seems pleased with her emotional state for the scene. But the coach immediately points out a flaw in her voice acting. She gently takes our girl's hand, suggesting the script itself might need a little work. Then she turns to the lead judge, the Ice Queen Miss Jing, for her opinion. Miss Jing looks completely unbothered, claiming she doesn't have much to say. She starts with a rare compliment, praising our girl's handling of emotions and details. Ningwei is stunned to hear anything positive, but she knows a but is coming. And there it is. Miss Jing says she was just lucky to get this opportunity. The coach looks worried, asking what will happen for her future work. She tries to defend Ningwei, saying that if she can't solve her problem, her talent is useless. But Miss Jing delivers a savage blow. You can always have another chance, but other people can't. She then orders the director to stop filming. Oh, it's about to get personal. The air in the room turns to ice as the three of them stand in silence. Miss Jing stares our poor heroine down with a cold, calculating gaze. Ningwei, she begins, her voice dripping with disdain. I know you're different from others. She calls her out for having a powerful sponsor who will always guarantee her a role. But, she continues, her eyes glinting with malice. What about the actors whose careers you've ruined? What about the other contestants she's working with? Do they all have to be sacrificed? Completely shattered, our girl can only apologize and flee the room. She runs out, leaving her coach and her tormentor behind. The coach calls out her name, but the damage is already done. Xiu tries to reason with our girl, suggesting they should just let the whole problem go. But Youyan shuts that down immediately. Problems don't just solve themselves. She says the real issue is being fully aware of the problem, but too cowardly to face it. Xiu argues back, saying not everyone can be that brave, it's too much pressure. The words hit a little too close to home for Youyan. Her voice drops to a dangerous whisper, so you're blaming me now. The accusation hangs heavy and cold in the air between them. Xiu insists that's not what she meant, but our girl is already unleashing her own pain. She goes on a savage rant about people who pretend not to see the suffering they cause, calling them self-centered and unsympathetic. The projection is real, people. Xiu is floored, realizing these harsh words aren't really for Ningwei. This is Youyan attacking a ghost, her own past self. Then she breaks, perhaps you are right, I'm too self-centered. The confession is heartbreaking and too demanding. Xiu can't take it anymore and grabs her hand, trying to offer some comfort. But Youyan is ice cold. Let go, she says, refusing the touch. Inside, our girl is spiraling, admitting she has no right to blame or ask anything of Xiu. A painful flashback hits. All she can see is her past self, causing pain to everyone. She remembers her past with Xiu. If only she'd been honest, it wouldn't have ended so badly. Xiu just hopes that Ningwei can solve this problem, so she doesn't end up on a dead end. 7 years ago, our girls watched another group debut, their own dreams still on hold. Her friend asks our girl Xiu what her plans are now. Xiu drops a bombshell. She signed with the legendary Light Entertainment. Her friend is absolutely stunned but forces a smile and congratulates her. Xiu feels the tension as she looks at their clasped hands. She generously offers to help Yan Yan get into the same company. For a second, Yan Yan's eyes are wide with hope. But when Xiu offers a recommendation, her pride gets in the way. Don't bother, she says, shutting the offer down completely. She then smugly reveals another company already approached her. She claims it's a good deal, but Xiu can feel the growing distance between them. Standing side by side, they've never been further apart. Back in the present, a manager slides a hotel key card across the desk. Tonight she says, making the disgusting offer crystal clear. Yan Yan refuses, claiming she doesn't need to use these methods to get ahead. But the manager is savage. Youyan is no longer your patron, she sneers. She grabs Yan Yan's, reminding her of all the times Xiu protected her. Without her, do you think these resources will just be handed to you? The key card is pressed against her face, a cold, hard dose of reality. Alone, the truth finally crashes down on her. She realizes Xiu had been secretly taking care of her all these years. She remembers how her friend understood her pride and gently embraced her. The weight of her regret is crushing. She knew Xiu was prideful but never selfish. And sitting there, she finally understands how terribly she misunderstood her only true friend. An assistant informs our girl that a certain Miss Kai Dongdong has arrived. She also reminds her it's almost time for dinner, but Jai asks where Miss Jing is. Turns out Miss Jing already left with someone else. The assistant offers to get the car, but our girl shoots her down, saying there's no need. The assistant gets sassy, asking if she wants to ride in Miss Jing's car *again*. Jai snaps at her to shut up, clearly embarrassed by the truth in that statement. She tells her to have someone else bring a car to the parking lot instead. She grabs her assistant's arm, looking a little defeated. Our poor heroine admits that Xiu probably won't let her ride along today. The rejection stings. She steps outside into the cold night, and she's surprised to see that it's snowing. The sight sends her spiraling down memory lane. She remembers her mom scolding her for playing in the snow and getting frostbite. She wonders if it's snowing in her hometown, a place she hasn't visited in years. Suddenly, someone calls her name, pulling her out of her thoughts. It's Miss Jing and her entourage, also heading out for the evening. They're all standing by a large van as the snow falls around them. And then the Ice Queen herself asks if she wants to ride with them. Our girl is shocked. She quickly asks if Lin Yu is in the emergency room again. Miss Jing denies it, saying she's just worried about the slippery roads, a likely story. But as some old guy prattles on about business, Miss Jing gets into the car. And the door slides shut, leaving our girl standing all alone. She watches the van drive away, leaving her in the cold, the absolute betrayal. A single snowflake lands and our heroine's heart shatters. In the car, the tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. The secretary finally breaks the silence, asking Miss Jing what's going on with her and Miss Jai. But then she flips the script, asking what Miss Jai is like from our girl's perspective. Miss Jing gives the safe answer, calling her a good person. But this sends our girl into a spiral, wondering what her lover truly is. In her mind, the image of Miss Jai is terrifying. Cold, condescending, and completely out of reach. That's why our poor heroine keeps her heart locked up tight. She doesn't believe someone like that could ever truly understand her. After 6 whole years, there's still so much they don't know about each other. Sometimes there are moments of connection, glimmers of hope where she feels she's reached her heart. But then just as quickly, Miss Jai feels miles away again. Snapping back to reality, the sadness is written all over her face. The silence in the car is deafening. A phone call breaks the spell as they pull up to their destination. A van is parked in the falling snow, and someone is already waiting for them. It's Miss Jai, holding an umbrella with a soft smile. She's been waiting out in the freezing cold this whole time. As soon as our girl gets out, Miss Jai shelters her from the snow. The secretary asks why she didn't just go inside first. She says she was worried the snow was getting heavier and brought an umbrella for them. Our girl is stunned by the simple, thoughtful gesture. Miss Jai gently pulls her close, leading her out of the cold. The bigwigs welcome our girl Kai Dongking to the team, but this one lady looks a little too eager to meet her. Our girl is confused why this famous vocalist would be watching her. The woman mentions her junior sister, Youyan. Everyone suddenly praises our girl's old music, wondering why she quit. The gossip starts immediately, don't you know the rumors? They say Youyan's masterpiece, her most famous song, was actually sold to her by our poor heroine. The memory hits her hard, taking her back to a cold, snowy night. She asks her assistant for 2 small bags. She wants to bring some snow back to make a snowman. Her friend is worried it will melt, but our girl has a plan. She dumps the entire bag onto the freezing balcony floor. Her assistant begs her to rest, but she just wants to have fun for a bit. She sends her away, promising she'll be fine. She kneels down, her bare hands digging into the icy slush. She tenderly starts to shape the snow, lost in her thoughts. She holds up the tiny snowman, hoping someone named Xiu will recognize it. She lets out a heartbreakingly sad and beautiful smile. Our girl crafts an adorable snowman couple as a peace offering. She carefully places her apology note right beside them. Taking a deep breath, she nervously approaches the dragon's lair. She sees the light is on and her heart sinks. Is she being ignored on purpose? She chickens out, leaving the gift by the door, a classic apology and run. The door opens. It's Miss Jing who finds the offering and reads the note. With an unreadable expression, she takes the gift and quietly closes the door. Our girl hears the click and thinks her mission was a success. She peeks out into the hall just to be sure. The coast is clear, her little snowmen are gone. But just as she sighs in relief, a door creaks right behind her. It's the housekeeper. They both nearly have a heart attack. The housekeeper, holding the snowman, asks what in the world is going on. She says Miss Jing called the gift an eyesore and wanted it gone. Ouch, savage. But Miss Jai quickly clarifies that's not the whole truth. The real reason, Miss Jing's room is too warm and she didn't want them to melt. Looking at our poor heroine with pity, Miss Jai says they need to talk. She gives some pro-level advice. Next time, maybe give a gift that lasts. Our girl says a quick good night, but sleep is the last thing on her mind. Back in her room, she is absolutely buzzing with excitement. She practically throws herself onto the bed in a fit of giddiness. Look at her kicking her feet, blushing into the pillow like a schoolgirl with a crush. But a hot shower brings on the cold, hard wave of reality. She starts replaying the entire evening in her head and the guilt creeps in. How did she so easily fall back into her old, negative way of thinking? She just feels sorry for herself, realizing she completely misunderstood Xiu. Again. The anxiety hits hard. What must Xiu think of her now? Later, soaking in the tub, she tries to piece it all together. Things were going so well. So why did Xiu get so upset? Something must have happened during that meal. She can't stand it anymore and decides to text her. She starts with a massive apology. She admits she only sympathized with Ningwei because she saw her own past cowardice in her. She even agrees that blindly indulging your own emotions is selfish. Meanwhile, Xiu is wide awake, reading this absolute novel of a text confession. Our girl finally gets to the heart of the issue, her panic when Guo Wen's name came up. She reveals that the song they were all talking about is the source of all her trauma. Then she drops the bombshell. She was the one who sold that song to her. A painful flashback to her failed debut. Her songs flopped and her boss was disappointed. The president literally crushed her dreams, telling her to give up singing and just act. Then someone offered to buy her song for a famous idol. She was a ghostwriter. Tears stream down her face as she confesses she was too afraid to say anything. She was terrified of being seen as a failure, terrified of disappointing Xiu. She sadly confesses that every song was her child, her pride. But in the end, she sold her dream. Our girl curls up in bed, absolutely heartbroken. She was too afraid to admit she had no job and no income. How could she keep letting the one she loved pay for everything? The words just wouldn't come out. Suddenly, a message arrives and a robe is tossed to her. It's her girlfriend, opening the door with a worried look. Our poor Xiu is a flustered mess, clutching her phone. But she's gently invited inside. She's immediately handed a warm drink to calm her nerves. They sit together and Xiu tries to make small talk about a cute snowman. She remembers how her girlfriend offered to make a bigger one, but she worried about her hands in the cold. It's just too sweet. Next thing you know, it's hair drying time. As she gently dries our girl's hair, she drops a bombshell. She knew all along that Xiu sold her song to that scumbag Guo Wen. She only pretended not to know because she could tell our girl didn't want to talk about it. Xiu trembles, asking what kind of person she thinks she is. The answer, a very, very good person. But Xiu brings up all the hate online, how people think she's harsh. Her girlfriend immediately shuts that down, saying they just don't know the real her. They don't know her kindness or her dedication. She asks Xiu if she really thought she'd misunderstand the situation. Did she really think she would judge her for it? She gently cups our girl's face, her touch full of tenderness. And then comes the confession that shatters everything. It's not because you're perfect that I like you. It's because I like you that I think you are perfect. Xiu says that's all in the past now. She cuts even deeper, saying they probably never truly understood each other. She asks our girl if she's ever felt this completely lost before. Because for the longest time, Xiu couldn't find her own identity. She asks if her glamorous life is really as amazing as it seems. Sure, she's received endless awards and gotten so many likes. But with every achievement, she's only gotten sadder. She spent sleepless nights wondering if she's so great. Why is the one person she loves drifting further and further away? With tears in her eyes, she asks the question that shatters everything. Are your feelings for me fading? Our girl is absolutely floored. She can't believe what she's hearing. She grabs Xiu's hand, desperately trying to reassure her. Why would you even think that? She asks, but Xiu shuts that down immediately because your behavior doesn't reflect it. Oof, total shutdown. Cornered, our girl does the only thing she knows how to do, run away. She uses the pathetic excuse that they have work tomorrow. A single heartbreaking tear falls as Xiu is abandoned once again. She tries to convince herself to just go to sleep. But alone in her room, our girl is the one who completely falls apart. The crushing weight of her own actions is finally hitting her. She admits to herself that she's always put herself at a disadvantage in their relationship. Trapped by her own inferiority complex and constant insecurity, she remembers the celebrity rumors she let fester and the lonely nights Xiu endured. The birthday cake she came home too late for, and the hospital bed she never even visited. In the end, she couldn't make Xiu feel her love anymore. And so Xiu packed a suitcase and left her for good. Now all our girl can do is lie in bed and whisper, "I'm sorry." She sobs, finally understanding the depth of her failure. "I'm sorry, I didn't know." Xiu's name is a painful memory on her lips. She's haunted by the ghost of that beautiful, radiant smile. Clutching a photo from 3 years ago, her apology is too little, too late. In a hazy dream, she remembers their past, a time when she was so clueless. She'd worriedly asked if her parents would break Axiu's legs for daring to love her. But Axiu only smiled, saying she had nothing to give but her love for their daughter. "You don't need anything," our girl had whispered back. "I love you." That love was supposed to be their greatest confidence. But now, alone in her bed, the memories just twist the knife. She types out a desperate plea, her heart pounding in her chest. She apologizes, knowing the words are pathetically small for the pain she caused. Axiu reads the messages, her expression unreadable in the dark. Our girl practically begs for just a little more time, a chance to start over, to let Axiu get to know her again. But Axiu's old wounds run deep. She remembers how she used to belittle herself. And our poor heroine is drowning in her own self-hatred. Does she even deserve this? Axiu just stares at the phone, lost in thought. Suddenly, her screen lights up with another message. It's a simple go to bed, a moment of quiet care in the middle of the storm. Our girl clings to that tiny thread of hope. At least it wasn't a no. Axiu lies awake, waiting for a peace that won't come. And our girl is crushed by the weight of her past life's mistakes. The next morning, she tries to put on a brave face at breakfast. But her friends aren't stupid. They can tell she didn't sleep a wink. Her chaotic blonde friend immediately calls her out on her swollen eyes. Our girl makes a lame excuse about it being cold last night. Her friend isn't buying it for a second, but shoves food in her face anyway. She deflects, saying she was up early. Not for a run, but to practice the guitar she once abandoned. The table is shocked. A small, determined smile plays on her lips. She's not giving up. The older woman watches her with keen eyes. She cuts right to the heart of it, asking if she still wants to sing. And with a fire in her eyes we haven't seen before, our girl is ready to fight for her dream again. After a tense meal, our girl abruptly gets up to leave. Her friend is left wondering what just happened. She clutches her chest, worried she said something wrong again. Suddenly, a colleague hands her a small box. It's a cream for frostbite, a little gift from Ms. Jing herself. A thoughtful gesture, our girl gets a brilliant idea. She immediately asks about Ms. Jing's schedule for the next 2 days. The assistant lays out the busy schedule, a recording and a press conference. But she confirms Ms. Jing will be back in 2 days. Jing Xiu is absolutely glowing with a secret plan. She pulls her friend into a hug, ready to prepare a surprise. It's a secret she won't tell just yet. But the assistant sees right through her. She knows that in 2 days, it's Ms. Jing's birthday. Jing Xiu blushes, thinking she knows exactly what to do. And so the plan is set in motion. Meanwhile, Ms. Jing is on a plane, completely unaware. She's swamped with work, facing a sea of reporters. She's in the spotlight, a world away. Finally, the day arrives. As the clock strikes midnight, her phone explodes. It's a tidal wave of happy birthday messages from everyone. She scrolls through them, but then a special call comes in. It's her mother. She answers, her voice a little quiet. Her mom teases her, "Are you waiting for someone to call?" Our girl just smiles sadly, saying she knew her mom would call. But after they hang up, the sad truth settles in. She stares at her phone, the time now 1:15 a.m. The one person she was waiting for forgot. Our poor girl is sulking in the dark, looking absolutely miserable. She tries to distract herself with a book, but a certain bracelet is right there. She's literally been keeping a tally of the days she's been suffering. But her pity party is interrupted by a sudden phone call. Her sister wishes her a happy birthday, but her voice is panicked. She tells our girl to check Weibo immediately. Something chaotic is happening. And there it is, the #1 trending topic, a public confession from Youyan. She opens the video to see Yanyan looking like an absolute goddess with a guitar. She's singing with so much passion. The whole performance is ethereal and dreamlike. You can see the longing in her eyes. Our girl watches the whole thing unfold on her phone. And she is blushing so hard she could light up the room. Because this isn't just any song, it's their song. A flashback hits her like a truck. A memory of them listening to music together. Yanyan had leaned in and whispered a promise to sing this for her in French. And now she's done it for the whole world to see. Her sister's voice snaps her back to reality. She warns her not to engage with the news. But then she asks if our girl is indulging Yanyan too much. Jing Xiu is completely unbothered. She knows Yanyan will handle the aftermath. Her sister, however, is spiraling about the bad press. She's worried about our heroine's reputation. how she's tied to the public's perception of Yanyan, always seen as just the woman beside the star. But our girl just looks at the bracelet on her wrist. Who else can I tie up with? She thinks, an absolute queen. Our poor heroine sits alone, lost in thought by the window. Her phone sits silently beside her, a heavyweight. She remembers that desperate plea, the text from Youyan begging for another chance, asking for the opportunity to start all over again. Our girl looks out at the lonely night sky, her heart in turmoil. Is this the real change she's been hoping for? Seeing Yaoyan's public confession, she makes a decision. She tells her assistant to control the online hate comments. She won't let the fans tear Youyan down. Her assistant asks if it's really worth all this trouble. I don't know, she whispers to the empty room. I just know I can't stand being away from you. Her resolve hardens. Maybe this time, things will finally be complete. The next morning, Youyan wakes up on cloud 9. The news of her confession is still trending everywhere. She's absolutely certain Xiu saw it and is on her way back. She practically flies out of bed to get ready. She goes into a chaotic cooking frenzy to prepare the perfect meal. With a little help, she even bakes a beautiful cake. She prepares flower as a gift and picks out the perfect dress. It's a full-on glam session to welcome her love back. And wow, she looks like an absolute princess. But the clock keeps ticking and there's no sign of her. Finally, she calls, asking why the plane is delayed. The voice on the other end delivers the crushing news. Miss J, she's not coming back to Lingzhou. A knock at the door wakes our poor heroine from her slumber. Groggy, she checks the time and sees her phone has absolutely exploded with notifications. The internet is going wild over Jai Yaoyan's very public confession to her. She stares at her phone in disbelief. A memory flashes through her mind, someone softly calling her name. Her assistant is at the door telling her it's time for breakfast. She's also told to pack her bags, they're heading back to Lingzhou. But as she gets dressed, she knows she can't lie to herself anymore. She looks at her reflection, a single thought consuming her mind. I can't wait to see her. Just then her phone rings and speak of the devil. It's Jai Youyan herself. Youyan casually asks if she saw the Weibo post that's breaking the internet. Our girl plays it cool, pretending to be annoyed by the early morning call. Youyan then invites her to a birthday dinner. But Jing Xiu shuts her down, saying the gift she sent was more than enough. Unfazed, Youyan tries another tactic, mentioning she saw Grandpa and that he misses her. He even bought her a car and wants Youyan to deliver the keys. Youyan asks to see her tomorrow, cheekily asking if she's in a hurry to see her. Yaoyan's tone shifts, saying she can see Jing Xiu isn't the same person she used to be. She then drops a bombshell, saying she'll let Jing Xiu feel what it's like to be ignored. Because things that are too easy to get are also too easy to disregard. The harsh words trigger a painful memory for our girl. She remembers a lonely birthday, celebrating all by herself. A night she swore she would never, ever forget. Snapping back to the present, she tells her assistant to rebook her ticket for tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, Youyan thinks about how Jing Xiu always thought she was too easy to win over. But Jing Xiu is filled with despair, believing their story will always end in tragedy. She tells her assistant to book the absolute earliest flight out. The assistant nods, understanding the urgency. But then our girl adds one last crucial instruction: don't let MS Jai know. An urgent phone call comes in, delivering bad news. Miss Jing's schedule has suddenly changed. This means our girl is staying put tonight. She sits alone in the dark, looking absolutely devastated. After some quiet contemplation, she hops in the shower to clear her head. Why the sudden change of plans? It hits her, Xiu saw the video she posted and is just too smart. She thinks Xiu must hate the birthday surprises she's prepared. Her phone rings, it's her agent sister Y with an update. She asks if Miss Jiang was angry about the Weibo situation. Sister Y says she was surprisingly cooperative. Then the conversation shifts. Sister Y found out something interesting about our girl's past. Apparently, she's a certified genius whose parents are academic legends. Sister Y is floored, why did you never mention this? But our girl doesn't want the fame. She tells her agent to bury the story immediately. A painful memory flashes through her mind. Her father calling her a disgrace. She reveals a heartbreaking secret from her past life. Even on her deathbed, her father never came to see her. Meanwhile, the woman she planned the surprise for Yanyan arrives home. She assumes Xiu won't be back and decides to leave the presents out. Her assistant brings the birthday cake as requested. She takes a single slice for herself. Then she sits alone at the massive table. With a whisper, she wishes Xiu a happy birthday. A single tear rolls down her cheek as she eats the cake alone. But just then, the door creaks open. It's Xiu and she's come back after all. Our girl looks up, surprised to see the one person she was waiting for. And immediately the panic sets in, she already washed her face. Xiu quietly wishes her a happy birthday from across the room. Our girl shyly thanks her, noticing the sad look in her eyes. She explains that she made a cake but gave it away, thinking Xiu wouldn't come. But there's one tiny piece left and she offers it up. Then her brain short-circuits, what is she even doing? Xiu simply thanks her for the thought. She points out how late it is and asks why our girl is still awake. Our heroine thinks to herself, how could I possibly sleep? She knows the sadness Axiu has felt and wants to share her burden. Axiu calls her out, knowing she waited up for her past midnight. She tells her to get some rest and turns to leave. But our girl isn't letting her go that easily and grabs her hand. She looks up at her with pure, unfiltered determination. She asks if Axiu likes the song she's playing from the open window. Axiu is just confused, isn't she cold? Our girl gives her the most radiant smile. It's cold, she admits. But thinking of you, I didn't feel the coldness anymore. Swoon. The air crackles with unspoken feelings between them. Axiu, overwhelmed, turns to leave the room. Wait a minute, our girl calls out, making Axiu blush. She returns with not one but 3 presents. She confesses they're from the last 2 years, gifts she thought she'd never give. Axiu is so shocked, she literally short-circuits into a chibai. Youyan thought she'd never get a chance to give these gifts to her again. A tiny, knowing smile plays on Jing Xiu's lips. And there she is, holding a mountain of presents for our girl. Jing Xiu immediately scolds her, noting how cold it is without floor heating. She gently drapes her own coat over Yanyan's shoulders. The sudden warmth and closeness leaves Yanyan stunned. Jing Xiu just gives a simple thank you for the gifts. She wishes her good night, her touch lingering just a moment too long. Yanyan is left standing in the hallway, completely flustered. She whispers goodnight back, her heart doing the cha-cha slide. Later, Yanyan realizes Axiu is giving her another chance, so she needs to give her space to think and relax. Our girl enjoys some cake, feeling hopeful for the first time in ages. Meanwhile, Jing Xiu sits down with a pile of presents. She carefully starts to unwrap the first one. Inside is a music player and what looks like custom earbuds. She remembers complaining about how earbuds always hurt her small ears. And Yanyan's chaotic response, that she knows every inch of her body. The memory alone sends our poor heroine into a blushing mess. She picks up the little MP3 player, feeling a bit nervous. She pops in an earbud and it's a perfect fit. With a deep breath, she presses play. Yanyan's voice suddenly fills her ear, wishing her a good evening. Jing Xiu freezes, holding the player like it's a precious gem. It's a personal, exclusive bedtime radio station recorded just for her. And that's it, the floodgates open. Our girl completely breaks down, overwhelmed by this incredible gesture. The words still echo in her mind, Axiu, good night. She clutches the old MP3 player in her hands. Sitting alone, our girl is drowning in memories. This little device holds so much history. The thought of it all makes her trembles. She gets up and walks into the dark hallway. Our poor heroine stops right outside the door. Inside the player, 365 recordings, one for every day after they broke up. Yanyan recorded her feelings every single day. In the past, she couldn't even knock on the door to her heart, but now, she wonders just how much that's changed. Meanwhile, a mysterious figure sets a plan into motion. A phone buzzes, breaking the silence. Someone's confirming their arrival, the plot thickens. And the target is Ningwai. This is about to get chaotic. The mastermind is dead serious, time to break things. But the next morning, Yanyan is up before the sun. She's not plotting revenge, she's baking a cake. She and the chef admire their absolute masterpiece. Axiu wakes up with a sleepy yawn. Her assistant is already there to order her breakfast. But when she points to the table, our girl is completely stunned. Her eyes go wide with disbelief. A beautiful birthday cake is waiting for her. The note is so sweet it could give you a cavity. Happy birthday. The assistant asks if she still needs breakfast delivered. Axiu shakes her head. No, it's okay, I'll eat the cake. And a genuine, soft smile finally graces her face. She's melting. Our girl snaps a pic of the gorgeous cake she just made. Her assistant, Yao Zio, is on the phone, totally bragging about her boss's skills. She informs Mr. Zhang that Jing will be eating all the cakes herself. Sorry, no delivery for you. Yao Zio's chibai soul leaves her body. Our girl isn't sharing, the absolute horror. A perfect slice is cut from the cake. Our heroine takes a bite and ascends to a higher plane of existence. Yep, this is what pure happiness looks like. The assistant dares to ask for a small bite but gets savagely denied. A dark, possessive aura surrounds our girl and her precious cake. Defeated, Yao Zio retreats to forage for her own food. And our girl looks so dang proud of herself for hoarding the sweets. She enjoys her prize in peaceful, glorious solitude. But the mood shifts dramatically at the afternoon recording. Elimination is announced and it's a shocker, Lumen is out. The audience is in an uproar, an A-list player eliminated, impossible. His blonde friend Ningwai is absolutely speechless. She remembers our girl's ominous words as a mess. Jing herself watches from the wings like a predator. Back in her office, the puppet master waits. A text confirms her plan worked perfectly. Lumin is gone. After the recording ends, the stage is empty. Ningwai runs after Lumin, desperately grabbing his arm. But he violently shoves her away, screaming at her to let go. He immediately panics, asking if she's all right. Another woman helps Ningwai up as they stand in a tense silence. With pleading eyes, she asks him if they can go somewhere to talk. Our girl pulls Lu Min aside, ready to put on an Oscar-worthy performance of being pitiful. But before the drama can even start, another woman grabs the guy's arm. She goes off on him for picking on a girl, but he just scoffs back at her. Then she drops a bomb, saying it's her fault for choosing our girl as best actress. Lumin argues that he did his part perfectly, but she was the one who messed up. The accusation hits hard, and our poor heroine's eyes widen in shock. She immediately starts apologizing, taking all the blame. Crying, she even offers to give him her spot in the show. The other actress scoffs, asking if the show is hosted by her family. The guy explodes, accusing her of getting by only because she has a powerful backer. The argument escalates until a cold voice cuts through the chaos. That's enough. A new challenger has entered the ring, and she looks like she means business. She gracefully descends the stairs, an aura of pure ice around her. Lumin recognizes her immediately, calling her Youyan Mingwei, and Youyan Mingwei goes straight for the jugular. If you're really bad at acting, just get out of the entertainment world, she says coldly. She tells him to have some pity on people who actually have a chance. The savage takedown is too much for our girl. She tells Jing she wants to withdraw from the competition. In fact, she wants to leave the industry entirely. Utterly defeated, she collapses into a ball of tears. Maybe she should have just accepted her fate from the beginning. Her mind flashes back to the moment she was abandoned. The pain is overwhelming, and she feels like she can't act anymore. But then a gentle footstep approaches. Youyan Mingwei takes off her coat. She wraps it around our girl's shoulders, pulling her into a tight embrace. She just kneels there, holding our heartbroken heroines. It's a quiet, tender moment in the middle of all the chaos. As our girl sobs, Youyan Mingwei whispers softly, "I'm here." She gently comforts her, stroking her hair like a protective guardian angel. Our poor girl begs the doctor for more time to save her mother. She promises to find a job, but the doctor isn't having it. The hospital has given her enough credit, and they're cutting her off. Utterly defeated, she collapses outside her mother's ICU room. But then the mysterious hand offers her a credit card. The woman says she can have the money for nothing, with one condition: from now on you will be my woman. Stunned and desperate, our heroine takes the card that will change her life. Her tears drop onto the plastic, sealing the deal she just made. She reflects on how she used to hate people who took advantage of others. Now she's being brought into the home of her new benefactor, Tao Jingruo. Jingruo's little sister seems to like her, even asking to play. But our girl can't even manage a fake smile. The guilt is crushing her. She never imagined she would one day sell her body for money. She worries about what her own mother would think of her choices. But she steels her resolve, telling herself she's not ashamed of what she's done. And as she shares a bed with Jingruo, she thinks maybe this won't be so bad. Things suddenly get chaotic and heated. Our girl is left completely shocked, wrapped up in the blanket. But Jingruo just coldly tells her to go to sleep. Our girl is completely confused, wondering if her sadness turned Jingruo off. They sleep back to back, the tension thicker than a brick wall. 2 months pass, and Jingruo has kept her promises. She helped with her mother's care and even gave her a job at her company. But there's just one problem. In all this time, Jingruo has never once touched her. Finally, Jingruo looks up from her book with a smirk, and she drops the ultimate power move. "So, do you want me to touch you?" The question hangs in the air, a dangerous proposition. "So, do you want me to touch you?" Our poor heroine stands there, fresh out of the shower and completely vulnerable. Tao lays down the facts, "But you don't like me." She knows she's not her type, and she says so. But Tao pulls her onto her lap anyway, oozing confidence. "I'm sure you'll like me more and more," she purrs, the audacity. Ningwei knows this is just a rich woman's game. She's a temporary amusement. And she's decided one night of this chaotic energy is more than enough. Her mind flashes back to a moment of utter desperation. She remembers breaking down completely, and how Tao was suddenly there holding her when she was at her lowest. That comfort felt like a cruel illusion of being liked. A brief, confusing moment of kindness. She had begged her not to eliminate Lu Min. Tao promised she wouldn't. Now our girl drops a bombshell. She wants to quit the show and the entire industry. Tao's eyes narrow. This was not part of her plan. The tension between them is thick enough to cut with a knife. Suddenly, another woman's voice cuts in. She asks if she can speak to Ningwei alone for a moment. Tao helps our girl up, silently agreeing. She gives them space, leaving the two to talk. Jing gets right to the point. "Do you really want to quit entertainment?" Ningwei looks exhausted. She feels she'll just drag everyone down. But Jing pushes back, asking if she remembers why she started. "Are you really sure you want to throw it all away?" Our girl's mind drifts back to her first time on stage. She remembers the pure joy of performing, of living another's life. It was her favorite art, her way of escaping everything. Jing's voice is firm, "Don't give up." The two of them stand there, a life-changing decision hanging in the balance. The woman drops a bombshell. It's her cousin, Tao Jingruo, who has a massive crush. Our poor heroine is stunned into denial, stammering that it can't be true. Apparently, Tao has been pining for her ever since she tutored her younger sister. Ningwei is reeling, the powerful, intimidating Tao is actually just an innocent girl inside. But she's still skeptical. If she really likes her, why use such manipulative tactics? The cousin admits it was her chaotic idea, claiming Tao is just too scared of our girl's icy exterior. She says Tao feels it's impossible to please her, so she doesn't even bother trying to approach her normally. And that's true, isn't it? she asks, calling our girl out on being so defensive. If Tao pursued her honestly, it would just ruin her friendship with Jai anyway. So she decided to chase her with this desperate all-or-nothing plan. On one hand, it's a convenient way to help with her mother's care. And on the other, it's the only opportunity Tao felt she had to get closer. The air is thick with unspoken emotions as Ningwei takes this all. The cousin then goes for the jugular, asking if her behavior has to do with Lu Zai-shan. She gets serious, calling our girl out by name. If you don't dare to face your wounds, she warns, they will just keep rotting. They will never ever heal. She lays down the final, brutal truth. Do you really want to create a prison for yourself because of one person? A painful memory of a heartbroken Lu Zai-shan flashes in her mind. Give yourself a chance, she pleads. Is MS Jai your prison? Her expression softens as she thinks of her own love. She's different, she says with a gentle smile. She is my safe place, a beautiful, quiet confession. Our girl's snarky side finally reappears. She muses that MS Jai would find this all very fun to hear. The cousin immediately gets flustered and embarrassed. Don't you dare say it to someone else, she begs in full chibai mode. And it's not allowed to be included in fan fiction either. MS Jing asks our girl to share her secrets too now that the trust is there. She gently suggests talking to Tao. Give her a chance, she says. But our heroine hesitates. I trust you, MS Jing, I just. She's terrified of confessing her past, especially if MS Tao has feelings for her. But MS Jing drops a bombshell. Tao already knew all about her and Lu Zishan. She even reveals that her own mother knew and just wanted her to be happy and live well. The weight of it all comes crashing down and our poor girl breaks into tears. MS Jing pulls her into a comforting embrace. Finally, our girl confesses her deepest fear, crippling stage fright. Her eyes are just filled with so much pain. She begins to tell the story of her first play, the one with Lu Zishan. They were lovers on stage, a romance that quickly bled into their real lives. She fell completely, giving her heart and soul to the relationship. But the moment she was all in, Lu Zishan completely changed. She became cold, distant, and started pushing her away. The final savage blow, Lu Zishan claimed it was all an act, a lie from the start. She decided to break character, and our girl's heart along with it. The humiliation was unbearable, even trying to pay her off to disappear forever. This absolute betrayal made her question her own sanity and identity. The trauma was so severe she became terrified of acting, afraid of losing herself again. That fear festered, poisoning the one thing she used to love. Back in the present, she looks absolutely shattered after reliving her past. MS Jing looks at her, her eyes filled with nothing but empathy. She takes her hand and calls her by her name, Ningwei. She tells her that acting is an experience that becomes a part of you. That experience now belongs to her asterisk, not the character she played. MS Jing delivers the most healing words. Your love for Lu Zishan was real. Then she switches gears, asking if she wants to know the truth about Tao. With a newfound glimmer of hope, our girl says yes. The long recording session is finally over. Our girl looks completely drained. She puts on a brave face for the crew, but she's running on fumes. Her assistant brings her a drink, and that's when she sees the workgroup chat. The messages are pure chaos. Something terrible has happened to Ningwei. Our girl's heart plummets. This is the last thing she wanted to see. She promised she'd take care of Ningwei, and now this happens. Change my ticket immediately, she tells her assistant, already messaging Xiu. Xiu replies, asking if she's coming back. Our girl is already in the van. But a new message comes through. There's a snowstorm in Lingzhou. She realizes Xiu is just worried about her safety. How sweet, but nothing can stop her now. She has to go back. She gets on the first flight out. She just needs to see her. But Lingzhou is a frozen nightmare. The traffic is completely stopped. Her assistant confirms the worst. A huge accident has blocked the road ahead. Just then her phone rings. It's Xiu calling. Our girl is shocked. Xiu hasn't called her in forever. She picks up, her voice trembling. Xiu asks where she is. And get this, Xiu is stuck in the exact same traffic jam. She says it'll probably be a while before they can move. Our heroine just tells her to stay safe, her heart aching. Then it clicks. Xiu must have heard about the accident and called to check on her. Her heart absolutely melts into a puddle. She was worried. A brilliant, genuine smile lights up her entire face. Suddenly, she tells her assistant, let's get out, we're not leaving. A memory of a much happier time flashes before her eyes. Youyan begs her to get back in the car. But MS Jai is already out, protesting that it's snowing too heavily. Youyan insists the traffic will clear soon, but our girl is not having it. She says it's just a short walk, a determined look on her face. She gives a dazzling smile, absolutely radiant in the snow. Then she declares she'll just go by herself, total boss move. And with that, she's off, running through the city lights like a scene from a movie. Youyan panics, screaming for MS Jai to wait up. She tries to keep pace, warning her that the road is slippery. But our girl is lost in her own world, thinking of the one she misses. She's just desperate to get back to Xiu. All she wants is to be by her side again. And we get a glimpse of the gorgeous woman waiting for her. Youyan can't believe MS Jai is this devoted, but honestly she gets it. Watching our girl run with such joy, she thinks it's actually kind of sweet. After all, she looks so incredibly happy right now. She finally arrives but stops dead when she hears voices inside. She wonders if it's Xiu talking with someone. Our girl hesitates, worried she might be interrupting something important. She peeks in and sees Xiu with another woman. Xiu's eyes narrow instantly. She asks if Jing has guests. Our girl confirms, saying she just walked back from the traffic jam. Her feet are completely soaked from the snow. Suddenly, a third woman appears, introducing herself as Tao. Tao explains she came back specifically for someone named Ningwei. Jing is totally lost. Did director Chen tell her to come? But Xiu smoothly cuts in, placing a hand on our girl's shoulder. She tells Tao that Jai needs to shower first. Then she turns to our girl, saying Ningwei is fine and to go get warm. She's dismissed, being told Xiu will explain everything later. Our girl is just a walking question mark at this point. All she can think about is that single, possessive touch on her shoulder. Our girl tries to wash away the day's drama under the hot water, but her mind is racing a million miles a minute. She can't stop thinking about Xiu and Tao. The way they talked, it was like they shared a secret language. And Xiu's concern for Ningwei was way over the top. She dries her hair, the pieces clicking into place. Was Xiu the backup plan all along? Her blood runs cold with a sudden, terrifying thought. Was the reason Tao Xingguo signed her because of Xiu? Even in her past life, was it all because of this connection? A delicious smell suddenly pulls her from her chaotic thoughts. Wait a second, could that be a perfectly cooked steak? And the chef is none other than Xiu herself. Look at this domestic goddess. Our girl is speechless. Xiu just casually says, "This is for you." The entire kitchen is glowing with the power of this thoughtful gesture. She calls it a return gift for the cake, so smooth. Does she want to eat? Her inner chibai is screaming why yes. She tries to play it cool, but her stomach betrays her with a massive growl. Xiu just smiles, plating the meal like a five-star chef. Our poor girl is totally touched. She never expected this kind of treatment. Xiu serves her the food, teasing her for being greedy. A perfect steak and a glass of wine, our girl is in heaven. While they eat, she asks about Ningwei. Xiu confirms she's safe with Tao. Then Xiu drops a casual request, "Follow me back tomorrow." Our girl agrees, then learns Ningwei dropped out of the competition. She demands to know why. Xiu explains it was for the best. But the real reason is a secret she's not willing to share. Xiu then pivots, calling out Lu Min for being a total snake. And then she drops the biggest bomb of the night. Lu Min did it on purpose. Our girl is completely floored. What does she mean, on purpose? The cousin lays out her master plan. She made a deal with Lu Min to mess with our girl's rival. Our heroine connects the dots and asks if she knows the powerful Tao. And bam, the bombshell drops. Tao Xingguo is her cousin. Our girl is completely floored by this revelation. She has to know, so the reason Tao signed me, was it you? The cousin's gaze turns sharp and calculating. She leans in, smirking, and what if I said yes? Our poor heroine is left speechless, her mind racing. The air is thick with unspoken secrets and complicated feelings. She starts to spiral. If Xiu broke up with her, why would she help? Then a painful memory flashes back, a party gone horribly wrong. Some creep was trying to force himself on her. Her own manager was berating her for being too high-minded. She sneered that our girl only got by because of Jing Xiu's protection. The words were like poison, accusing her of just using people to get ahead. Then came the slap, sharp and humiliating. The manager had the audacity to say she was doing it for our girl's own good. But our girl was lost in thought, wondering about Jing Xiu's power. Her phone lays forgotten on the floor, her world is tilting. She realizes with a start that being with Jing Xiu was never about power. Standing alone, the manager's cruel words echo in her mind. And in that moment, everything shatters. A devastating realization hits her. In the past, she thought Xiu was this giant, untouchable figure watching over her. And our girl always believed she had to depend only on herself. Relying on Xiu would make all her hard work meaningless, right? But her heart screams that she's wrong. For her career, she lost the love of her life, and now she has nothing. Were all her efforts just going to be wiped out? No, it's not. The realization hits her like a ton of bricks. She remembers the constant judgment and the whispers in the halls. But now she's moving forward with clarity. She's not some vampire leeching off another's fame. Our girl never once coveted Jing Xiu's resources. Their relationship was always pure with no strings attached. Xiu was on a different level, shining like a star, and she vows to proudly walk up those steps to stand by her side. She will earn the right to take her hand. With newfound purpose, she strides down the hall. She remembers crying, feeling completely broken. And that snake Jiang Chun just looked at her with a smug smile. After all this time, she finally understands that smirk. She was mocking Xiu for wanting to help an ungrateful wolf. Xiu was heartbroken but still offered her a lifeline. Our poor heroine feels powerless against people who look down on them. In this industry, she's completely alone in the spotlight. She has no background, no connections, just a dream. They called her wishful thinking a fragile fantasy. But then she learns the truth from this executive. Turns out Jing Xiu started her own company, and when asked for a recommendation, she chose our girl. It wasn't pity, Xiu chose her because she recognized her raw talent. Our girl immediately realizes her silence was a huge mistake. She tries to explain, but Xiu is just staring at her cup, lost in thought. Xiu asks if she's still hung up on their painful past. Then what is it? She presses, her eyes filled with sorrow. Xiu remembers how Youyan always pushed her away. She would just curl up, refusing any offer of help. Giving her a chance only seemed to humiliate her and crush her pride. It was a bitter pill to swallow because they should have been the closest. They were supposed to support each other through everything. But instead, Youyan started acting out and signed a shady contract. All Xiu could do was watch helplessly as she went down a dark path. She chose the most hurtful way, getting tangled with others for fame. Xiu thought of her as a kite meant for the sky. She wanted to be the guide, the wind beneath her wings. She truly believed they were connected, no matter the distance. But every attempt to talk was met with broken promises and lies. News of her dating other people began to spread like wildfire. The kite was flying further and further away, and Xiu was just holding the line. She couldn't even tell if Youyan was on the other end anymore. This red string of fate had become her own personal bondage. Was it because of that night? Because Xiu had promised to be responsible. She knew helping her was useless. Youyan would just think she was wrong. Their different backgrounds were like a chasm separating them. Being together was just a cycle of mutual torture. She clenches her fist, the painful memories flooding back. But then Youyan looks up, her eyes shining as she whispers, "Thank you." She gently takes Xiu's hand, thanking her for everything. Our girl sincerely thanks Xiu for all her help. But Xiu just stares blankly, deep in thought. She leans in, holding Xiu's hands and asking if she's serious. "I mean it," she insists, her grip tightening. She finally admits it, her voice soft. But Xiu isn't having it, calling her out on her so-called self-reliance. Xiu confesses that she feels more guilty and hurt than anything. She feels bad for accepting kindness without properly thanking her. Our poor heroine is at a complete loss for words. Xiu tells her she doesn't have to put herself down like this. She claims she hasn't actually helped with her career at all. "I offered you a movie once," she reminds her, "and you refused." Xiu says she only provides an environment for talent to shine, because truly talented people make their own way. "The prize is your own strength," she says. "What does that have to do with me?" She gives a small, knowing smile. Then she softly traces our girl's hand, whispering, "Yes, it has nothing to do with me." Our girl tearfully thanks her for letting her meet Yizhen. "I followed her," she confesses, "and I finally regained my confidence." Then she gently kisses Xiu's hand, a sign of pure adoration. The air is thick with unspoken feelings. The touch is electric. And then she leans in even closer, and bam, she goes right for the lips. Our heroine pulls back, shocked by her own boldness. Xiu looks at her, a hint of a smile on her face. "Why didn't you think of this before?" she asks softly. Our girl asks why she never thought about this before. But Youyan just looks down, avoiding the question. Xiu cries out that they never communicate. She's kneeling, completely vulnerable. But Youyan coldly suggests distance is better for them. What a savage line. A girl is thrown into a flashback of her pain after they parted. She remembers how Youyan never once came looking for her. If they hadn't met again on this show, their story would have been over for good. Youyan wonders if Xiu even wants her. She thinks this is just guilt talking, something that time will eventually erase. Are they just doomed to repeat the same painful mistakes? The tension between them is absolutely electric. Finally, our poor heroine admits it. She has no confidence in them anymore. But just as things get heavy, a phone starts buzzing like crazy. The mood is completely shattered by the ringing. And wouldn't you know it, someone is at the door. Xiu gets up to answer, leaving the conversation hanging. She touches her lips, a new resolve forming. Youyan sees it. She realizes our girl is wavering and there's an opening. She has plenty of time, she can wait. The producers call an emergency meeting to announce Yuan Mingwei has withdrawn from the competition. Our girl and the other contestants listen in. The show needs to do some serious damage control. Their brilliant plan, re-record scenes and just straight up rig the votes. Totally not sketchy at all. Later, our girl checks in on a crestfallen Ningwei. She brings her a warm drink, ever the thoughtful senior. Ningwei says she's heading back to Baikeng, but our girl offers to help with her acting anytime. She tells Ningwei she's always welcome to ask for help. What an angel. Ningwei takes a sip, feeling a warmth that has nothing to do with the tea. It suddenly dawns on her that this kind woman is also her new boss. And maybe her future cousin-in-law. The chaotic thought makes her giggle. Ningwei asks why she's smiling so sweetly. Our girl just says it's nothing. She then pulls out a business card, ready to play fairy godmother. It's a contact for a director's, a brand new opportunity for Ningwei. Our girl thinks this might be a better path for her, away from the idle drama. Ningwei is overwhelmed by the kindness, thanking her from the bottom of her heart. She decides to give a little something back. "Let me tell you one last thing," she says, her eyes sparkling with mischief. She reveals that Jing said something incredibly sweet about our girl. Something that particularly moved her. Our girl is now dying of curiosity. Ningwei looks so pleased with herself, our girl is completely baffled. What are you talking about? She demands, but Ningwei is a locked vault. I promised Jing, she says with a cheeky smile. She gets up to leave, dropping a casual see you soon. She walks out, leaving our poor heroine in absolute turmoil. The second the door clicks shut, our girl's calm facade crumbles. What sweet words did Xiu say? Her inner monologue is screaming. The fact that she can't be told is driving her absolutely mad. She covers her mouth, a blushing, flustered mess. The suspense is unbearable. The two women sit in a quiet, sunlit room, an entire world of distance between them. They're both focused on their work, but the air is thick with unspoken feelings. Xiu practices her calligraphy, each stroke precise and controlled. But our girl can't help but steal glances, her mind clearly elsewhere. The silence between them is almost deafening as they work. She watches Xiu with a fond, knowing smile. Finally, she breaks the silence, mentioning a conversation with Mingwei. You mentioned me to her, didn't you? She asks, testing the waters. Xiu tries to play it cool, immediately claiming she doesn't remember. But our girl is no fool. If it's not important, why tell Mingwei to keep it a secret? She playfully threatens to just ask Mingwei herself. Xiu panics instantly, her flustered reaction is just too cute. Our girl changes the subject, offering to look at Xiu's writing. Xiu agrees, and our heroine sees her chance to get closer. She leans in, closing the distance until they can feel each other's breath. How long has it been? She whispers, her voice filled with longing. Xiu, trying to keep her composure, explains she's writing a character biography. But our girl cuts to the chase, asking about a call from Gu Lingfeng. Xiu shakes her head, saying there's been no news yet. And so they remain side by side, caught in this delicate moment. This actress claims she called Gu Lingfeng on her own initiative. She says she suggested he consider our girl for the role. Suddenly, she pops up right behind Jing Xiu, startling her. Our girl nearly jumps out of her skin. The actress laughs it off, saying she's a little embarrassed. She's trying to act all friendly, asking for a favor. Jing Xiu just quietly says, but thank you. The actress insists she really wanted the part in the movie. She turns away, putting on a whole sad puppy act. But our girl isn't buying it. You don't have to thank me. Jing Xiu reveals she recommended other people for the role too. And then comes the savage comeback. He hasn't contacted you yet, has he? The actress's smile falters. Jing Xiu still has hope. She clutches her script, desperately trying to look confident. Jing Xiu observes her rival's surprisingly optimistic attitude. And it strikes her. She looks just like the old Youyan shining on stage. Back in the present, a social media post explodes online. It's a happy birthday from Youyan to Jing Xiu, and the fans are losing their minds. Her manager calls, saying this is the perfect PR opportunity. Now they can act like besties in public without anyone batting an eye. Jing Xiu listens from her bed, the plan being laid out for her. The manager says they'll just follow Jai Yaoyan's lead for now. Whatever Jai Yaoyan's team wants, they'll cooperate. Meanwhile, Jai Yaoyan gets asked the big question, are you really reconciled? She looks at the happy birthday post and says a simple no. She admits she doesn't trust Jing Xiu, and she's barely holding onto her sanity. Our girl is on the phone, looking absolutely drained from the conversation. With a heavy sigh, she finally gives in and hangs up. The woman on the other end knows exactly what she's doing. Her boss will listen to Jai Yaoyan. She immediately gets to work, typing out a very carefully worded public message. The result, Jai Yaoyan gets a worthless encouragement award with no prize. The mastermind behind this, Jing, watches the chaos unfold with a smirk. She knows the industry is brutal, less popular artists always get torn apart by fans. But this was her plan all along, preparing for every possible emergency. The next morning, our girl Yaoyan wakes up to see she's trending. She's completely baffled by the hot searches when her phone suddenly rings. It's her sister telling her that Jing's assistant just called with an offer. In interviews, Youyan can feel a tear welling up in her eye. They want her to sing for a movie. She can't believe what she's hearing. Is this her second chance? Is this new life giving back everything she lost? She rushes out of bed and heads straight for the door, full of gratitude. She opens it and calls out to the woman who made this all happen. Xiu looks annoyed by the noise, but Youyan excitedly tells her about the audition. Her joy is infectious, and even Xiu has to admit that's pretty good news. Youyan grabs her hands, thanking her with all her heart. I couldn't have done this without you. Xiu just brushes it off, saying the director must have thought she was a good fit for the role. She insists it has nothing to do with her, trying to act cool about it. It's just an audition, she says, turning away. Youyan is left speechless, just staring at her back. A memory flashes in her mind, a moment where she asked Xiu if she didn't like drawing. She remembers that tiny blush on Xiu's face. Back in the present, she's lost in thought, completely confused by this woman. But before she can say anything else, Xiu quietly leaves the room. Xiu isn't happy with just an encouragement award. She clearly wants a much better prize. Our girl leads the way to the bedroom, and the atmosphere gets intense. She peeks inside with a wicked little smile. She's ready to play. Standing in the room, our girl asks what kind of prize Axiu has in mind. Axiu blushes, coyly suggesting a special prize for special person. Oh, it is on. The camera focuses on our girl's robe. The implication is crystal clear. But Axiu suddenly backs away, her flirty mood vanishing into thin air. She shuts it down completely. An encouragement award is most appropriate. Total whiplash. Our girl is stunned, but then she spots something on the bedside table. Next to the book she signed for Axiu is a box of pills. Her blood runs cold. They're painkillers, but she knows Axiu is never sick. Before she can even ask, Axiu is kicking her out of the room to change. The door closes, leaving our girl on the other side, consumed with worry. She just stands there, her mind racing. What is Axiu hiding? The next morning, the tension at breakfast is thick enough to cut with a knife. They make small talk about work, but our girl's mind is elsewhere. Axiu finally calls her out on her gloomy expression. So she drops the bomb. Axiu, you took painkillers yesterday, didn't you? Axiu gets defensive, quickly inventing a lie about some old nerve pain. She claims it's just an old injury from a fall that acts up. She insists it just hurts from time to time, but our girl sees right through it. To distract her, Axiu reaches out and gently touches her neck. She fusses over her, saying the wind will make it cold. A classic chaotic subject change. Her mind flashes back to that terrible year when Axiu had her accident. She was lying in a hospital bed, bandaged and broken. She endured unimaginable pain while waiting for a call that never came. In the end, all she received was disappointment and utter despair. But back in the present, Axiu just says it was her own choice. She insists it was her own problem, completely letting Youyan off the hook. As the elevator dings and they start to leave, the truth hits our girl hard. She is completely stunned. Axiu was comforting her asterisk, even though she was the one who got injured. She was trying to ease Yanyan's guilt. Our poor heroine clutches her chest, overwhelmed by this selfless act. The scene shifts and Axiu is now a judge, giving feedback to a young actor. She goes straight for the jugular, telling him she didn't see any effort. She sees no progress and is still skeptical of his talent. He relies too much on pure skill and it's holding him back. His performances are technically perfect, but they're all the same. The actor tries to argue, calling it his personal style, but another judge immediately shoots him down, saying acting doesn't require style. The poor kid is flustered, asking what he can even act as. Just then, a guest mentor starts to speak. The handsome Xiao Dai chimes in, offering a different opinion. He argues that finding the right role is a two-way street. The young actor thanks him, desperate for a lifeline. Xiao Dai continues, explaining that a talented actor just needs to find the right role. Even Axiu seems to be listening intently to his words. The judges are already gossiping that Axiu has no real connections. This snake in glasses is clearly trying to praise one person just to humiliate her. Our girl places a comforting hand on her friend's arm, telling him to chill. But poor Axiu looks absolutely terrified, not wanting to get anyone involved. Our heroine watches the stage, a plan forming in her mind. She gives a small, reassuring smile. Don't worry, she's got this. She boldly speaks up, saying what they're seeing is called style. And to have style, she explains, you first have to be unique. Axiu begins to tremble as all eyes suddenly turn to her. Our girl puts her directly on the spot, asking if she has her own style. The poor girl can only admit that she doesn't. Then comes the savage takedown about having a way of performing versus a style. But of course, Mr. Glasses has to chime in about high and low abilities. The tension is electric as she turns the question right back on him. He actually agrees with her, then tries to ask her for a private discussion. The nerve. Later, Axiu is getting ready to leave as the crew whispers about her. She's told there are still a few more scenes to record today. She tells her friend to wait in the lounge, she'll meet him after. She heads down the hallway, probably looking for a moment of peace. She stops outside one of the dressing rooms and walks in to find a giant panda slumped over the vanity. Axiu is completely shocked to see our girl Ms. Jing in the suit. Our heroine is caught red-handed and looks absolutely mortified. The panda head literally starts to melt from pure embarrassment. Our girl is mortified. But Ms. Jing is completely unfazed by this chaotic display. She just pats our poor girl, who is now a sad little panda puddle. She offers a small knowing smile. Then she just plucks the entire panda head right off our girl. Ms. Jing gives a friendly warning about a man named Xiao Dai, calling him vicious. Our girl says she knows, but she's a bit distracted right now. Because Ms. Jing is walking away with her panda head, she's confiscating it. Our girl is left absolutely stunned as the door closes. Behind the closed door, Ms. Jing calls the head ugly and boring. What a savage. Our poor girl looks so defeated, thinking she's just an object of pity. But then Ms. Jing gently caresses the ugly head she just insulted. She sets it down carefully on the counter. She looks at it with a surprisingly soft expression. And then she kisses it. She plants one right on the cheek. Her eyes are filled with some unreadable, intense emotion. An assistant calls for her to come re-record the scene. And she leaves behind the panda head, now branded with her lipstick kiss. Ms. Jing knows they've been planning a surprise for her. She decides to play dumb just as the lights go out. Everyone wonders what happened to the power, total chaos. But Yanyan immediately grabs our girl's hand in the dark, so smooth. She casually says the lights must be broken. It's all right, I'm here, she whispers, giving her hand a squeeze. Yanyan leads her forward, a smirk on her face. Our girl follows, completely trusting her. Suddenly, bam, a massive surprise party erupts. The entire office shouts happy birthday. Her colleague reveals this was all planned by Yanyan. MS Jing is speechless. Yanyan even woke up early just to bake her a cake. She nervously asks if the cake looks bad. But our girl is just staring at her, completely overwhelmed with emotion. Of course not, she says, her voice trembling, thank you. Yanyan deflects, saying everyone helped, and hands her a little crown. The crown triggers a sudden, intense flashback. A memory of another time, another person, and a stolen kiss. She's snapped back to the present, looking totally dazed. Yanyan brings over the cake, telling her to make a wish. In the glow of the candles, they only have eyes for each other. Our girl's eyes well up with tears, she's so moved. This is too much for her poor, fragile heart. As she closes her eyes, she realizes she has nothing left to wish for. Nothing except for Yanyan's well-being. She wishes for her safety, happiness, and a long life. My heart can't take it. The birthday party is in full swing and everyone is having a good time. Our girl MS Jing shares a toast with her very close friend MS Su. But of course, some rando has to interrupt their moment. MS Su immediately gets protective, pointing out our girl already drank with someone else. The guy calls her jealous, completely missing the chaotic tension in the air. MS Su refuses to drink, clinging to our girl for support. The poor guy panics, not knowing what to do. So he just eats a lemon, okay, whatever breaks the ice, I guess. While everyone is laughing, MS Su uses the distraction to escape to the bathroom. She splashes her face with cold water, trying to compose herself. But our girl followed her, looking worried sick. She cautiously approaches, asking if MS Su is okay. MS Su tries to play it cool, saying she's fine. But her body betrays her. Our girl notes she's been drinking on an empty stomach. She gently holds her, worried her stomach will hurt. The care is so real. She promises to protect her from other partygoers, pleading with her to stop drinking. But MS Su has other plans. She suddenly grabs our girl, pulling her close. With eyes full of desperation, she confesses, I want to feel you right now. Our poor heroine is completely stunned, her heart pounding. MS Su pulls her into a desperate, tight hug. She tenderly cups her face, their lips just inches apart. And our girl's inner thought is screaming, I want to kiss her. The air crackles with electricity as they lean in for the kiss. This is a moment she has clearly been waiting for a very long time. Axu gently points out that our girl has some cake crumbs on her face. Yanyan is completely flustered by the close proximity. The tension in this little water cooler room is off the charts. She's thinking if Axu hadn't noticed, things could have gotten spicy. Yanyan blushes, remembering she drank too much and worried about getting hurt. Meanwhile, our other girl is internally screaming, I thought she was going to kiss me. And now the silence between them is just so awkward. Axu decides to break it, asking what she was thinking when she was drunk. Yanyan looks up, her eyes intense and serious. She asks point blank, you don't like it when I drink, do you? Our girl immediately jumps to the wrong but very sweet conclusion. She thinks Axu is just worried about her poor stomach. Axu just looks at her with this incredibly soft expression. Yanyan beams, promising to try her best not to drink from now on. Satisfied, Axu tells her it's time to go back to the hotel and rest. And just like that, they walk off hand in hand, the crisis averted. Later, they arrive at the hotel with a sleepy Axu leaning on her. But as they walk, Yanyan spots a familiar and unwelcome sight down the hall. It's her friend Xiao Dai, with that snake Guzinin. Axu senses something is wrong, but Yanyan just says it's nothing. She decides it's better not to tell Axu and ruin the mood. She helps a tired Axu into their room, her mind still on what she saw. Axu heads off for a shower, telling her to rest. But elsewhere, a shadowy figure smirks, thinking Guzinin is all alone now. She coldly wonders if his little sacrifice was really worth it. Our girl reflects on her past. To become famous, she lost herself. She even lost her love, all for career in the spotlight. One wrong step and everything she built would crumble into dust. She felt like she lost her mind climbing to the top. Was this fame, stained with mud, really worth it? Suddenly, a scream rips through the hallway. A girl is pleading, Director Xiao, I don't want this. Our heroine freezes, recognizing the voice. A young actress is being assaulted, begging for him to stop. She's struggling, but his grip is too strong. Our girl can't just stand by. She bursts in, demanding, what are you doing? It's the scumbag Director Xiao, forcing himself on the poor girl. The actress Zainan cries out for MS Jai to save her. This trash-tier director dismisses it as just love between men and women. But our girl isn't having it. She points out that Zainan clearly said no. She grabs Zainan's hand, trying to pull her away. But the director shoves her hard, sending our heroine to the floor. This creep then makes a disgusting offer to teach her to be a real woman. She glares at him, demanding he respect himself. He just smirks, turning it around on her for being in his room. Zainan begs her to leave to save herself from this monster. He threatens her, gloating that no one will dare to intervene. The director is a true villain, enjoying every second of their terror. He corners our girl, blocking any chance of escape. Then he drops the ultimatum, "Tonight you will sleep with me." Jing Xiu's eyes snap open as she hears the scream. A hand grabs the poor girl's face, but a voice cuts through the tension. "Let her go." This drunken creep is furious, blaming some woman for his problems. And now he's turning his attention to our girl, Jing Xiu. Big mistake, she delivers a savage slap right across his jaw. "Have you sobered up?" she asks, her eyes blazing with cold fury. The man completely loses it, screaming curses from the floor. A bodyguard finally steps in, slamming the trash where he belongs. Jing Xiu's friend tries to de-escalate, saying Mr. Zio just had too much to drink. But our girl isn't letting him off that easy. "Remember this lesson," she warns. He sputters about his powerful grandfather, but his threats are empty. Later, Jing Xiu calmly takes a call while someone drapes a coat over her. She glances back at her friend, a flicker of softness in her eyes. But the victim of the assault is still a sobbing wreck. Jing Xiu asks if she wants to see Zio die or go to the hospital. But the girl is terrified, shaking her head frantically. "I won't." She begs them not to make a big deal out of it. "Don't let anyone know," she pleads, knowing how this story usually ends. If this gets out, Zio Dai will get a slap on the wrist. But she'll be the one shamed and judged for the rest of her life. Her friend comforts her as Jing Xiu silently takes it all in. She calmly gets back on the phone, her plan already forming. Her friend worries, asking if this is causing trouble for her. Jing Xiu just looks back, completely unfazed. What's the trouble? Her eyes narrow with a chilling promise of revenge. This matter won't just be forgotten. Her friend can only watch, knowing that a storm is about to break. Xiu immediately grabs a spray to treat our girl's injured hand. She gently tends to the wound, softly calling out her name. Our heroine looks away, completely flustered by the sudden tenderness. She admits she was just panicking, but Xiu asks the real question, "Why didn't you call me?" The unspoken accusation hangs in the air, heavy with worry. She needs an answer, pulling our girl closer by the hand. Our girl finally confesses, saying she was afraid something shameful might happen. She couldn't bear the thought of Xiu seeing her in a moment of weakness. Or even worse, she was terrified of dragging her into danger. She just wants Xiu to remain perfect and untouched by the chaos. The raw confession brings them closer, foreheads almost touching, but Xiu cuts right through the excuses. "Not knowing what's happening worries me the most." Hearing this, our girl makes a vow to be honest from now on. She starts by admitting she still has lingering fears from what just happened. The anxiety is still eating her up inside. And then with trembling vulnerability she asks, "Can I hug you?" Xiu immediately gets flustered and tries to escape, making an excuse about medicine. Girl is totally short-circuiting from the emotional overload. But our heroine isn't letting her go, wrapping her arms around her from behind. "See," she whispers, holding her tight, "this gives me ease." She gets a little cheeky, adding, "You can't blame me, right?" Xiu is completely frozen, a furious blush creeping up her neck. She wonders aloud if she's dreaming. "Oh honey, this is very, very real." This is definitely not a dream. Our girl walks into the room, her body still trembling from the ordeal. She looks up to see her friend waiting patiently. Xiu doesn't say a word, just pulls her into a tight, comforting hug. She whispers softly, "Are you relieved?" But our girl admits it's going to take a long time to feel okay again. Xiu gently takes her hand, offering her strength. "Now I know you're scared," she says, her voice full of concern. She tells her not to be so impulsive and to lean on her for support. Our girl looks up with a tiny, hopeful smile. "For example, you." Xiu is already one step ahead. "I've booked you a flight to see your grandfather." Her only goal is to get our girl somewhere safe, but our heroine is worried. "Did I cause you trouble by calling you?" Xiu's response is devastatingly smooth. "What if I don't find it troublesome?" It's not her she's worried about, but Xiu's powerful family. She tries to explain her fears, but stammers as someone enters the room. It's Zia Xiao, the young actress, finally done with her shower. Our girl immediately shifts into protector mode. "Are you feeling better?" Zia Xiao nods, but her eyes are still full of fear. Xiu gets straight to the point, asking what happened tonight. She promises to help clean up whatever mess that creep made. Zia Xiao's voice shakes as she explains. "A man named Zio Dai approached her. He told her there's no fairness in the entertainment industry. It was a threat, plain and simple. She was confused and followed him, and now she can't get his words out of her head." The two women listen, their expressions turning to stone. The lecture begins. "I understand you, so I can help, but don't you dare make that mistake again." She holds our girl's hands, trying to give her some strength. But then a new voice cuts in, full of wisdom. "I hope this mess helps you find what you really want." She tells her to find what her heart desires most. Our girl listens, her heart heavy with the weight of her choices. The actress then turns and whispers something to her friend, who looks completely stunned. And our girl stands there, a fire lit in her eyes. She's ready to make them pay. Her friend tries to be realistic. "It's easy to say you won't regret something, but Zainan isn't having it. One mistake won't ruin her entire life." Her friend just smiles softly, repeating her warning, "Just don't do it again." Our girl starts talking about Zio Dai and the program team, ready to face the consequences. The actress promises to handle the PR nightmare. The rest is up to you. Nan is so grateful she could cry. Thank you, Ms. Jing. She puts on a brave face. If this career fails, she'll just quit. She's been at it since 16. She confesses that everyone her age is already successful. Maybe she's just not cut out for this. She can't stand the loneliness anymore. She's so close to giving up. Ms. Jing cuts her off. What do you know about dreams versus reality? She asks how old she is, then drops a truth bomb. At her age, Ms. Jing was a total nobody. But now she's a literal award-winning actress. Our girl is shook. The life advice comes pouring out. Stop comparing yourself to others. It's exhausting. Everyone is in their own time zone, she says, getting all philosophical. It's not your fault if you feel late. She places a hand on her heart. Your time will come. Her friend looks absolutely captivated, blushing at the profound words. Ms. Jing pats our girl's head. Your sun will rise when it's supposed to. The doctor girl is panicking, scared that Xiao Dai will snitch on them. She begs to go back to her room, claiming she's scared. But then she shoots her shot, asking to stay in Ms. Jing's room instead. Can I sleep with you tonight? She asks, holding her hand. Our poor heroine Xiu just sighs and says it's fine. The girl immediately clings to Ms. Jing while Xiu stands there feeling like the ultimate third wheel. So our girl tries to lose herself in a book, but her mind is clearly elsewhere. Suddenly, a voice calls her name. It's Ms. Jing, standing in the doorway looking like a goddess. Xiu is completely stunned. Ms. Jing smirks, asking if she can come up. Or do you want to sleep on the floor? She teases, ouch, savage. And just like that, the bed gets a little more crowded. Even the kid is here for the chaotic slumber party. Ms. Jing just lies there, staring intently at our flustered heroine. Xiu tries to shut it down, saying she has an early flight. But Ms. Jing just brushes it off, saying it's okay. Later that night, Ms. Jing asks why she's still awake. Xiu claims she's just not sleepy yet. But internally, her mind is racing. A storm is brewing in her heart. She thinks about how much Youyan has changed since their reunion. She doesn't understand the reason or how long this new Youyan will last. But she finally realizes their old relationship was broken. She fell in love first, and they never ever truly opened up to each other. She knows if things stay the same, they'll just drift apart. Her one-sided feelings will only push them away again. Looking at the woman beside her, Xiu makes a decision. She can't make the same mistake. She won't lose her again. Leaning in close, her heart pounding in her chest, she whispers, give me some time. Our girl is having the most intense heart-to-heart of her life. She's been thinking a lot about their chaotic relationship, and she drops an absolute bombshell on her ex. She bluntly says that maybe they just aren't meant to be together. That when they're apart, the other girl is more her true self. Ouch, shouldn't being together make them happier? Her ex desperately pleads that they can make it work now. But our poor heroine has lost all confidence in them and in herself. She thinks this distance between them is for the best. Her ex offers to give her time, anything she needs. But our girl is already spiraling into her past trauma, remembering a past life where this love ended in disaster. The air is thick with regret and unspoken words. The other woman knows exactly what she's thinking about. She begs Xiu to believe in her just one more time. She promises that this time, things will be different. The tension is absolutely electric. They decide to just sleep on it for now. Our girl says goodnight, needing some space. They lie in the same bed, but a million miles apart. As Xiu sleeps, her ex watches over her, and she can't resist pulling our girl into a gentle embrace. A sleek black car cruises through the quiet suburbs. Inside, our girl sits calmly, lost in her own thoughts. She glances at her phone, checking the time. It's almost 10, she's expecting someone to arrive soon. But her peaceful moment is shattered in an instant. Out of nowhere, another vehicle slams into them. A deafening crash rips through the air. The impact is violent, a huge bang echoing on the road. The car swerves wildly, metal screeching against pavement. Total chaos as the cars collide in a mess of twisted steel. Our heroine is bleeding from the head, her phone smashed. Even injured, she's giving orders, her voice weak. Call Tao Xingriwa now. Miles away, a woman named Xiu answers a frantic call. She immediately orders more security and a route change for someone named Yanyan. She's clearly panicked, screaming into the phone. Meanwhile, the celebrity Yanyan arrives at her event completely unaware. She looks perfectly put together, a total professional. She smiles for the cameras and the crowd on stage. Later, she's relaxing in her dressing room. Her assistant brings her a drink, looking nervous. Yanyan notices her strange expression. What is it? She asks, taking a sip. The assistant hesitates, explaining a rumor is going around. Yanyan's eyes widen, sensing something is terribly wrong. And then the bomb drops. Ms. Jing had a car accident. Her assistant rushes in with a bombshell. Ms. Jing was in a car accident. The rumor sounds terrifyingly real, and just then her phone starts to ring. Our girl nervously answers the call. Her face fills with dread as she listens to the news. Suddenly, her expression completely changes. It's Xiu on the line, and she lights up. She's in her dressing room, but her world is spinning. But then another call comes in from someone named Tao Xingrio. The news is confirmed, something happened to MS Jing and she's at the hospital. A doctor reports only minor injuries, but Xiu is on another line, completely panicking. But hold on, that doctor has a very suspicious smirk on her face. She congratulates herself on her good performance. This is all a savage setup. Her assistant tries to stop her, yelling that the event isn't over. But our girl is already running out, telling her to just make up an excuse. She disappears into a van, leaving her assistant completely stunned. Meanwhile, at the hospital, the victim is putting on an award-winning performance. Her grandfather promises he will get a satisfactory result for her. But she plays the benevolent saint, saying it's fine. Grandpa is not having it. He furiously slams his cane down on the floor. He roars that he's not dead yet and will see who dares to mess with his family. But MS Jing hints that she's not the only one involved in this. Of course, she's thinking of our girl Youyan, calling her a time bomb. This entire fake accident is a scheme to keep Youyan away from Xiu. She's using this lie to make the Xiao family feel indebted to her. She cuddles up to her grandfather, playing the perfect innocent victim. The audacity. Grandpa holds our girl's hand, his voice filled with worry. He asks about the pain that tortures her at night. She just gives him a weak smile, insisting it's no big deal. But then she gets serious, asking him to help her find someone. A mission is afoot. Meanwhile, a mysterious woman arrives at a very fancy house. She's decked out in a mask and sunglasses, clearly not trying to be seen. Her friend immediately spots an injury on her forehead, but our girl just says it's fine. She claims she just walked into a glass door, a likely story. Her friend gives a little side-eye, totally not buying it. They wait for the elevator, the silence thick with tension. Then they're walking down a sterile hospital hallway. Her friend marches forward with purpose. But just as she reaches for the door, it swings open. An elegant woman stands there calling her name. It's her aunt. Youyan is completely frozen in shock. She's instantly filled with regret, remembering her past cowardice. She pulls it together and asks about Xiu's condition. The aunt reveals she just arrived too and is about to see the doctor. "I'll take you there," she offers with a cool smile. She leads the way down the corridor. But suddenly, Youyan finds herself standing alone and abandoned. The constant beeping of the heart monitor echoes in the dark room. Our poor heroine lies there broken and bandaged. The silence of the hospital is deafening. Her eyes are empty, staring at nothing. A single heartbreaking tear escapes. But then her eyes snap wide open. Standing in the doorway is a familiar face, looking absolutely horrified. The sight sends a jolt of trauma through her. This has all happened before. It feels like a repeat of the same nightmare from the past. But she collapses to the floor, telling herself it's different this time. This isn't the same nightmare. She rushes forward, throwing herself into Xiu's arms. "Xiu," she cries out. Xiu gently holds her hand, whispering, "I'm here, does it still hurt?" Our girl tearfully asks what the doctor said, but Xiu brushes it off as minor injuries. Then, this absolute saint gets on the phone to call a doctor for her friend's forehead. She downplays it, saying it's just a little red. Youyan tries to take the phone away, but Xiu stops her, demanding to know what she's thinking. She says her own head hurts too much to guess. The guilt is overwhelming. She remembers causing Xiu so much injustice in the past. But holding her hand now, she feels a new resolve growing in her heart. Our poor girl's visitor is having a guilt trip. She feels ashamed for getting our heroine involved in her drama. Sitting by her hospital bed, she holds her hand tightly. She blames herself completely for our girl getting hurt. "Without me," she thinks, "you wouldn't be so unhappy." She's starting to think maybe they really should just break up. She clenches her fist, the thought tearing her apart. But our girl finally speaks up, looking heartbroken. "Are we really not suitable to be together?" she asks, voice trembling. She reminds her of the promise she made just last night. "Are you seriously backing off today?" The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Just as things get heavy, there's a knock at the door. And look who it is. The doctor and another woman walk right in. They don't even let go of each other's hands. Awkward. Our girl's eyes dart to the side, completely flustered. The doctor gives her a knowing little smile. She sees everything. Her friend tells the doctor she's all checked up and ready to leave. She turns to our heroine and says she should probably head back too. But then she gets a sudden blushy burst of courage. "Can I stay with you?" she asks. Our girl immediately shoots her down, but she's not giving up. She's already taken time off work. "Let me stay with you for a night, okay?" But her phone suddenly explodes. It's her mom, and she is absolutely furious. She's getting an earful for walking away from a massive brand deal. Her mom screeches that everyone is laughing at her behind her back. But she just calmly finishes her call. What a savage. Our girl tells her to find somewhere else to sleep. Cold as ice, she doesn't listen, just leaning in with puppy dog eyes. "Just lend me this little space," she whispers, completely winning us over. And just like that, she makes herself comfortable at the foot of the bed. She tells our girl to hop into the tiny hospital bed with her. Our poor heroine, bandaged and tired, snuggles right in. And yep, the wolf tail is out. It's official cuddle time. She starts confessing all her insecurities, feeling she's not good enough for Xiu. She feels she isn't the right person, but Xiu cuts her off. She delivers the most chaotic but romantic metaphor ever. If you're a screw, I'll be the nut that fits you perfectly, my heart. Our girl says the feeling is mutual, it's about adjusting together. She doesn't need her to completely change just for her. They just hold each other, content in their little bubbles. She gives our heroine a tender kiss on the forehead. The next morning, our girl wakes up to find Xiu already leaving. It's 4:30 a.m. Are you leaving? She asks, and Xiu motions for her to come here. Our heroine is confused but leans in anyway. Xiu just wants one last hug before she has to go. She holds her so tightly, a silent, emotional goodbye. She warns that she won't see her for a long time. Our girl just looks at her, trying to keep it together. Be safe is all she can manage to say. Xiu promises and says, I'm waiting for you to come back. She watches her walk away, the hallway suddenly feeling so empty. But wait, Xiu turns back with a question about a Christmas gift. Our girl is completely caught off guard. She surges forward, pulling her into a desperate, passionate kiss. Come back safe and healthy, she whispers against her lips. That's the only gift she could ever want. I'm not crying, you are. With that, Xiu practically runs down the hall full of purpose. And our heroine is left smiling, thinking of all the wonderful things she wants to give her. A girl arrives at the hospital, ready for a showdown with her manager. She sees Sister Y waiting by the car, looking as frosty as ever. She puts on a brave face, thanking her manager for coming out, but Sister Y is not impressed. That glare could freeze lava. Our heroine tries to keep smiling as she slides into the car. The door slams shut, trapping them in the suffocating silence. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a designer handbag. Sister Y finally turns, her expression unreadable and cold. She gets straight to business. ZC wants you to answer for breaching your contract. Our girl just nods meekly. She knows she messed up, but Sister Y isn't finished. I have an issue, she says, her voice dropping. There have been problems with our recent collaboration. Our girl looks absolutely stunned. The accusations fly. You haven't been respecting the fruits of my labor. Ouch. She even threatens to reconsider their partnership. This is a total disaster. As she's panicking, our girl's hand brushes against something in her skirt. It's a small candy, a little piece of sugar to combat the bitterness. She realizes her friend must have left it, and a small smile touches her lips. She offers it to Sister Y, who just looks confused by the gesture. I heard you also get low blood sugar, she explains gently. Then she apologizes for her recent behavior, admitting she was wrong. Sister Y admits the apology is sincere, but it's a hollow victory. Our girl promises to cooperate, except where teacher Jing is concerned. That's her one weakness. She confesses that Jing is the root cause of all their conflicts. But she is the source of my dreams, she says, her voice trembling with emotion. She knows Sister Y doesn't like her impulsive nature. She is my weakness, she admits, but she is also my armor. Sister Y seems to consider this, taking the small candy from her. But then she looks at our girl with a savage glint in her eye. Armor. Why don't you actually get together with her first? Boom, she went there. In the car, Sister Y is determined. She vows to catch up with MS Jing. But she admits Jing Xiu is a variable she can't control. She wonders if our girl can accept a partner like that. The question hangs heavy in the air between them. Sister Y casually eats some candy, trying to lighten the mood. And our girl just blushes, enjoying the simple moment. Time passes and she's seen waiting, checking her phone. A text comes in from Paris, telling her to take care of herself. But the message only seems to make her sadder. And so begins the grind. A girl throws herself into her work, networking at events. She attends parties and even waves to adoring fans. She's posing for photo shoots, looking like an absolute goddess. Back in the office, her manager is on the phone. She's finalizing tomorrow's chaotic schedule. There's an important audition and a year-end ceremony right after. She's about to add one more thing, when our girl suddenly collapses from exhaustion. She wakes up in a sterile hospital room, and Roman 4 is stuck in her hand. Sister Y is there, asking if she's finally awake. She explains she had a dangerously high fever all night. But our girl's first thought is the audition. Her eyes are wide with panic and desperation. She clutches the sheets, all her hard work about to go down the drain. Sister Y decides she has to negotiate with director Gu herself. But our poor heroine is stuck in a hospital bed, worried about her audition. Sister Y reminds her that she's in no condition to perform. Despite the Roman 4 in her hand, our girl insists she can do it. She looks up with pure determination in her eyes. Sister Y knows they've worked too hard to let this chance slip away. They've come too far to give up now. So they pull up to a lavish mansion for the big audition. Our girl steps out looking like a star already. She's introduced to the man in charge, Mr. Gu. He asks if she's familiar with the script as he leads her inside. She confidently replies that she's seen it. He opens the door to the audition room, and inside a panel of judges awaits, including a famous musician. He asks her a simple question, can you play the piano? Our girl doesn't hesitate, taking off her coat to reveal a beautiful white dress. She sits at the grand piano, looking like an absolute angel. Sister Y is completely baffled. The director never mentioned a piano audition. But our heroine just closes her eyes, a calm expression on her face. Her fingers grace the keys, ready to perform. And as she begins to play, the entire room is filled with a magical light. She's completely lost in the melody, pouring her heart out. A vision floods her mind of her and another woman sharing an intimate moment. The memory is so vivid, so powerful, channeling through her music. The director is trying to figure out what she wants for the role. But when she sees our girl at the piano, something just clicks. There's a new aura around her, completely lost in the music. She's actually enjoying herself for once. The onlookers are impressed, and the man asks what song she's playing. Our girl just casually drops that she composed it herself, a true prodigy. Youyan admits she's a bit rusty, as she hasn't played in a long time. Our girl immediately gets nervous, asking if something is wrong. The director says no, she just wants to clear the air about something. She knows another actress recommended her, but that's not why she got the part. The director lays it down cold. If you weren't good enough, we would never have chosen you. Our girl listens, her heart pounding in her chest. You convinced us with your own abilities, don't waste your talent. She takes her hand, giving her some firm but gentle encouragement. Our girl looks up, her eyes shining with unshed tears and gratitude. She clenches her fists, filled with a new resolve. I will. Sister Y immediately checks our girl's forehead. Are you burning up again? She asks worriedly. Our heroine plays it off as just nerves, but her manager isn't buying that for a second. You hide it well, she says, guiding her into the car. How can I be an actor? Our girl muses. As they drive off, Sister Y admits she might have underestimated her music skills. Our girl just brushes it off, saying her past talents aren't worth mentioning. You've wasted too much time, Sister Y says, cutting straight to the point. She hits her with a savage question. With so much talent, why rely on just your face? She then asks our heroine what she truly thinks about music now. Our girl explains that for Sister Y, acting is life, but for her, music is just a dream. A dream she simply wants to enjoy happily without any pressure. She doesn't want to complicate her passion by turning it into a means to an end. In the past, the subject made her feel resentful, but now things have changed. She can finally face it peacefully and is content with even the smallest opportunity. Without the pressure to make a living from it, any success is just icing on the cake. A peaceful smile spreads across her face. Everything is finally moving in the right direction. She sleeps soundly in the car and wakes up later that evening feeling refreshed. The first thing she does is grab her phone to text the one person she needs to tell. After a quick Merry Christmas, she asks how his stitches are healing. Then she unloads the amazing news. She got the acting role and the music gig, promising to make him proud. Our girl is all smiles after her work call. Her friend says Bo must really like her. They tell her not to stress and just act like they expect, so much pressure. But she can't help but feel a little happy about the praise. Later that night, she's absolutely losing her mind in bed. Just pure chaotic energy. She's dying to tell Xiu that she had a fever today. She even finished all her work while being sick, a true professional. But she worries it'll just make her seem needy. The internal struggle is real. She tosses and turns, overthinking everything. Finally, she decides to post a subtle hint online just for her friends to see. Just a casual pic of her injured hand, totally not bait. She prays that Xiu sees it, it's her only Christmas wish. And bam, her phone rings instantly, that was way too fast. It's a video call from Xiu. Our girl immediately starts to panic. She quickly collects herself, trying to look presentable. On the screen, Xiu wishes her a Merry Christmas while holding someone close. Our girl is so flustered she can only stammer out a auntie. Turns out, Xiu is out with her family and they are on their way to dinner. Her mom even wants to say hello, how mortifying. Xiu quickly makes an excuse to end the call. She gives a soft goodbye before hanging up. The screen goes black, and our poor heroine is left all alone in her room. Her one Christmas wish ends in total disappointment. As the snow falls, Xiu thinks about their last conversation. The awkward moment her phone slipped from her hand. Meanwhile, our poor girl Youyan is dying of cringe in her bed. She worries she hung up too fast and made things weird. He texts her, asking why she's apologizing when she did nothing wrong. She just smiles, thinking back on their conversation. He was showing his dad her picture, and the other woman was totally third-wheeling. It was a cute family outing by the Christmas tree, so festive and bright. Just a casual father-daughter stroll. Then a text from Xiu hits her phone. My dad said you were cute. But wait, there's more. I also think that you are cute. Our girl absolutely short-circuits. She buries her face in her hands, completely flustered. But that embarrassment quickly melts into pure bubbly happiness. She's practically floating on air. The next morning, she's still in a fantastic mood, humming a little tune. She gets right to work, feeling inspired and happy. A sweet smile plays on her lips as she writes. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. It's her colleague, Sister Y, with a delivery. She explains she saw the concierge with a meal for Youyan's room. But our girl is confused. She didn't order any takeout. Tucked inside is a simple note, eat this. She knows exactly who it's from and immediately texts him, asking how he found her room number. Xiu, sitting with his dad, casually explains he saw her room card during their video call. This man is smooth, he just tells her to eat before her food gets cold. Our girl scrolls on her phone, minding her own business when a waiter serves her a tart. She silently wonders why her sick post didn't get this many likes. The pettiness is real. He watches her, thinking she's become so cunning. Across the table, her mother asks why she looks so happy all of a sudden. She just sips her drink, completely unbothered by the peanut gallery. She closes her eyes, savoring the moment. Her brother stabs at his own food, passive-aggressively talking about scars and pain. The mother tells her son to back off, saying this is between the two of them. But our girl isn't having it, telling her own mom to stay out of it. The brother just smirks, absolutely loving the drama. He pulls his mom into a side hug, telling her to let the girls figure it out. For a brief moment, our heroine looks genuinely hurt, but then a gentle hand covers hers, offering silent support. Her friend's advice is simple: just remember to be happy. And with that, a truly radiant smile lights up her face. But the other woman decides to kill the vibe, announcing she's leaving tomorrow. She selfishly asks, "Isn't it okay as long as I'm happy?" The camera pans back to the chaotic mother-son duo. The scene then mercifully shifts away from this awkward family meal. We cut to a group of women talking business. The topic is the New Year's Eve gala and a popular song. A silver-haired woman slides a phone across the table, offering to help an aspiring singer. "I want you to sing for real," she says intensely. She asks the young artist if she has the confidence for it. The girl's eyes sparkle with ambition. "Of course I have," she declares. She calls the woman Sister Y, showing her respect. Then she immediately asks for a VIP ticket, already planning her rise to the top. Our girl casually texts Xiu, asking if she'll be back for New Year's. Xiu asks if she has any plans. He wants to sing Road of Love solo. Our girl is shook. He says he's serious and asks if he can invite her. My man is smooth, asking if she wants to hear it. But Jing plays it cool, replying with a simple "I'll think about it." She stares at the text, the steaming panda sticker mocking her. The tension is real, even the stickers feel it. She sits by her packed suitcase, lost in thought. Suddenly, a wave of determination washes over her. She grabs a neatly wrapped gift. A plan is forming. At last, she thinks, "I can send you out." A day later, our other girl is yawning, ready for a nap. Her friend calls her out just as the hotel door beeps. She peeks out to see who it is. And would you look at that, Jing is back with gifts. Our girl loses her mind with excitement, screaming Xiu's name. She runs over, asking when she got back. Jing wishes Youyan a happy new year, handing her a present. Our girl pouts from behind the couch, pretending she's not jealous at all. Youyan is thrilled with her gift. Our heroine turns to Xiu, saying she really doesn't envy her, because having her back safely is the best gift she could ever ask for. Her friend gently says, "Come here." She takes our girl's hand, leading her into the room. Yu is still a bit out of it, but her friend wants to treat her. But first, a surprise: "This is your gift." Our girl is a little taken aback, but accepts it gratefully. "Can I open it?" she asks, a flicker of curiosity in her eyes. Permission granted, she tears away the festive wrapping paper. Her eyes go wide with shock. Inside is a professional, high-end microphone. It looks like it was made just for her. She just stares at it, completely speechless. Her friend smiles, gently asking if she's going to sing. "Yes," our girl whispers, clutching the microphone. She asks how she knew to prepare something so perfect. The answer is a gut punch. A few years ago. Our girl can't believe it. Years. Her friend prepared it the year she swore she'd never sing again. A flashback hits, her friend looking so sad. She'd been holding onto this Christmas present all this time. Back then, they were just kids with a dream. They were supposed to take the stage together. Another memory surfaces: they were at a concert. Our girl was captivated by the singer's custom microphone. She noticed a tiny detail, something different about it. Her friend saw that spark and took action. She carefully wrapped the perfect gift, meant to encourage her. But it was too late. Our girl had made her decision. "I won't sing anymore," she had declared, breaking her friend's heart. And so the gift sat unopened for years. Xiu confronts our girl, who looks absolutely heartbroken. She holds out the microphone from her past life, the one she held when she gave up her dream. She realizes she wasn't the only one who lost something precious that day. She asks Xiu if she can still even use this old thing. Xiu confidently says, "Of course I can." She promises to take good care of it. She calls out our girl's name, her voice suddenly soft. Our poor heroine looks up, sensing the shift in the air. Then Xiu reaches out, whispering "Je t'aime," and pulls her into a sudden, desperate hug. But of course, their manager walks in at that exact moment. Our girl asks why she suddenly did that. Xiu leans in close, whispering she was afraid she didn't hear. Our heroine is flustered, insisting she heard her just fine. She can hear her loud and clear. Xiu swoons, thinking how confident Youyan has become, but a dark thought creeps into her mind. Is this just another false happiness, destined to crumble? Sometime later, they head to a New Year's Eve party. Our girl tries to go incognito, hiding under a mask and hat, but it's hard to blend in when you're a superstar. Nearby, some fans are absolutely losing their minds. Suddenly, two of them spot her through the crowd. They call out her name, completely blowing her cover. Our girl is trying to lay low at a concert, but she's immediately spotted. Two adorable fans approach, asking if she remembers them. She looks down, her celebrity aura barely contained by the mask and glasses. She plays it cool, wishing them a happy new year. Then she spots their awesome merch and asks for lightboard. The fans are absolutely thrilled to oblige. They totally shower her with fan gear and she's loving it. She's now fully decked out and ready to support her favorite idol. But wait, what's this mysterious bracelet on her wrist? Suddenly, her friend calls her name, completely blowing her cover. And sitting right next to her is the man she did not expect to see. Her friend is completely oblivious, asking why she brought so many items. She even offers our girl a light stick, bless her clueless heart. The friend is having the time of her life, while our girl is internally screaming. She immediately starts texting, probably complaining about this chaotic setup. She's totally open about it too, not even trying to hide her screen. She calls out her friend for not helping her love life, the absolute savagery. But the guy texts back, saying it's all part of the plan to get some news coverage. A sly smirk spreads across her face, this is going to be fun. Finally, the stage lights flare to life, it's showtime. The energy in the stadium is electric as everyone waits. She gets a cute take it easy text with a hug, Awa. Her friend's jaw drops as the announcer's voice booms through the stadium. All eyes turn to the stage. The crowd screams her name as the lights focus on center stage. And there she is, stepping into the spotlight like an absolute goddess. The crowd goes wild, chanting her name, Youyan. She appears on stage, a silhouette against the blinding lights. Bathed in gold, she stands before the microphone, an absolute goddess. The entire stadium is screaming for her. She takes a breath and begins to sing. It's been a long time, her voice echoes through the venue. And in the crowd, a pair of eyes reflects the dazzling stage. Jai Yaoyan sings on, thinking she can't see Xiu from here. But in her heart, she knows. She can feel our girl watching her from the audience. Beside Xiu, her friend is absolutely losing her mind. The fangirling is at maximum chaotic energy. But our girl is just calmly taking it all in. Her friend gets all flustered, but Xiu's focus is unshakable. Jai Yaoyan's hand reaches out as her voice soars. She commands the entire stage, a queen in her element. Her eyes scan the sea of faces looking for someone. Her gaze is intense, searching for that one special person. The performance comes to a close. She finishes her song, wishing everyone a happy new year. And our girl feels it in her soul. That message was for her. Just then her phone buzzes with a new message. It's from the superstar herself, Happy New Year, I saw you. The message sends shivers down her spine. I'm going to see you after the interview. Xiu's heart hammers as she types a simple yes. She looks over at the empty seat right next to her. And it finally clicks. That seat was reserved for Jai Yaoyan all along. The internet is absolutely exploding with praise for Jai Yaoyan's performance. A girl disguised as staff scrolls through the chaos, even the hater comments. She quickly slips away down a staff-only corridor to make her escape. But her getaway is interrupted by a call from an unknown number. She answers it and her blood runs cold. The voice on the other end delivers the worst possible news about her father. He's in a coma from ketoacidosis and is currently in the emergency room. The caller, a total stranger, had to pretend to be a neighbor to get information. Our girl is in absolute shock. How could this have happened? The woman on the phone explains she felt he was unwell and tried to warn him. She got worried, followed him with some food, and found him collapsing. Now she's at the hospital taking care of everything, an absolute angel. Yanyan struggles to keep her composure, lying that she's fine. She says she's in a hurry and quickly ends the call, her mind racing. As she rushes through the building, her eyes lock onto a familiar, glamorous figure. It's Jing Xiu, shining like a star for the cameras. She's surrounded by microphones and a massive bouquet of flowers. Just then, an assistant informs Jing Xiu that her agent's schedule has suddenly changed. Apparently, Sister Y answered a phone call, her face went dark, and she bolted. Jing Xiu knows this is bad, something is seriously wrong. Later, she enters the private lounge looking for answers. She finds our girl sitting there, no longer in disguise. What are you doing here? Jing Xiu asks, but she can see the terror in Yanyan's eyes. She immediately softens, asking what's the matter. Yanyan takes her hand, bracing for the impact of her words. Her voice trembles as she delivers the soul-crushing news. Your dad has ketoacidosis, the bombshell drops. Jing Xiu's world shatters as she learns he's in emergency treatment at the hospital. Her world comes crashing down as she stares at the phone in disbelief. She frantically tries to call, but the line is dead. The number is invalid. Defeated, she collapses to the floor, completely helpless. But her manager is already one step ahead, booking the next flight out. Her assistant zips off to get everything ready. It's go time. They quickly disguise our girl, bundling her up from head to toe. Her manager gently puts sunglasses on her. Don't be afraid. She tries to offer some comfort, saying her father will be okay. Watching from afar, Axin knows these are the exact words she needs to hear. They rush our girl towards the elevator, but Axin stays behind. She can't go with her, convinced she'll only cause more trouble. In the eyes of the world, she feels completely isolated. Especially in the eyes of Yanyan's parents, she is not good enough. She feels utterly unworthy of our girl's love. Meanwhile, Yanyan is being whisked away in a van. She gazes out at the city lights, her mind an absolute wreck. Suddenly, her phone buzzes. It's her mom, and the tears immediately start to fall. Her mother's voice is frantic. Something terrible has happened to her father. Our poor girl completely breaks down, sobbing that she was wrong. Through her tears, she promises she's on her way home. But a horrifying memory flashes through her mind. In her past life, her father never came. Her mom insists he's getting emergency aid and that he'll be fine. Yanyan collapses into Sister Y's arms, overwhelmed with grief and fear. She's a complete mess, clinging to her for any kind of support. She explains she only just found her mom's new number. Then she asks the critical question, how did Sister Y know to find her? Sister Y is just as confused. Apparently, Jing Xiu was the one who called. Yanyan's blood runs cold, a dark thought enters her mind. No way, did Axin have something to do with this? Our girl tries to rest on the plane, but nightmares of her past won't leave her alone. She remembers her father's letter, a suffocating contract for her entire life. She finally snapped, telling him he no longer had any control over her. He tried to guilt trip her, but she shot back, asking if he thought she was his dog. I am human, she screams, not a doll he can just dress up and control. All she wanted was freedom, but he grabs her, his face twisted with rage. He delivers the final, savage blow, walk out and you are no longer my daughter. He even threatens her future, saying the university won't want a disgrace like her. The words are like daggers, don't you dare bring shame to this family. Her poor mother can only watch in horror as her husband disowns their child. But our girl has made her choice. She walks out that door without looking back. Then she remembers her mother catching up to her outside. Her mom says she's disappointed and hands over a credit card. I hope you don't regret this, she says, her voice cold but sad. With tears streaming down her face, her mom tells her to take care of herself. Our girl gives a deep, final bow to the only parent who showed her kindness. The second her mom is gone, she collapses, utterly heartbroken. But she forces herself up and walks away into her new, lonely future. To survive, she starts busking on the streets with her beloved guitar. A woman and her friend stop, seeming interested in her music. One of them reaches for her guitar. What could they possibly want? The scene flashes, and suddenly the other girl holds the guitar as our heroine runs away. Did she just sell her only dream? Our girl remembers the day she won the award, the peak of her career. Her partner, Jing Xiu, was right there with her. It was a moment of pure, unadulterated joy. That trophy represented the life she had built for herself. But now she's trying to track down someone from her past. Turns out the person she was looking for moved. Luckily, she gets their new contact information, and it leads her to this incredibly tense meeting with her mother. Mom cuts right to the chase, asking if the rumors about her and Jing Xiu are true. She goes on a tirade about how this isn't the life they wanted for her. This wasn't the dream they had. She slams the table, ranting about the gossip they have to endure from friends and colleagues. All she can talk about is how humiliated and ashamed they are. The silence is deafening. Then her mom grabs her hand, begging for the truth. She accuses our poor girl of selling herself to that woman for money and fame. Having had enough, our heroine finally drops the bomb. I'm with her because I love her, I'm gay. Our girl looks her dead in the eye, waiting for a response. Her mother's face is a mask of pure shock and horror. She asks her mom for acceptance. But the answer is a cold, hard, I cannot accept it. Her mom clutches her hand, asking the most devastating question of all. Can you change? Our girl is floored. How can she change who she is? She feels a wave of disappointment wash over her. Her mother coldly tells her to leave and think about what she's done. She cuts her off completely, saying they shouldn't contact each other anymore. Defeated, our girl leaves a card on the table. I'm sorry, she says, for giving birth to a daughter like me. A daughter that caused you so much shame. The weight of her mother's words crushes her completely. After a long flight, our girl finally arrives in Yanju. A van speeds through the dark city streets. She's in a desperate race against time. She practically launches herself out of the vehicle, not even caring about her fancy dress. Down the sterile hospital corridor, she spots her mother. Her mom is crumpled in grief outside the ICU. Our girl's heart just shatters. She runs, her voice cracking as she calls out to her mother. She collapses into her mom's arms, sobbing that she's sorry for being late. The two of them just cling to each other, lost in their fear. Her mother holds her tight, just glad that she's finally here. Yanyan thanks the Lu family for helping, but her mom drops a bombshell. Lu Fang is back too. The name hits our girl like a ton of bricks. And speak of the devil, her childhood friend appears right on cue. He grimly explains the situation. Her father has a very dangerous heart condition. Yanyan immediately demands to see the doctor. Lu Fang calmly takes charge. His parents tell her not to worry about them, they're here to help. Our girl bows deeply, thanking them for their kindness. Lu Fang leads her away, already on the phone with the medical staff. His parents watch them go, impressed with how capable Yanyan is. The doctor gives them the news. Her father was saved, but he's in a coma. Thankfully, there's no brain damage, but the next 24 hours are critical. She thanks the doctor, her voice trembling with relief and lingering fear. Lu Fang puts a comforting hand on her shoulder. She's a little dazed. As she pulls out her phone, he hands her a warm coffee. What a guy. He tells her that the best expert in the city, a Dr. Zhang, helped her father. Apparently, a whole team of specialists was called in for the emergency. She asks how her mother managed all this, but it wasn't her mom. Our girl deeply thanks Lu Fang's family for all their help tonight. She apologizes for troubling them so much, but the auntie tells her not to worry, saying they'll head home for now. She waves goodbye, telling them to call if they need anything. Our heroine then turns to her own exhausted mother. She urges her mom to go home and get some rest. It's going to be a long wait and her health comes first. But mom is having none of it. She refuses to leave. No, I will stay here, she insists, telling our girl to go home instead. Our poor heroine looks so torn, but her mother's mind is made up. Defeated, she agrees to go home first and come back tomorrow. Her mom suggests they can take turns with her friends. Her friends offer to get a hotel, but mom immediately shoots that down. She offers them her own house to rest in. What a kind soul. Her friend agrees to take mom home and then return for the midnight shift. As they leave, mom sweetly asks what she wants for breakfast. Our girl is too exhausted to care, saying anything is fine. But then she adds that she loves all of her mom's cooking. Later, she and her friend huddle together for warmth in the waiting area. Suddenly, footsteps echo in the quiet hall. It's Lu Fang. He's back again, holding bags. He was worried she'd get cold, so he brought blankets and clothes. As she thanks him, he looks down. He noticed she was still wearing uncomfortable heels. And this man actually bought her new sneakers, my heart. He even kneels down to put them on for her, a true gentleman. Our girl is completely stunned. She wants to say something. But as he ties her shoelaces, she can't find the words. He asks if they fit, and all she can do is nod. Our girl gets a change of clothes, feeling a little more human. Her childhood friend asks if everything fits okay. She says the sweater is a bit big, but it's fine. She can't help but thank him, feeling like a total burden. But he just brushes it off, asking why she's being so polite. He says he's heading out, leaving her at the empty waiting bench. But then he turns back one last time, and he drops a bomb. I'm sorry. The words trigger a painful flashback of his hesitation. He was sorry for the care she gave, but she doesn't understand. He hits her with the ultimate shutdown. You said I was like a brother to you. Our girl is absolutely floored. He pats her head like a puppy and tells her not to be distant. So savage. And just like that, he leaves her standing alone in the hallway. She tells herself the past is in the past. This is her chance to start over completely. Staring at her reflection, she thinks about her regrets. She always blamed her parents for not understanding her, but she realizes she never gave them a chance to accept her choices. In her family, she was always standing in someone else's shadow. Her stubbornness her entire life was shaped by this pressure. Then a name pops into her head, Xiu. She realizes she hasn't even messaged her friend since waking up. Deciding it's too late, she puts her phone away. But Xiu is wide awake, staring at her phone screen. A single tear rolls down her cheek as she waits for a message that isn't coming. Our girl tries to wash away the morning dread, but her phone buzzes, shattering the fragile peace. A message comes in about Youyan and her heart drops. She grabs her phone, frantically asking if Youyan was spotted by the press. The reply starts with no, but the bad news is clearly coming. Her mind flashes back to a painful memory of another man. A man who seemed so perfect for Youyan, leaving our girl in the dust. She stares at her phone, her resolve hardening. She types a savage command, shut down the news and deal with the reporters. Just then, a message from Youyan herself appears. Our heroine looks down, completely exhausted by the drama. She slumps against the counter, feeling utterly defeated. And of course, Youyan is calling her right at this moment. She braces herself for the inevitable conversation. Hello, she answers quietly as Youyan calls out her name, Xiu. Youyan immediately asks if she saw the scandalous photo. We see Youyan hiding in a stairwell, looking panicked. She quickly explains the man in the photo is just a family friend. Her family was at the hospital with her sick mother. He was just bringing them supplies when the paparazzi ambushed them. Don't misunderstand, she pleads, but Xiu's eyes are filled with doubt. Xiu deflects, saying she was just worried but didn't want to bother her so late. Yanyan's response is a quiet, heavy yes. But Xiu's mind is spiraling. He was someone Yanyan's parents approved of. And standing there, our poor girl comes to a heartbreaking conclusion. I'm not worthy of being with her. Our girl is on the phone, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. The other woman's voice is calm, but her eyes tell a different story. Both of them are trapped in this silent digital standoff. The woman thanks Xiu for the heads up about her dad. But our girl needs answers. How did she find out? Her hand clenches in frustration. She hates being kept in the dark. Her friend confesses she was the one who investigated. Xiu just leans against the counter, feeling completely drained. She listens as her friend explains herself. She knew our girl's pride wouldn't let her ask for help, so she apologizes for crossing a line. Xiu says she's not blaming her. Her friend admits she feels awful about it. It just feels so uncomfortable going behind her back like this. And our girl lays it all out on the table. I don't like you learning about me this way. She begs her if there's anything you want to know. Just ask me directly. But her friend fires back with a savage counter. She's asked before and got nothing. Her voice trembles. If I ask you now, will you be honest? Our girl's hand tightens. She knows what's coming. The woman on the other end takes a deep breath. Then she drops the bomb. Lu Feng, is he really just your mother's best friend's son? And just like that, Xiu's world comes crashing down. While on the phone with Xiu, our girl's mind is racing. She knows about Lu Feng. How much has she dug up? The paranoia is eating her alive. Does she know everything? Suddenly, her assistant bursts into the room, shouting her name. Your father is awake. The words hang in the air. She quickly tells Xiu she has to go. She promises to explain everything later. Nothing else matters now. She has to see him. She hangs up and bolts for the door. Meanwhile, Xiu is left shattered, alone in a bathroom. At the hospital, the doctor delivers the good news. Her father is out of critical condition and can be visited. A girl suits up in scrubs, her heart pounding. Her dad is lying in the hospital bed, the monitor beeping steadily. Seeing him like this absolutely breaks her heart. She gently takes his hand in hers. Tears stream down her face as she whispers, Dad. He looks so fragile, lying there with the oxygen mask. She leans in close, telling him he's stable now. Rest easy, she promises. I'll take care of Mom. A single perfect tear rolls down her father's cheek. He heard her. Our poor girl is completely overcome with emotion. And then his finger twitches, trying to squeeze her hand back. It's a miracle. Outside the room, everyone is weeping with joy. Her mother and friends watch on, clinging to each other for support. After 7 agonizing hours, the doctor finally has good news. Her father's condition is stable. Her friend tells her to get some rest since she's been up all night. Our girl meekly agrees, completely drained from the stress. But at least her father is okay. That's all that matters to her right now. Back to business, her manager is buzzing about her sudden explosion in popularity. Ad departments are calling, but our girl is worried about being overexposed so quickly. But her manager is a pro, and she has a chaotic plan already in motion. Step 1, leak some info to get the haters all riled up. Our poor girl just has to sit back and trust the process. The manager's brilliant idea is to create a scandal and then flip it for maximum publicity. She warns our heroine that she's about to get absolutely roasted online for a few days. But there's one type of scandal that's impossible to reverse: a relationship rumor. Unless, of course, that rumor pairs her with the one and only MS, Jing. But our girl's mind is on someone else entirely, Xiu. And the name Lu Feng echoes in the back of her mind. The memory is a painful one, bringing her back to a dark place. It all started with that one piercing question about their relationship. She knows she can't just explain her complicated history with Lu Feng in a few sentences. It's too messy. She needs the right time, the right chance to explain everything. A chance to finally talk to Xiu and clear the air once and for all. Just then, the van pulls up to a house, and her manager announces they've arrived. She wonders why her parents would move to such a remote, inconvenient location. Turns out, she already spoke to our girl's mom about it on the way. Since our heroine got famous, reporters and fans started harassing her family at their old home. Even the neighbors were gossiping nonstop. Her parents just couldn't take it anymore. So they had no choice but to pack up and move away from it all. Our girl's heart sinks as she steps inside the new house. She sees a family photo and realizes the truth. She thought they moved to get away from her asterisk, but she was wrong. They did it all because of her fame, to protect themselves. A woman leads our girl to a room, saying her mother kept it just for her. She peeks inside and her heart stops. It's her old bedroom. Nothing has been moved, not a single award or painting. It's as if they were always waiting for her to come back. The woman reveals she noticed little things, like her father reading a book she mentioned, and even a fashion magazine with our girl's face right on the cover. The truth hits her like a truck. Her parents always cared for her. And with that, the dam breaks. She sobs, realizing she was never truly alone. She thinks about how their family's stubborn pride kept them apart. She stares at an old family photo, a relic of happier times. So much time was wasted because no one wanted to be the first to apologize. Later that night, sitting alone, she picks up her phone. She scrolls to a single contact, Axie. She quickly types out a message asking for a video call. Taking a deep breath, she presses the button. Axie answers almost immediately, looking calm and collected. Our girl explains she couldn't talk earlier because her father was awake. She knows she needs to be clear or she'll just worry Axie more. Axie immediately asks if her father is okay. She confirms his condition is stable now. Then she drops a bomb. I know you investigated me, but I'm really thankful. Axie just listens, her expression unreadable. Our girl confesses she would have been a miserable wreck without her help. Axie tries to brush it off as redemption, but our girl takes the blame. She knows none of this would have happened if she had just been honest from the start. Youyan lays it all out on the table. She's done her homework on our girl, Xiu. Xiu just sits there completely frozen. This phone call just took a terrifying turn. Youyan continues, confirming she knows exactly where she lives. She lists everything off: parents' names, occupations, her entire school history. And then she goes for the kill shot, revealing she knows about the man she grew up with. And your fiancé, Lu Feng, the drama bomb has been dropped. Yanyan just lies there smug, enjoying the chaos she's created. Axu frantically denies it. But Yanyan claims there are documents to prove it. Our girl tries to explain it's all just rumors and family expectations. She practically screams into the phone that they never even dated. She starts from the beginning, telling Yanyan about her strict professor parents. They had her whole life planned out, including a perfect marriage. And their pick for her husband, Lu Feng, of course. He was never her choice, just the one her parents wanted. We flash back to their childhood where they were practically inseparable. He took care of her like a brother, always patching up her scrapes. But our girl had a rebellious spirit, loving art and music which her father forbade. Naturally, the more he tried to stop her, the more she wanted to do it. Lu Feng was her shield, her alibi, helping her sneak out to practice. She only ever saw him as a brother, but soon everyone around them started to ship them. He never denied the rumors, and she slowly realized he was in love with her. She just couldn't bring herself to be honest and break his heart. When her mother confronted her about the relationship, she denied everything, but they didn't believe her. She confesses that she and her parents barely even speak the same language anymore. Her parents twisted the story until it became their truth. After spilling her entire tragic story, she softly says Yanyan's name. The weight of it all comes crashing down and our poor girl starts sobbing. And Yanyan, hearing her pain, softly whispers, "Please don't cry." A ghostly hand grabs her as a voice calls out her name, Yanyan. The painful memory causes our girl to break down completely. But the woman on the phone gently tells her not to cry. She ends the call, emotionally drained from the conversation. Turning over in bed, she faces her confidant, ready to spill everything. She explains how her family pushed her into a marriage she never wanted. They couldn't understand why she didn't like the perfect Lu Feng. She confesses she's always been weak, living her life for others. All she wanted was a little bit of comfort for herself, so she had to lie to herself that it was okay. She thought she could force herself to love him eventually, a total lie. And with that, our poor heroine gave in and agreed to get engaged. Thinking about it now, she realizes it was completely absurd. She even manages a small, pained laugh about it. The story shifts to a time just before the engagement. She went to the hospital to visit her best friend from college. Her friend was seriously ill and didn't have much time left. She said our girl's voice was like magic, making her forget all her sadness. With her dying breath, her friend asked if this was the life she really wanted. At the funeral, all our heroine could do was apologize to her friend's memory. She was then given a guitar, a final gift her friend had left for her. But when she got home, her father's thunderous voice stopped her cold. The memories of her parents' harsh words still echo in her mind. They treated her like a puppet, leaving our girl broken on the floor. That night, she questioned everything, her life, her purpose, her very existence. Had she ever truly lived for herself? The thought was absolutely terrifying. She was on the verge of losing herself completely in their expectations. So she made a choice. She would no longer be their perfect, ideal daughter. She wanted her own life, but it ended in a huge fight and they kicked her out. Now on the phone, she tries to explain, "There's nothing between me and Lu Feng." Yanyan begs her to believe her, her voice trembling. But Axu's reply is heartbreaking. "I've always been willing to trust you. I always wanted to understand you, to be there for you. But you never gave me the chance, you never said a single word." Yanyan listens, her heart shattering into a million pieces. Axu remembers Yanyan's tearful apology from back then, but she confesses she never needed an apology, she just felt sorry for her. Hearing about Lu Feng hurt Axu deeply, making her doubt everything. She felt she could never truly break down the walls around Yanyan's heart. It was like our girl was trapped inside a glass case, beautiful but unreachable. Axu whispers that she never felt truly accepted. Yanyan clutches her sheets in agony. Yanyan finally breaks down, confessing her pride kept her silent about her past. "I didn't mention being thrown out, because the more I like you, the more insecure I feel about my broken, messy life compared to yours." She started to doubt if there was anything about her worth loving at all. She was terrified that if Axu saw her imperfections, she'd stop liking her. The raw, painful confession hangs heavy in the air. Yanyan listens as Axu pours her heart out over the phone. Axu admits it's hard for her to be so vulnerable. She asks if she's just another person to our girl. The insecurity is crushing. She brings up her past trauma, collapsing during a competition. She knew she couldn't debut, but joined the program anyway. She feels like a fraud for deceiving her fans. Axu asks if she seems desperate. Our girl immediately denies it. Yanyan confesses that seeing her cry makes her own heart ache. Axu lays all her insecurities bare, asking if her feelings will fade. But seeing her weakness only makes our girl want to hold her tighter. The air gets heavy as our girl just stares at the screen. Suddenly, Axu's robes start to slip off her shoulder. She's completely barebacked, the city lights glowing behind her. She runs a hand through her hair, the moment feeling incredibly intimate. Our poor heroine can only watch, completely frozen. Then Axiu reveals a massive, jagged scar on her back. A faded tattoo peeks out from under the sheet. Tears instantly well up in our girl's eyes. Axiu's voice trembles as she asks if the scar is bad. She calls herself an ugly monster, unable to even look at it. Our girl screams through her tears, no it's not. She recognizes it as the scar from the day Axiu was injured. She's filled with regret, wondering why she never dared to look before. But she vows to accept every imperfect part of Axiu. Trying to break the heavy mood, she tells her to go take a shower. Axiu immediately perks up like an excited puppy. She gives our girl a gentle, knowing smile. Youyan is a blushing, crying mess, thinking Axiu is so stupid and cute. Youyan gets out of the shower, looking all fresh for her girl. But Axia can tell something's on her mind and asks what's wrong. Youyan is staring at the gnarly scar on Axia's back. It hurts just to look at it. Axia tries to play it cool, but her smile is laced with sorrow. It's fine, she insists, but Youyan is not letting this go. Our girl gets right to the point. Is there a tattoo under that scar? She leans in, desperate to know the secret it holds. Axia begins her story. The first letter is F. She originally wanted the tattoo artist to write the word forget, but as she was lying there, she had a sudden change of heart. She admits she regretted the idea instantly. Axia explains that trying to force yourself to forget is just deceiving yourself. So instead, she got the word forgive tattooed, but unfortunately, in the end, she couldn't do it. Youyan looks absolutely wrecked. Our girl tries to comfort her, but Axia is lost in her own tragic past. She flashes back to a horrifying memory, Youyan in a coffin. Axia calls out her name, her eyes filled with a universe of regret. She confesses she's ashamed of her ugly scar, worried Youyan thinks she's imperfect. She says a lover doesn't have to stay with someone so broken. Youyan is crushed. You don't trust me that much, she thinks. Axia desperately asks if it's because she hasn't given Youyan enough security. Our girl has always felt like she was walking alone. The whole world just moved on without her. She was taught that a parent's love should be selfless. But for her, that was a complete lie. She had to be the perfect daughter, collecting achievements just to feel loved. If she failed, she knew they would just throw her away. This twisted her heart, making her believe all love had conditions. It built a prison of thorns around her, a protection mechanism that made her unable to trust anyone. She desperately wondered if someone could ever truly accept her, someone who could love all her broken pieces and imperfections, because deep down, she's just so terrified of being abandoned again. But as she texts Axiu, she admits she's finally letting her guard down. Axiu saw her at her absolute worst and still chose to stay. Our girl is ready to prove her love is real this time. She boldly asks, "You're crazy in love with me too, right?" And Axiu, blushing furiously, admits it's true. But then Axiu drops a bombshell. Love isn't enough. She confesses that she wasn't good enough for them in the past, that their problems just kept piling up between them. She says if they can't change their toxic dynamic, they'll never work out. Youyan just listens, taking in the harsh truth. Axiu explains she was always the one taking the initiative. And she's done, she can't do it anymore. So our girl steps up, a new fire in her eyes. This time she asks, "Can I take the initiative?" A beautiful, determined smile spreads across her face. "Can I be the one to chase you?" Hiding under the covers, Axiu points out the obvious. "Aren't you chasing me already?" Our girl Youyan pleads her case from the floor, full of sincerity and puppy dog eyes. She's been waiting so patiently by her bedside. Finally, Axiu calls her name, and then she drops a bombshell. "Would you like to come and see my father?" Yanyan's mind is blown. This is it, the moment she's been waiting for. She remembers how she used to clutch her clothes in anticipation, how she'd wait alone, filled with so much hope that always ended in disappointment. Axiu gently gets her attention again, but Yanyan is already spiraling. Does her father even know about her? Won't he be angry? Her mom knows, but her dad is a different story. Axiu clarifies it's her asterisk dad, and she isn't even sure if he knows yet. She tells Yanyan not to rush. It was just a test to see her reaction. Our girl is told to just wait until things are settled. Yanyan agrees, but her chaotic brain is already calculating. She pictures their relationship like a video game, wondering about her progress. Axiu waits on the other end of the line, probably confused. Then Yanyan just blurts it out. Has it reached 80%? Axiu turns into a blushing mess and admits, yes. Yanyan explodes with joy. Then can I hug you and kiss your cheeks? She practically begs through the phone, pleading for her not to refuse. Our girl is on a video call looking completely smitten. Axiu's voice is soft, asking her to wait for her return. But Yanyan can barely keep her eyes open. She is absolutely exhausted. Axiu notices immediately, pointing out how sleepy she looks. Our poor girl has been suffering from some serious insomnia. She admits she didn't sleep at all the night before. Axiu immediately orders her to bed, but Yanyan agrees only after a quick shower. But then she makes a bold request, don't hang up the call. She wants to watch Axiu sleep, and Axiu is just stunned into agreeing. Our girl is absolutely delighted by this. Axiu's face turns beet red. because Yanyan has left the camera on for her shower. My god, this is getting spicy. Yanyan reappears, all fresh and ready for bed in some adorable pajamas. She hops back into bed, phone in hand. She says a sweet goodnight to Axeliu on the screen. And almost immediately, she's fast asleep. She looks so peaceful, finally getting some rest. Axeliu watches her through the phone, her heart probably melting. Her eyes are full of a deep, painful longing. But her mind is going to some not-so-innocent places. She thinks she's just adding fuel to the fire. She gets out of bed with grim determination. The next morning, the sun is shining brightly. Yanyan wakes up with a massive, happy yawn, and she sees Axeliu is still on the call, having watched her all night long. Our girl arrives at the elderly couple's home with a gift. She's accompanied by her mom, who helps carry the bags. They ring the doorbell, ready to make a formal visit. The old woman is so grateful for their help. She can't understand why this new neighbor is being so kind. She wonders if there's a connection she's missing. Suddenly it clicks and she asks if our girl knows Jing Xiu. Later, our girl walks with her mom, who has pieced it all together. She realizes this kind neighbor was sent by Axeliu to look after them. Mom reveals that Axeliu even pulled strings to help her father. She used her connections to get him the best possible medical care. But Mom cuts straight to the chase, asking if they've broken up. Our girl smiles, explaining they're back together now. She is absolutely certain about this, but her mother looks less than thrilled. Her mom sighs, knowing she can't change her daughter's mind. She just begs her not to tell her sick father about this yet. Our girl agrees, understanding that respecting her parents' feelings is a good start. They say their goodbyes, leaving things on a tense but hopeful note. Time passes and we see our girl is living the high life. But even at a glamorous party, she seems exhausted. A friend brings her a drink to help her unwind. While sipping her drink, she scrolls through her phone. And then she sees a post from Axeliu. A song titled Thinking of You with the caption, "Suddenly I miss you so much." The scene shifts to Axeliu, listening to the same song, looking out at the city lights and thinking of our girl. It's late at night as our girl finally lands. She arrives at the hotel trying to be low-key, but her friend Youyan spots her immediately, absolutely ecstatic. They head up to the room, but the assistant seems a little confused. Suddenly, a silver-haired woman appears, surprised to see her back so soon. Our girl just smiles sweetly, saying she came back for something important. The woman says Miss Jing is busy and won't be back until tomorrow. Then she hits her with the "I'm just kidding, what a savage troll." She shoos Youyan away, telling her it's time for them to leave. Our heroine peeks out, a little unsure of what just happened. The assistants wish her good night, leaving her alone in the hallway. But Xiao just smirks, her plan is going perfectly. She slides the keycard into the door. A voice from inside asks why she's back. It's Miss Jai, fresh from a shower and looking completely stunned. Our girl just gives her a sly little grin and says, "Guess what?" Miss Jai is so shocked she drops all her papers. Xiao kicks off her shoes and rushes into the room. "I've missed you," she confesses, "so I came back." She takes Miss Jai's hand, closing the distance between them. "You don't miss me?" she teases, leaning in close. Miss Jai can't hide her blush as she whispers, "I missed you." Our girl goes for the kill, asking for a hug as she moves in for a kiss. She whispers into her ear, "Can you hug me?" Miss Jai trembles, thinking about the last time Xiao was this bold. And then they're wrapped in a tight embrace. Miss Jai feels like she's been flying endlessly, a bird with no place to land. But in Xiao's arms, she's finally found her island of rest. She holds on tighter, never wanting this peaceful moment to end. Youyan has clearly just arrived, dropping her things on the floor. She immediately embraces our girl Axeliu, who sadly has a press conference tomorrow. Youyan is worried, knowing Axeliu has a super early flight. But Axeliu says seeing her makes all the tiredness disappear, almost. She just needs one more thing for energy, a kiss. This bold request leaves Youyan a blushing, stuttering mess. They lean in, the air crackling with tensions, but Youyan pulls away, telling Axeliu to go wash up and rest for her trip. Our poor girl looks so dejected as Youyan wishes her goodnight. Axeliu suddenly remembers that Yaoyan's room hasn't been cleaned in days. But before she can say anything, Youyan hesitates at the door with a genius plan. "Or maybe, can I just stay in your room tonight?" As Axeliu walks off, Youyan can barely contain her glee. The plan worked. Axeliu just tells her to go wash her face, which is basically a yes. Youyan happily skips off to the shower, humming a victory tune. She emerges, looking absolutely radiant and ready for the night. Stepping out in a very alluring robe, she calls for Axeliu. But she finds our girl curled up on the bed, looking deathly pale. Axeliu admits it's the first day of her period and the pain is awful. Youyan immediately offers to hold her and warm her belly. She gets into bed, promising to stay right there because she's too worried to leave. She asks if Axeliu has tried a hot compress or any other remedies. Our girl has tried everything, even painkillers, but nothing is working. Youyan's heart shatters, begging Axeliu to see a doctor with her. It's just before 4 a.m. and our girl is sleeping soundly next to her love. But the brutal alarm shatters the peace, time to get up. The blonde Youyan tries to sneak out of bed like a ninja. She carefully pries her hand away from our sleeping beauty. But it's no use, Ms. Jing is already awake. Sorry for waking you, Youyan whispers. She says she has to go, telling her to stay in bed. But Jing clings to her, not ready to let go. Youyan gently denies her, planting a tender kiss on her forehead. Now close your eyes, she whispers, tucking her back in. My heart is melting. With one last caress, she slips out of the room. And she's not just leaving, she's in the kitchen, a domestic goddess. An assistant walks in, absolutely shook to see the big star cooking. Later that morning, our heroine finally wakes up. She stretches, feeling the empty space beside her. But a sweet surprise awaits her, a warm thermos and a loving note. Just then her own assistant enters. Jing, breakfast is ready. The assistant is surprised. Oh, you're up so early today. Jing tries to pass off another thermos, but the assistant recognizes it. Isn't this Youyan's? She's confused. Yours is in your bag. Did she give you two? Jing says it belongs to Youyan, trying to play it cool. But the assistant is sharp. She puts two and two together, a matching set of thermos. Busted, our girl blushes furiously, completely exposed. Elsewhere, Youyan sneezes in the car. Someone's thinking about her. Her manager drones on about a press conference for an old film. But Youyan is unfazed. She leans back, the picture of calm confidence. I know. At the press conference, the crowd is absolutely electric. She adjusts her male lead's tie and the cameras go wild. Of course, the photo instantly goes viral online. Our girl hides in the break room thinking, I knew this would happen. She immediately texts her actual lover, Xiu, to explain everything. She worries he'll be mad and offers to get the PR team to fix it. Our poor heroine is stressing out, but his response is super chill. He tells her he's not that stingy and she can't help but blush. She sends a voice message, playfully saying it's okay to be a little stingy. Because honestly, a little jealousy from him, she secretly likes it. She waits for his reply, her eyes glued to the screen. But nothing comes. A notification says he hasn't even been online. Then she sees he made a post supporting her and her perspective shifts. Her heart swells with warmth. Her lover is publicly cheering for her. She used to be so concerned about what others thought, trapped in the dark. Her manager finds her. She asks if she can reply to his post. Her manager is hesitant. Is it okay to have a little ambiguity? Our girl wants to add a kissing emoji and some flirty comments. She gives her manager the most hopeful puppy dog eyes. The manager sighs, completely defeated. You send it. And our girl is so happy she literally sprouts bunny ears. Our girl wakes up feeling on top of the world. She throws open the curtains, ready to take on the day. Checking her phone, she sees her couple ranking with Xiu hit number 1. Then she sees his cryptic message, 0231, read it in reverse, I'll love you forever. She completely swoons, floating on cloud 9. As she gets ready, she spots some shocking news online. Xiu is going to be in a stage play. This is weird. In her past life, he basically vanished from the public eye. She wonders if her presence has changed his future. Did he stay in the country because of her? She quickly shakes off the thought, that's impossible, right? Still, she can't help but wonder why he changed his mind. Putting it aside, she goes to visit her grandfather. He greets her, saying he has news about the person she's looking for. Unfortunately, the trail has gone a little cold. Someone spotted him, but he was gone by the time they arrived. She tells her grandpa not to worry, they'll just keep trying. He then takes her hand, explaining her other grandfather went to pray for her. A master at the temple gave him a warning. She needs a special item to protect her soul. Overwhelmed, she stands outside a closed door, gathering her courage. A text pops up from her friend who's just gotten home. She's just chilling on her bed, waiting for our girl's reply. Suddenly, our poor heroine Xiu gets an incoming video call. It's her. She answers, and a familiar, adorable face pops up on screen. Xiu plays it cool, asking why she's calling her during work hours. Her friend cheekily offers a spontaneous room tour. She explains her parents kept it exactly the same. Our girl just gives a quiet okay. First up on the tour, a wall full of awards, a totally casual flex. Next, she shows off her bed, which Xiu has apparently seen before. Sitting by the window, Xiu listens as her friend complains the bed is too big. And she only has one pillow, but she plans to get another one. Our girl smirks, teasing her, you want your pillow to have a partner. And then comes the smoothest line ever, that pillow will belong to you, Xiu. To avoid blushing, Xiu quickly changes the subject, spotting a locked notebook. Her friend holds it up, explaining it's a diary she's kept since she was a kid. She confirms she started it when she was only 7 or 8. Xiu tells her to read it, hinting she might find something unexpected. But her friend has something else to show her first. It's her childhood photo album. This is getting interesting. Xiu watches, a soft expression on her face as her friend flips through the pages. She stops on a photo of 2 little girls looking happy together. Xiu's eyes widen slightly and a knowing smile plays on her lips. She remembers. Her friend catches her laughing and asks what's so funny. Xiu just stares into the camera and says cryptically, the answer is in what I just said. She quickly hangs up, saying her family is calling. After a 37-minute call, she leaves her friend completely bewildered. She stares at her desk, pondering Xiu's cryptic words. The answer is right there in the photo. They were childhood friends all along.